strangers to scandal.
Opie and Anthony on satellite radio.
Those hosts, Anthony Camilla and Greg Opie Hughes.
Controversial team.
Comment.
Profanity linked to Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony apologizing for yet another raunchy gag. The Opie and Anthony show. Opie and Anthony.
Is this the last straw for the raunchy radio duo?
Disturbed and deviant. There's nothing I enjoy more than drunken teen girls.
The history of misogynistic behavior.
The home of incest and anal sex.
I mean, it's crazy. I am a fucking lunatic.
Shocking.
I love it!
What a freak show. What a Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey freak show.
Best of our abilities. We'll try really hard every day.
What are we going to do? Best of our abilities or a good show?
This is what the show is. It's silly, it's stupid, whatever you want to call it. Listen to it and like it or don't.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Looks like Sharon Osbourne's apology is making news on the BBC, Anthony. Waddle Doodle. You are mentioned by name.
Oh, yeah?
We were just discussing that. That's the first instant feedback I just looked at for today, but Sharon Osbourne apologized for her remarks about Susan Boyle that she made on this fine comedy show.
Yes.
It said that it came down to the fact that she had to apologize, but she had to.
Why?
Well, she's in that world. If you don't apologize, they could destroy you. I guarantee Sharon Osbourne doesn't mean her apology, just like everyone else's apologies that come before her.
Right. She's a loose cannon, that one, though. She comes across as, her own gal.
Yeah.
I don't think she had to or should have.
We made all the papers in New York, but not our names on the Sharon Osbourne apology.
Like that.
But the BBC has our name all over the place, and all the other newspapers around America have our name all over the place. But the New York papers, our hometown,
yeah, they don't like
fucking scumbags. Go fuck yourself.
The only thing they won't mention is this show's name and the name of any black professor who punches a white lady in the face.
Yeah,
there you go.
I would love the listeners to really contact the Post and the Daily News and ask them. I would love answers.
Yeah.
Why are you not talking about
Where's that story?
Steve Phillips was on the front page. He fucks an ugly chick, and he's on the front page of the paper.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because she almost killed herself because of the Jay Leno line.
What?
Jay Leno's line. I don't want to fuck it up, but basically,
it's a good one.
I understand you don't want to have steak every day, but come on. And Steve Phillips' broad there, the one he was kind of seeing on the side, got really depressed over the Jay Leno line.
That's when she lost it.
Really depressed.
Yeah. That's when she lost it.
She's a fucking pig. Why are we sugarcoating everything in this country?
Well,
Steve Phillips was banging some just slob of a woman.
Yeah. She did some kind of interview. I guess it was it Today Show or one of those morning shows?
Yeah.
And she did an interview where she was crying.
Did you see the video?
No, I saw a clip, a still pic.
Okay.
From it. And she's weepy.
Yeah.
She's pretty weepy.
Of course
she didn't look like the most stable person, to tell you the truth. So.
No.
Good luck to you.
Does she look as ugly talking as she does in pictures?
I didn't see her talking. I just saw a still picture from the video. But
I don't even think she's ugly. She's just frumpy.
She's frumpy.
She's just what's another word?
Dumpy. Frumpy's perfect.
Dumpy and
Frumpy's
frumpy.
perfect. Dude.
She's one of those girls that you pass by on the street every day and just don't even look at because they're ugly or pretty.
Just frumpy. You don't look at frumps. You look at ugly people. You look at really hot girls.
I've looked at more fat asses on the street than I think I have hot asses. Ooh. I've just looked at that going, that is an amazingly fat ass with the big shelf on top and the fucking ass within the ass.
Sure.
The center of the ass mass ass.
Oh, Serena Williams.
Well, they got the, no, I'm talking fat ass, not muscle ass. Mm-hmm. You go to, you're fucking behind somebody in the supermarket.
No, I understand.
Pushing the cart.
The ass literally moves differently than the rest of the body.
It's giant. Yeah. I'm just staring going, that defies all logic.
Yeah. She's, homely. There you go. Homely.
Homely. She's a wallflower.
Yeah, she wasn't born with a nice, name. What are some of those names girls are born with where they just have to be hot? Don't go with the stripper names, though. Tiffany.
Amber.
Brittany, Amber.
Mercedes.
Man, if
Riley.
Oh, that's Travis's. Yeah. She's Chris Griffin with brunette hair. Jesus, Coke Logic. No, but I mean, if you're an ugly couple and you're having a kid, you can't name your kid like Ashley, Brittany.
I don't know how it works out that a lot of hot girls have like appropriately hot names.
I don't know. It's
like, how do they know right out of the chute that they're going to be good looking or not?
It's a real good question. I don't know.
Some ugly babies turn out, to be hot chicks, and vice versa.
And Steve Phillips' girl, I got the audio, by the way. We're going to play it right now.
Nice.
Her name's Brooke Hundley. Yeah. She's got a frumpy name, Hundley.
That last name, yeah.
Yes.
All right, she couldn't help the last name.
They try to, like, jazz it up a little bit with Brooke.
Yeah.
They try to spice it up a bit with the first name Brooke, but Hundley gives it away. That's
I'm Hundley.
You want to see what she said on Good Morning America?
Please.
All right.
You've been compared to the character in Fatal Attraction. You've been called obsessed, vindictive.
Frumpy.
I'm sure you've heard some of this.
Hundley.
What do you say to that?
Ugly.
I think people are so quick to make a judgment. It's almost like, here's a great story, here's a great chance for me to destroy a person without any sense of really thinking about the fact that there's a human being behind those words.
Boo. I almost can't take it anymore. I would really like an option to live somewhere else. And I mean, yeah, sure.
Sorry.
And I mean not on this planet. I can't take it anymore.
It's all.
Did you hear what Brooke Hundley just said?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know what she did to Steve Phillips' wife? What is she talking about?
Yeah.
And I guarantee this GMA bitch. We're going to be harsh today. Let's just be really harsh. This GMA bitch.
To what? Yeah. As opposed to good? As opposed to nice?
I'm willing to bet money that this GMA bitch doesn't even challenge her on that last statement about, well, that's kind of what you did to Steve Phillips' wife. I'm even going to back up. Listen again. This is exactly what she did to Steve's wife.
Any sense of really thinking about the fact that there's a human being behind those words. I've been called things by the public that no woman should ever be called.
Saying what?
I've been called the C word. I've been called a whore.
Give myself a bell.
Chubby.
You're going to get no
cake eater.
Cock wilter.
You're going to get no sympathy here, you frump. Fucking go away.
Oh, is that classic?
And it goes, what? Cunt? I hope the people heard it out there.
The C word. I've been.
Stop whining.
I've been called.
Stop it.
Oh, God.
No woman should ever be called.
Saying what?
I've been called the C word. I've been called a whore. I've been called a homewrecker.
Was there a moment?
Well, let me think about
Homewrecker.
that. Is she a homewrecker?
Like
Let's
just
start.
simply by walking through it, she is. Little fat fucking
troll.
Bull-bodied monster.
Fire plug.
Exactly. Tasmanian hussy.
Hundley.
Let's think about this. Is she a homewrecker? I think she's all those things she just
Yes,
mentioned.
she is.
Yeah.
She's a cunt because she sent that letter to the wife.
That's very
a cunty thing to do.
Absolutely.
Whore? Yeah.
Well,
she's
sure.
She's fucking around.
She's fucking a married man.
A married man, some guy that's
whorish, right?
is known to have whored around himself. He's a whore. She's a whore. So that's whorish. What was the other one?
Homewrecker.
And homewrecker. Well, I guess
it wasn't up to her to like drop notes on the stoop.
Yeah.
For the wife to read.
Exactly.
And then spin off in her car.
Yeah. And hit the fucking... she couldn't even get away.
Right.
She hit the fucking fence or some shit. Frump.
The C word. I've been called a whore. I've been called a homewrecker.
Was there a moment in all this that you felt like my life is forever changed? I can never go back.
When not only were tabloids covering it, but legitimate news was covering it, when Jay Leno was using my looks as part of his opening monologue to get a cheap laugh.
A cheap laugh?
There's Steve. Okay, there's his wife. There's the mistress. Put them together. What was he thinking? I realize you can't have steak every day, but please.
At that point, You know, a person has their breaking point. That was my breaking point.
Stop whining. Stop whining. Stop whining. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Fucking Leno rules.
Great as that.
Wow.
Fucking Leno rules.
And the audience reaction was just like, yeah. When they put your picture up and people go,
I'm so happy she's being publicly humiliated. I wish nothing but the absolute worst for this fucking girl. Because of the way she went and did this guy's wife and I guess allegedly contacted her.
She has jowls.
Oh my gosh.
She has jowls.
She's even worse when you clean her up. Right?
Yeah, she's just frumpy.
Sometimes, you
really can't.
Sometimes if you have a dirty car, just keep it dirty.
Yeah. Why bother?
What's the point?
Carnauba.
She should only stand next to fatter things. Why are you standing next to that milk truck? Oh, I don't know. It thins me.
It looks thinner. Yes.
And, yeah, let's not forget. Thank you, Spectro, because I forgot. She also befriended Phillips's kid on Facebook. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, pulled all those shenanigans.
She deserves everything that is being thrown at her.
She needs a picture next to, I don't know, like Susan Boyle.
Oof.
And then you could be like, oh, wow.
Right.
Who would you rather fuck?
What was Steve Phillips thinking? This chick must have fucking did something that he wanted.
Yes, there had to have been something.
Because he wasn't looking at that ass of hers going, wow, I gotta get some of that ass.
And she doesn't sound like a thrilling fucking storyteller or interesting little let's just hang out kind of a chick.
I wanted trying to think how I could say this. I think she just did some nasty things.
Yeah?
That it didn't matter.
Heine, coolie sex? Did she like sex in the coolie, do you think?
I'm thinking...
Oh, he's right. He's writing. Oh, he's getting the... Oh, so mysterious. This has to be bad.
All right.
Oh, he's jotting something down here. Let's see. What would she do that would keep this guy who can get hot chicks but decided to be with the frumpy Hundley?
Well, this is the first... this is only part one.
Okay.
Part two is the big...
Wow, this is the going. Let's see.
So she likes that.
All right. Yeah.
She likes that, because I don't think the wife's doing that.
Heine hole sex.
Okay. But then I write the word while.
oh, okay, let's see. While.
Actually, I had a girl that wanted to do this once, and I just couldn't bring myself. I couldn't bring myself to do this. To be honest with you,
no, you did not.
So this is the full thing that I think Steve's into that she gave up.
Really?
Why not, man? Because she's. I mean,
but you didn't do what I'm saying. Really, you could have done that. You didn't.
Well, yeah.
That's so degrading.
Yeah, exactly.
That it's like. Is there, I don't know. I don't get any pleasure in the degradation of the girl you're with, like having sex like that.
Well, what we're talking about is the beautiful possibility of, like, I'll just say for myself, I would love to fuck a girl in the ass while her head's in the toilet.
While her head is in the toilet.
I would love that.
Like she sticks
Not
her
right
head
after I got through with the fucking dump.
I think the echo of her moaning would sound kind of cool in a toilet. That fucking, whoa. Disembodied echo. But, that's kind of...
Let's continue with the audio.
I had a friend who had to come stay with me because he was concerned
that you might do something to yourself.
That mentally, I would not be able to take much more.
Brooke Hundley calls herself a good girl who worked hard and never wanted to be involved with a married man.
The perception is that this was a consensual relationship, that it was a loving affair.
Legally, I've been advised not to speak about anything regarding him.
Phillips told police they had 3 sexual encounters, but in August, Hundley filed an application for a restraining order against Phillips, which she later withdrew, saying he pursued her and, quote, threatened me, stating that if I spoke a word of this to his wife, that he would ruin more than just my reputation, but could easily get me fired.
Why do we have to be the smart ones in media? You know what that's about.
Yeah.
He was done with her. She said, whoa, no, no. And then he threatened her.
Yes.
And said, look, I'll make your life a living hell.
Whoa,
so then she got scared and got the restraining order. But he probably tried to walk away from this.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
And why, you're right, GMA, where was the question of she's saying there's a person under there, why weren't you thinking that when you were hassling this guy's wife? Or a fucking kid?
Yeah, that there's people under there.
Me fired. On camera, Hundley would only say this.
I was in a situation where I felt like if I didn't do what was asked of me, then everything I had worked for the past 6 years, everything I had done to establish myself as a successful media professional could be gone like that.
Wasn't she getting coffee?
Yeah, how did you establish yourself
ESPN?
as a media professional? By fucking one of the guys on the show?
Right. I mean, you should have thought of that before you went down that road.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, that's not the thing you do if you want to, work your way up and
within a company
with dignity. I mean,
Sure.
you can do it, but then call yourself what you are.
If you felt harassed, though, in any way, couldn't you have taken it higher? Couldn't you have gone to HR or someone?
When you go to people who you feel like are close to you and that you can trust, and they're quick to just shut you down, to tell you that, nobody wants to hear about it, then you don't really have the confidence to want to go above them. You almost feel a sense of defeat that what's the point?
Hundley was ultimately fired from ESPN after the case became public. In a statement, ESPN told ABC News, our investigation determined that Hundley's characterization of the events was inconsistent. ESPN also says it has a clear and consistent policy against harassment in the workplace. We investigate all charges and take appropriate action.
I obviously feel pain for anybody else that I may have brought into this situation, but I did things and I thought about things just as an avenue to get people to pay attention.
You must understand, though, what it looks like. I mean, for any wife, for any mom, to pick up a letter and read about their own children, I can imagine getting a letter like that and being scared.
It's the same fear that I felt for months before.
So if people think you're a stalker, are they wrong?
Absolutely.
Wow.
How fucking hateable is she?
She's delusional, first of all.
Yeah, maybe she's just mentally ill.
She's delusional.
She's gotta be ill, man.
Dude, I have no mercy for people who are mentally ill, which is kind of, I think it's fucked up on my part.
If she was hot, I would be like, oh.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I'm trying to contact her.
Like, it would be like, oh, this poor girl, this fucking guy was an asshole to her. Right. Like, let's make believe she's hot for a few minutes. Aw, man, you know something? She sent the letter. Sucks. She felt hurt, right. And she sent the letter to the guy, this scumbag that fucked up her whole life now, was having sex with her. And this poor girl decided, she's going to get a little vengeance. You know what I say? Good for her.
He should have made promises he wasn't going to keep.
Exactly. And he came on to her.
Yeah.
She's all hot walking around the office, probably getting harassed every day from her hotness. And this fucking scumbag takes advantage of a poor, impressionable girl. And look at what happens.
Fucking Leno wants to take a cheap shot. Yeah. The poor girl.
You know something?
You should resign from Leno, Jimmy.
Oh, I don't want anything to do with that. That's just not in good taste.
She's probably got other things than just her beauty. Why did Leno just concentrate on her hotness and her beauty?
Yeah.
And not just talk about the person inside?
And insult the guy's wife by going, what are you thinking?
What a pig that wife is compared to this hot. That's exactly what would be happening, dude. Who's kidding who here?
I would be fucking Charlie changed attitude. She was attractive.
All right, let's get to the last clip. This is the clip about the wife.
I didn't in any time working at ESPN follow anybody around wanting any sort of relationship with anybody. I didn't harass anyone.
Is there something that you would want to say now to Marnie Phillips?
The same fear that I heard in her, and I listened to that 911 call after the fact. The same fear I heard in her voice was similar fear to how I had felt.
See,
and I would never.
Dude, she can't get away with just saying, "Look, she was afraid. I sent this letter to the wife." I'm sorry I brought her into it. The situation had me not thinking clearly when I did that. But she's got to justify it. She can't even take responsibility. She can't own it. Well, she's got to say, I felt the same fear which means, the lawsuit. She's just trying to protect herself.
Yeah, but let's remember what was in that letter. You know, he doesn't love you anymore. He loves me. He hasn't loved you in a long, long time.
Oh.
You know.
Hundley.
Stupid Hundley.
Was similar fear to how I had felt. And I would never have wanted anybody else to feel or to go through what I was going through.
You brought that on.
Uh-huh.
I brought it on, but not intentionally.
Why?
I simply wanted somebody to get upset enough to have an impact to get me out of this horrific situation.
Steve Phillips told police it was his pulling back from the relationship that made Hundley become erratic and delusional. But Hundley says she was never in love with anyone at ESPN.
If Steve Phillips were watching, is there anything you would want to say to him?
You know, anything between me and Steve has been resolved. I take responsibility for my own actions, and I would hope that at some point that he would grow up and take responsibility for his own actions as well.
I mean, he's got an issue too, man.
Because
you got to realize that she might have some issues there.
Wow, she's hateable.
And
she's hateable.
She's still hung up on this guy. You can tell by that last statement.
Of course.
She's still hung up on this guy.
She's hoping that he'll call someday.
And thinks he needs to mature so he can then approach her and they can have an adult civil conversation about the situation. He wanted to just shove his dick in you. That's what he was doing.
You were an easy target.
Stop it,
for a guy that was looking for some strange...
with a Star Wars blaster.
Not once did she say how repulsive she was for contacting his wife and kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, by the way, is my favorite photo.
It is my favorite Hundley picture.
No, that's my favorite photo of, including me and Sabbath. This is my favorite photo.
It's the Hundley with a Stormtrooper and Darth Vader picture at MGM or something.
Fucking
ABC.
Best. Look at that frump. Let's go to Chris in Pennsylvania. Chris.
His legs.
Hey, Chris.
Blaster, a little shirt.
What's up, buddy?
Holy shit, I have never seen a better setup for a lawsuit on TV in my life.
Yeah.
This bitch has got this rehearsed, man. You can't tell me she don't know what she's saying.
She teed that up nicely. She's all ready to fucking smack it.
And the reporter just sucks.
Yep.
Not calling her out and stuff. You gotta, go, wow, you seem a little, crazy. Seem a little unstable there. You all right, Brooke?
Oh, my God.
Hey, be good, boys. Thanks for your honesty.
All right, Chris, thank you. Let's go to Sharon Osbourne.
Sharon Osbourne?
Hi, Sharon.
Hey, boys.
What's up, Sharon?
It looks like she got hit with the frumpy stick.
A frumpy stick?
I'm sorry.
Sharon calls every day now.
I love it.
Sound like she had a cold.
Oh, cool. Let's go to Dave in Ontario. Dave.
Good morning, boys. How are you?
Pretty good, Dave.
Man.
Good. Yeah, I actually investigate this stuff. I'm a police officer, and she's actually showing some signs of where certain stalkers will make efforts in order for the person they're stalking to have to come and see them again because they know that they're not going to get to see them again. So what they'll do is they'll do a restraining order. They'll do shit like that just in order to be able to see them again. She believes that this guy actually loves her, and she's trying to make efforts in order for this guy to come back.
Wow. So maybe then when, Steve sees her, he realizes the connection they have.
Exactly. Now, a classic case was Madonna's stalker. When she refused to go to court, she did not want to go to court. She'd never actually seen her stalker.
Right.
But stalker did it and went to court, and he kind of won because, look, at the end of the day, I'm in the same courtroom.
Right, exactly.
So that's actually a pretty good sign of mental illness on her part.
Cool. What's going on? Huh?
It's just
we'll have to show you.
We got to show you. It's
all right.
Some covert stuff going on. It's pretty fucking funny.
All right, thank you, Dave. Let's go to David in Kansas City. David.
Morning, boys.
Hey.
Kansas City.
Wasn't the Hundley a Civil War battleship or a submarine or something like that? I think it was like one of those first ironclad ships they ever made.
Was it
the Hundley?
The Hundley?
Oh, wait, I think it might have been a submarine.
Really?
Look that up.
North Carolina, it was under the ground or under the beach, and they dug it out. It might have been a submarine.
I think it's
the USS Hundley.
I think it was a submarine when they shouldn't have been building submarines, like in the 1800s or something. Like, what the fuck are they building submarines already?
Oh, was it that one? Yeah, with the big poker?
Yeah, the H.L. Hundley.
It had a big stick on the end.
Right.
And you put the explosives on the end of the big stick, and you drive it into a ship.
Right.
And hopefully the explosives were far enough away from your ship.
Oh, my God, what a risk that was.
Yeah, and then there's another one with a harpoon and explosives, and you'd stick it into the ship and then try to back away. But apparently it took on water and sunk and killed all men aboard.
It didn't work? The technology didn't work too well?
I think they just recently raised it.
Huh.
And, yeah, it's going to be in a museum.
Well, that's a good call then, man.
The Hundley.
Let me say hi to Max in Fairfield. Max.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Pretty good, man.
I was just wondering how Scottish Anthony would have handled this situation.
By saying she's a fat peg and a cunt and a whore. You're a fucking whore. You're fucking whore. She likes sucking the cook. She's a hooligan. Hooligan.
Fucking Kevin from Connecticut saying she looks just like Rachel Dratch from SNL.
Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. And a lot of, she looks like E-Rock coming in.
Oh, boy. Poor E-Rock.
Poor E-Rock. Not poor her.
Yeah, poor E-Rock.
She looks like E-Rock, and we're sympathetic to E-Rock.
Poor E-Rock. Can we get Sam in here? I want to do the Carrie thing from Larry King before we move on to today's new material, because this thing is great.
Running down the hall. Hold on, look at his feet.
And this audio has legs, and we had it yesterday, but we just never got to because we were so busy. So we should play it today.
I watched it last night. Holy shit.
I don't know how to say her last name.
Prejean?
Prejean?
Cunt's probably accurate.
Prejean?
Prejean.
What's the backstory on Carrie Prejean?
Well, she was in the pageant Miss USA, Miss America, whatever it was.
Yeah, she
and
was.
I believe she was the one who Perez Hilton asked how she felt on gay marriage.
Right. And she answered honestly and said she wasn't, she didn't like it.
It wasn't her thing.
It wasn't her thing. And then she was hung out to dry.
Yeah.
For saying that, which
by
is
Perez
ridiculous
Hilton.
in America, where you should have an opinion on things.
And then more recently, there were reports of a solo sex tape that she may have made for a boyfriend when she was 17.
Oh, and where is this available?
I do not believe it's available because she's underage.
Yes.
And
you know, you could have sex at 17, but you cannot take pictures at 17. Isn't that amazing? And yes, and you cannot show someone that's 17 any type of nudity or pornography photograph, but again, you could be nude in front of them and have sex in front of them.
How do you know all
and
this?
Have sex.
How do you know all this? How do you know all this?
In a few states.
Oh my God. Jesus. He just rattles that off like he's done some research.
Well,
it's really, really strange.
Don't want to get in touch.
I hear you.
Sit down, have some iced tea and cookies. Nope.
Yeah, the Hundley was a wooden sub. It's here in a warehouse that was supposed to be turned into a museum. That's Brandon in South Carolina.
South Carolina.
The Hundley's just in a fucking warehouse, Brandon?
Yeah, it's in just a warehouse off the river. It was brought up. It's all wooden. Piece of shit. It was supposed to be in a museum, and they ran out of money.
It was a Confederate ship, right?
Yeah.
A Confederate sub? Yeah, anything that has to do with the Confederacy now is just so taboo.
Why?
Like, because it's looked at
history,
as...
though.
But there are some people that would rather just kind of brush that under the carpet, like the old Southern Cross, the flag, But
wouldn't you want to see that stuff as part of history?
You would. There were the Daughters of the Confederacy. That organization takes a lot of shit, and having a Confederate flag within your state flag, that's been taking a lot of crap over the years. And Confederate museums and stuff just don't get the financing that other museums get, because people feel it's so offensive that people were fighting to keep slaves, which they weren't. That wasn't what the Civil War was about.
It's part of history.
Yeah. They'd rather erase history or revise history than just kind of let it out there. But, what are you going to do?
Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that. We got Andy Rooney checking in. Let's get right to Andy. Andy!
You ever notice that women who get fired for sexual misconduct always want to file a lawsuit?
I kind of like this, Andy. All right, so what do we got on her? So then supposedly there might be a sex tape of her pleasuring herself.
Right, and so she's got all these court cases. I think at one point she sued the pageant, and then they settled. And there's a court case about the sex tape. So Larry King had her on the show.
Right. I'm sure he asked just some hard-hitting questions.
Because she wrote a book. Yeah. And she's promoting the book, but she wouldn't answer any questions about anything that anybody cares about because she said everything. She just credited everything to being in litigation. So she couldn't talk about that. She couldn't talk about this. And Larry King ended up getting really annoyed at her.
Well, he didn't start off he started off with a reasonable question.
Yes.
He's like, well, I'm not asking you what you settled for. I think he probably just was told she won't talk about the settlement. So he must have known that beforehand.
Did we get the old Larry King? Because Larry used to be a really good interviewer.
Well, he wasn't. It's hard to say because the question he asked.
Yeah.
It was probably one that anybody would have asked. Like, he said,
"Do you like stew?"
That was actually it, but she couldn't talk about it as she's in litigation with Dinty Moore because she alleged that what's in her underpants looks like Dinty Moore stew. Yeah, he asked her what motivated you to settle, and she said, "I can't talk about that."
Let's listen to this shit. All right, and so it got a little ugly too there, huh?
Yes, it was very awkward.
How hateable is she in this? I was totally loving Larry King.
She came off as
She
hateable.
is just shit.
Yes.
Let's get to an embarrassing part for you and how you handle it. You recently confirmed that when you were 17, you made what you call a private video, a sexual tape that you sent to your boyfriend. Have you seen the video?
I don't think that's the important issue, Larry. I think that, there's a video out there of me that I sent to my boyfriend at the time. And it was for private use, but does that justify my actions? No. And I take complete responsibility for the decisions that I made when I was a teenager. But I think that the biggest thing is that you own up to it, you take responsibility, and you just move forward.
Did you own up to it? Did you let the Miss California or the Miss USA pageant know about that video?
I think that people need to be reminded that I was not fired for any video, for any photos. I was fired for, I guess, supposed contract violations, not making appearances, and I guess being hard to work with.
Nervous titter.
Did she not seem like an absolute cunt? Because she wouldn't answer the question. It's like, did you see it or not?
Right.
Don't tell him what's appropriate. You were doing an interview.
Right. Answer the question.
And then she wouldn't answer whether she showed the pageant people or not.
No.
So it's 2 questions asked and 0 answers.
Yeah, she stinks, this bitch.
Yeah, let's keep track of how many questions she doesn't answer.
Yes.
Yeah, but the question was, did you inform them? Because they have a morals clause in their contract.
Right, but I was not
did you ever
fired
tell
for
them about the tape?
I was not fired for a morals clause, Larry. If you look back, you will see that they fired me solely for contract violations for missing appearances. So this has absolutely nothing to do with why I was fired. But people would like to accuse me of that.
Wow, she did.
No, she didn't answer.
That is any fucking interrogator will tell you that is a sure sign that someone's fucking being deceptive,
or just not, or uncomfortable and doesn't want to go any further.
Exactly.
3 questions, none answered. By the way,
would you like to play poker against her, Aunt?
Oh yeah. All right, she's wow, she's raising. All right, I called. Right, dummy. What a dolt.
All right.
Fuck her and her shitter.
One other thing, by the way, do you plan any legal action to block the video from being made public? Because you were underage when it was made.
Oh. Everything that was discussed, Larry, in mediation is completely confidential, and it seems as though I'm the only one holding up to that contract. So if that's the case, then I will stand by that contract and abide by it.
Answer me. Did you get a settlement, though?
That's completely confidential. There was a confidential mediation, and I don't think that needs to be discussed right now.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions.
We'll be right back.
Been answered immediately.
Wow, Larry sounds
so she hasn't answered
annoyed.
What's the use of having her there? She hasn't answered one question. What are you doing an interview for?
She wrote a book about herself.
Gives a fuck about her
gives
life.
a flying fuck.
But she won't talk about anything interesting about herself.
Please tell me this ends with Larry just going, get out.
Please
leave. Get out. Leave right now.
Live.
Live. Live.
Live.
Live.
You sued the pageant after they fired you. They countersued. And then you accused them of a number of things, including religious discrimination. Clearly an issue very important to you. Why did you settle? You don't have to tell me the terms of the settlement, but why settle since you had a fight to carry on?
Larry, everything that was discussed in mediation, I'll say it again, is completely confidential. I'm not going to be able to talk about that. So I'm just letting you know that ahead of time.
She is...
You can't even say why you settled?
Yeah.
That's not... Well, how does that break what you settled for? I'm not asking you what the settlement was. I'm asking you, why did you agree to settle?
It's a confidential agreement, and I am not allowed to talk about that.
No, you can, you dumb fuck.
What motivated you?
So the agreement discusses the motive behind why each party agreed?
Larry, you're being inappropriate. You really are. So I'm not going to talk about...
I'm asking a question.
God bless Larry.
I'm asking a question, you cunt.
His face was great. He goes, what? Like, he just has this
You're
confused...
being inappropriate. She's an idiot because he's asking her what her mental, like in her mind, why did she settle? If it's such an important issue to her, why not play it out in court and instead of settling, get your point out there and whatever. You don't have to tell what the settlement is or anything, and then just say, well, I believed that I would have been in litigation for a long time or something. Just anything. She can talk about that.
She can say, look, I just wanted it to be over.
Yeah, yeah.
But then again, the motivation might have been, my case was not that strong, and they threw a lot of money at me.
Exactly.
I don't know. That sounds like a great motivation.
Let's go to Larry King, an exclusive for our show. Larry.
Mr. Cumia.
Yes.
How are you today?
Hello. Good.
How deep into your rectum did you settle for the dildo?
I don't think there's any dildo in her rectum video.
Larry.
I don't know what that video
We got the real Larry King right here. Larry.
Yeah.
Yes, when you made the sex tape, how did you get the reel developed?
The real.
Or is this the real Larry King? I'm not sure now. Larry.
When you made the sex tape, what did you do with the groceries?
That's the real Larry. Okay.
Larry.
We figured it out.
He is pretty.
You are the real Larry.
She is hot.
Wow.
You know something? I'm kind of thinking I'm seeing her side a little more now. Larry. I'm kind of seeing her side. Larry's being inappropriate.
Not hot when she fucking turns her head, though.
Larry's being inappropriate.
Oh,
you really think so?
She is fucking... I really hope she just falls face first on a lawnmower. She stinks.
Yeah, let's continue with this.
Really are. So I'm not going to talk about...
I'm asking a question.
I'm not going to talk about anything that was discussed in mediation. It's completely confidential, and it was a confidential settlement.
All I'm asking... So, all right. So what you're saying is, in mediation, it was discussed why you were mediating.
Larry, it's completely confidential, and you're being inappropriate.
Okay.
Okay? So
all right. Inappropriate King Live continues.
God bless you, Larry.
Wow, Larry actually
fucking Larry woke up.
Yeah, but you're right. He should have thrown her out. He should have said, you know what? This is gonna. Nobody wants to hear about what it's like to be pretty. Get off my show. You know how much people would have loved Larry if he said, "Get off my show."
Yeah, I don't know why they have to follow like some kind of ethics or something. Why can't Larry just go? Why are you here then?
Then why?
Or at least say
here?
that. Why are you here?
You do know I'm Larry King and I do interviews, don't you?
You realize the world is watching me right now. Why are you here?
What do you want to talk about then?
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You
Anything
fucking
like
do
that
the show.
Would have been classic.
Yeah.
I guess
I don't know how this ends because I didn't see it, so I'm hoping there's a good ending.
He doesn't go to.
Talk about
Her book.
What book? But what's in her book?
Maybe growing up and being in the pageant world.
Oh,
boring.
Shut the fuck up.
Boring.
Who cares?
Well, we don't know.
Boring. Gives a shit.
I just start yelling at Sam. Shut up, Sam.
Like Sam's writing about his pageant life.
Yes.
When he was a twink in fucking chicken hawk videos.
How important are the answers to an interview? That's Larry King checking in from L.A.
Two-sided conversation. How important?
Right.
I'd rather interview a chunk of garlic sitting in the chair.
How important is give and take? Larry takes a phone call. Carrie takes off her mic.
Correct.
Nice.
Detroit, hello.
Hi, I'm calling from Detroit.
Yes.
I'm a gay man, and I love pageants. I'm sure that you, Carrie, have got, great gay friends that helped you possibly win. What would you give them as advice if they wanted to get married?
Did you hear the question, Carrie?
What is she eating, chips?
That's her tearing her microphone off?
Correct.
What was wrong with that question?
Well,
I hate this.
I think she had made the decision before the question was actually heard that she was done. Whatever fucking pukey publicist or handler she had.
We find out later she had another rule. She couldn't talk about anything in litigation.
I was one of those rule interviews.
And she didn't want to take phone calls.
But Larry King is known for going to the like that's his thing is like you're on the air.
Larry realized that he couldn't get any questions out, so he went to a phone to try to salvage something. But
of course,
she also would not take phone
it's classic.
calls.
All right, we got
fucking hateable.
We got Sharon Osbourne checking in. Sharon.
Good morning, boys.
Hi, Sharon.
This dear, bless her heart, was blessed with the ability to take it elbow deep and beaten with the annoying stick.
An annoying stick. Sharon? Sharon?
Oh, no, she
didn't apologize, though.
Oh, yeah, you got to apologize.
Wow, you got to apologize.
Only Sharon Osbourne's calling. Make sure you end your call with the apology. So far, Sharon Osbourne has called with the frumpy stick and the annoying stick today. Anthony, you're not going to believe this.
Oh, yes.
Larry King on line 3. Larry!
No way.
Good morning.
Good morning, Larry.
I'm wondering, will the next sex tape be a talkie?
Talkie. That they ever even called him that is funny. A talkie. I remember before talkies.
I want to say it every day, so I will say it right now. Funniest listeners in radio.
Yes.
That statement will be said every day. Here we go. Let's get back to her eating chips or taking her mic off. I can't tell.
Did you hear the question, Carrie? Did you hear the question? Is she leaving? Because I asked what motivated the settlement.
Excuse me?
Oh.
Couldn't hear the question.
Did you hear the question?
No, I can't hear you.
You took the mic off. If you put the mic on, we can hear you.
Yeah, I think that you are being extremely inappropriate right now, and I'm about to leave your show.
Well, so I went to another area. I took a phone call. They asked a question of you. I left that subject. You feel it was inappropriate? I didn't mean to be inappropriate. I just thought it was a logical question. But you need to have a mic. Who are you talking to?
Is the microphone.
Wait, who's she talking to?
Probably some publicist. Shit publicist or lawyer.
Where's the microphone?
Hello?
Hello?
We'll be back right after these messages on Larry King Live.
This is great stuff, man.
Best Larry King
This is
ever. Look at
great. The world is watching. The CNN is everywhere.
And the whole time it was just like a long shot of the room that Carrie was in. And she was just talking to someone off camera.
Right.
And Larry King's just going,
That's fantastic.
who are you talking to? Hello?
Who are you talking to? Put the microphone on.
This TV show just crumbling around.
What happened when they came back?
We got that clip.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
No, we got one more clip to go.
Larry's got something to say, I bet.
God, can you imagine? I mean, I have this desire to be a little more mainstream at times, but if this broad is on our show and pulls this shit,
C-bomb.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine how we would handle that?
She's getting poker chips thrown at her. Linger rape.
Is there anything in your soul? Is there anything in your soul that would hold you back? Like I'm amazed even a Larry King could hold back at that point.
Yes.
And still try to keep it, above the table and professional. I'm amazed by that.
You think
he was still coddling her?
He probably had nothing else to do on his show.
He was being sarcastic to her.
You think?
Yes. You could definitely tell he was like, well, put the mic on. I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to? Like, that wasn't the doddering old man Larry King. That was hey, it's my fucking show. I wasn't doing anything inappropriately. I went to a phone call to change the subject, and you left.
But this was the last segment of the show.
Yeah.
So he didn't have, he couldn't extend another guest stay. If she left the show,
he had nothing.
He's got to fill 10 minutes.
I got nothing.
You just go to the callers and banter.
I would just bash her for the rest of the fucking show.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Why not?
You're not going to believe this.
Oh, what?
Larry King's turn.
That's great.
Larry.
I didn't know he was a listener.
Wow.
Larry King.
Larry?
Yeah.
What's up, Larry?
Jesus.
What we learned here tonight was that at 17 you were taking pictures of things shoved in your cunt, And now tonight you're being a cunt.
Larry.
He's crazy.
He's quite the card.
He sure is. He loves throwing a C-bomb around every once in a while.
Here's the final Larry King clip.
We're back with Carrie Prejean. I did not certainly mean to ask you a question. You don't want to take phone calls, right?
Yeah, that was the agreement that you had with my publicist.
Oh.
So.
No one told me. I didn't know. I didn't know we weren't supposed to take phone calls.
Yeah.
And I meant nothing wrong with the question. I was just asking motive.
Right, and this is you and I talking.
Okay, all right.
Appreciate that. So.
Okay. What are you going to do next?
Oh my gosh, I am just so excited to be, promoting this book. I'm so excited to be an author now.
You let us down,
it's really great that I'm 22 years old and I think that I have accomplished so much.
Larry.
What are you doing letting her plug her fucking book, Larry?
Larry held the book up.
What are you letting her plug for?
What are you doing next? I can't talk about what I'm doing next. I can't talk about anything.
What is wrong with him? That fucking he allowed some publicist to dictate what he does on Larry King?
I know.
What an asshole.
Now, he came off as a weakling right there. He should have coaxed her back like they did, back to the table with the mic back on. We're back with Larry King Live. Hey, Carrie. Get the fuck out of here.
I just wanted to bring you back to throw you off my show.
You're not walking off my show. I'm throwing you out. Get out. Now, every phone caller, just bash her.
He apologized? What a pussy.
What's your Twitter? We'll give it out to all the people so they can bash you.
That was fun until that last clip.
Yeah.
Come on,
what a
Larry.
fucking worm.
Larry!
You push it out, Larry.
Find your courage dead in the hallway, Larry.
Your mother, Larry.
Oh, Larry.
Oh, what a cuckold.
She's a cunt, and he was an interview cuckold right there.
We're part of a dumb
I'm
media
so
world.
excited. I'm an author. Shut your fucking face.
At that point,
so
who gives a shit?
excited about promoting this book. Are you? Why? Because you can't fucking talk about anything? How exciting is that?
What's in it? Obviously, you can't talk about anything. How great would that have been if he slammed her?
Yeah, it's the only thing that made her newsworthy was that scandal.
Yes.
And she doesn't talk word one about it. She has a book that no one gives a fuck about. That might as well be more than the fucking catch.
Yeah.
More than the fucking
more than
nice
just a
ass.
catch.
More than the sweet tits and ass.
Brian the Trucker. Brian.
Good morning.
Good morning, Brian.
Hey, she's just being childish. There's a point where she takes her mic off, and Larry's talking to her, and she says, I can't hear you. No, I can't hear you. Well, how is she answering him if she can't hear him?
Yeah, because I think Larry asked, can you hear me? And she said, no, I can't.
I can't hear you.
And then he said something like, if you want to hear me, put the mic on.
And she
Wait
put
a
the
minute.
mic on.
I think the headphone.
Yeah. Right, thanks.
Oh, fucking publicist.
Aren't they the
Nice
worst?
the fucking worst.
Yeah, we got in trouble because we kept a guest in here too long.
Brooke Hogan.
Who was having a good time.
Publicists.
How does that make
suck.
sense?
Just like, yeah.
Yeah. The longer you stay in here, the more you get to promote your project. How does that make sense?
Would you guys have been okay if Mary Weiland had come in here yesterday and said she couldn't talk about Scott Weiland or doing drugs?
Dude.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Cool,
okay,
right?
I would smear those chocolate candies right in her face.
Or if Belladonna wouldn't talk about porn or allow dirty language.
Right, yeah.
You know the agreement we had beforehand, no talking about pornography.
We had that once with Tommy Lee, the famous fucking phone call where he called us out and he said, and that's what enraged me that day. He goes, you were told not to talk about that.
Exactly. That's what we want to talk about, though, the herp.
No,
right?
no.
Wasn't it the herp?
But
No, it was Pam Anderson.
But the
P
point
word.
is,
Hepatitis.
no one told us not to talk about anything. No one. And he called us out live saying, you were told. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? No one told us shit. God. Say pussy one more time, I'm hanging up. Pussy.
Pussy. Click.
Goodbye.
Later. Go check your skimmer, dummy.
Yeah, really affected our careers, didn't it, Tommy?
Go backwash the fucking Oshkosh bagosh out of your filter.
Maurice in Newark.
A little harsh.
Nah, it's perfect. It's perfect for today. This is Harsh Friday. I'm calling it. This is Harsh Friday. Everything has to be a little harsher today, boys. Let's go.
I want to know, why would the child's clothes still be in there? Why would the kid be naked?
Why are they in the filter? It's impossible. I don't know what's going on over there with his pool. So.
Let's go to Maurice. Maurice?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, Maurice.
Hey, a couple of days ago, she was on The View. Excuse me for watching The View, but she was on The View, and she went at it with Joy Behar, and she was really going at it, saying, we can't talk about this, we can't talk about this. And Joy's like, well, you put it in your book,
Yeah.
And it's the same exact thing. What the fuck?
This is what's so strange about that. The only reason everyone is having her on is because of all this controversy that happened to her.
Yeah.
If she's just a regular, hot broad that won some pageant or was in a pageant, no one's going to have her on.
Is there a synopsis of the book? Is there like some kind of synopsis about the book? Because I want to know if she's not talking about that or any other shit. What the fuck is in this book?
She's probably had an exciting 22 years of life.
Yeah, she said, I've had a lot of things, a lot of accomplishments. I've accomplished a lot.
Still standing.
Still standing.
That's right. You can't knock her down.
At 22. Shut up.
You had covered 22, you don't even know what the fuck's going on.
Should be kneeling is what it should be called. Oh, look at, she's got the look to the future gaze above the camera.
Yes, she's looking off into her future. Jim, she's not done yet.
No.
The untold story of my fight against gossip, hate, and political attacks.
Because she won't talk about it.
Because she won't talk about it.
Yeah. To a huge audience.
Holy mother
Because you can even
Christ.
talk about it, stuff that's not in the book.
I hope nobody buys this fucking book. I hope that Larry King interview hurt her sales. It had to. Because she came off as completely unrevealing.
Unfortunately, it'll do well the first week or two. You know how that shit works.
Who's doing her book? Can we find? We should try. Well, not that we'll get her in, but
you just throw the name of a book on TV and everyone just goes and buys it for some reason.
Especially with Amazon, and right there, they fucking just click and order it.
It's amazing how dumb this society is. None of us, and I mean none of us, me included, we just don't do our research on stuff. Small percentage of people do.
Yeah.
We're just lemmings. Oh, okay.
It's like a back cover kind of a thing that just kind of says what the fuck this asshole book
Would it be great
is.
if the back cover was a picture out of that porn video?
Now that would be good.
Her with a cuke
from the inside flap. Carrie Prejean had no idea when she walked down the stage to face her final question before the selection and crowning of Miss USA that her hopes, dreams, and reputation were about to come crashing down around her under a torment of media attacks. Her crime? To have answered honestly. That, for her, and for most Americans, marriage is defined as a sacred bond between one man and one woman. For the thought crime of saying this, Carrie Prejean went from being the likely winner of the Miss USA competition to being the certain loser. But worse, she would be subject to a campaign of vilification, verbal abuse, and betrayal that did not even end with her being stripped of her title of Miss California. Here at last is Carrie's own story, the full story about what actually happened. In Still Standing, you'll learn the behind-the-scenes truth of how and why Carrie's own pageant director joined forces with the vicious smear campaign against her. The intimidation that kept many of Carrie's supporters quiet. How Donald Trump defended her only to back down under pressure from the pageant directors. Why liberal targets conservative women for special persecution. And how political correctness is becoming a clear and present danger to free speech. She endured the hellish nightmare that the liberal media can inflict upon us. Shut your fucking god.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
There's nothing about how she...
What? It sounds... I mean,
that
sounds
like all the questions Larry was asking were about that. Yes?
I'm going to Amazon.com. This sounds like a terrific...
Oh, you're going to order it?
No. Fucking...
Oh, God, what a fucking...
when the controversy hit, we were all on her side because we thought she answered honestly.
She turned it around and made us hate her.
Yeah, we didn't really...
Hot chick turned it around.
A hot conservative chick.
Yeah.
I don't think we agreed with her answer. I didn't agree with her answer. Did you? No.
No, I agreed with the fact that I can look at her answer and say, yeah, that's fine for her to say that.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
We defended, you know.
If two Moes want to fucking marry, why? What am I?
She was asked and she gave an honest answer.
We liked that about her.
Yeah.
We thought Perez Hilton was the dick.
Perez Hilton's an asshole
but now she's just a twat. Oh, wait, it's Harsh Friday. She's a cunt.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Harsh Friday. Get a fucking sweeper, please. Where's D-Boy today? Is he obsessing about Lionsgate, or could we get a Harsh Friday sweeper today?
Face down in the production studio.
To your Lionsgate. You suck.
Oh, really? Her book is number 665. Oh, 665.
When's it due out? Next Tuesday?
No, it came out Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh, good. She's
9th?
Not even doing well.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, but this video is being played everywhere.
But it makes it look terrible. It makes her look terrible.
I'm hoping. Let's pay close attention to this, see how much this moves up. It's going to move up a little bit.
Makes it look like she's not going to be honest in the book.
Yeah, and it makes her look like a snot who has nothing to say. It doesn't make it, like, if she had gone after Larry King for a legitimate reason, like if they had gone back and forth on her answer, or if she had gone after a caller about her gay marriage answer. Well, no, the publicist told you you can't take fucking phone calls, you coward.
And Larry's not to take any phone calls. I could see the fucking publicist talking to the fucking producer. And Larry is not to go to the phones while she is there. We do not want any phone calls. Yes, okay, I'll tell Larry right away.
Yes,
I forgot.
Well, publicists.
As long as it's not a Monday when I'm relaxing. I'm a man of leisure.
Publicists are another cancer in this business. You talk about the lawyers, but the publicists are right up there.
Yes, they are.
You know, these companies, these media companies, got to start pushing back, because the publicists, what they do is they go, look, you know, if you don't follow the rules with this broad, you know who else we represent. They're not going to be coming on your show, Larry. So they put the pressure on Larry, and that's why you see Larry groveling.
And let me tell you something else. The only thing a publicist will tell you not to talk about is the thing everyone wants to hear about.
Correctamundo.
So, you know, let the person being interviewed decide, or let the show actually decide too if that's appropriate. Like, there are certain things I wouldn't do it just for shock value. You're gonna have somebody that's nice and shit come in and sit down and dredge up some old fucking crap about them. If they want to talk about it, fine. If not, you know, whatever.
Like, if she had just said, look, let's just say this. I wanted it to be over. I can't go into details, even though I'd love to.
That would have deflected the whole thing. Larry would have been satisfied with the answer. Yeah. Move on. What's your book about?
She holds it up. I hope it sells 8 copies.
Oh, yeah, she held it up. That fucking... Thank God you brought out that nice, annoying cover, too, because I didn't notice how she was looking off into the future.
Looking off into the... Almost like, regal. What's ahead for me now?
Yeah, I don't know. I have such an exciting life. There's so much there to... Shut it.
Hopefully, right off a camera view is Lexington Steele with his dick out. I hope fucking Lexington Steele has his dick out and a fucking... There's a picture of Steve with a giant sandwich
in front of him, and he's very happy.
Yes.
Can we start a promotion where our listeners just randomly rip pages out of the book?
Why
at Barnes and Nobles all over the country? Huh?
Why didn't anyone tell me I could take
liable for that?
Yeah, we'll definitely be in trouble.
I was just asking. I don't know.
We can't. No.
The answer is no? All right.
No.
And that's...
Unless they buy the book first. Then you're free to do what they wish.
No, then everyone's going to buy the book.
No one will buy the book just to rip it up.
The book.
What do you got in?
I forgot. Shit. I picked up a whole one.
I saw that.
I don't know.
The publicist probably being there trying to help her cost her a huge amount of money by not letting her talk about it.
You could see her looking at the publicist off, and the publicist is probably going, don't answer. You know, because publicists, again, they're all wannabe fucking talent.
Yep.
They all want to be a part of the business somehow, and they found a way to fucking glom on and fucking leech their way into the business. They're like you know, a lot of what agents do.
It makes them feel important, too, that they have power over the celebrity that they're carting around, and especially the people that are interviewing the celebrity.
There's a thing, a publicist, like when you look at whoever Tom Cruise's publicist is a good fucking publicist, or was, because of all the questions surrounding...
Wasn't it his sister for a while?
No, that was after. That was like when he started getting a little odd.
Right, when people were being glib.
But
yes, I remember.
He, you know, his publicist for a long time, man. Like, a publicist can protect a star who's fucking vulnerable. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you have possible issues that are going to come out, sometimes a publicist will protect. Like, you wonder, how did so and so's image fucking last as long as it did? that just is good people around them.
John Travolta must have a good one.
Oof. Absolutely.
That guy.
That plane photo should have been fucking front page news. It wasn't.
Exactly. Oh, with him giving a little kiss goodbye to a friend on the steps of an airplane.
How does that?
What's that about?
Can we see that there? Just see our dicks hard?
Yeah. You know,
what is that
Dan,
about?
No, I gotta give Danny credit again. Within 2 seconds, he just puts Travolta's gay kiss, and there it is. Look at that. That is not how two friends say, take it easy.
I love the caption, Travolta and pal ready for takeoff.
You know, let me ask you something. Before, Thanksgiving vacation, when we're all at the parking garage, and our cars pull up, is there going to be a scene like this picture between me and Opie or me and Jimmy? Well, maybe.
Possibly.
Jimmy and Opie.
We could barely do a fist touch.
You don't do that. They're leaning in for a real kiss.
He's in mid-pucker.
Yeah. That's a on the lips kiss.
Well, what makes it even worse, I mean, no one really wants to kiss another man on the lips.
Close-up, yeah.
But if you're going to, you don't put your arm around the guy's back.
Yeah, they're both putting arms around their back.
That's what makes it fucking, a romantic kiss.
Are there other pictures of Travolta kissing on lips too?
God.
Look at that.
He's fucking Petey Pucker.
He really is. Oh,
what the fuck is that about?
What is that?
Oh, my God.
Come on. Oh,
what's that?
That must be a...
Is that fake? Is that a Photoshop?
No. It's probably at a.
So Travolta is one of these guys that likes kissing men on the lips, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But it doesn't mean he's gay just because he kissed one guy on the lips.
Oh, well, Sam, how many men have you kissed?
I think 3.
Yeah.
Was it tongue?
No tongue.
And one was a homeless gentleman. Am I correct in saying that? Okay, I don't want.
Might have died from AIDS. That's terrific.
I don't know.
That's terrific, Sam. Why don't we take a break, Ann?
Yes.
It's officially Harsh Friday.
Yeah, apparently so. Oh, wow. Saturday Night Fever 2. Staying Alive.
Staying Alive was fucking good, man. I don't know why anybody killed it. He looked good. There was good music. The dancing was hot. Dancers would kick your tongue out.
After the break, guy calls 911 to jerk off.
Yeah.
We got Inside Edition reporting on the Sharon Osbourne apology. This should be it, finally.
Maybe.
Finally.
Yeah.
It's in all the papers today without our names mentioned in the New York papers. Pix News did a story about circumcision trends.
Trends?
Trends.
Okay. We got a wife that catches a pedophile husband by posing as a schoolgirl online.
Goddamn sneaky Pete. What a liar.
Okay. And we got Colin Quinn, Patrice O'Neill, and I think Brother Weezy stopping by to say hi. So we got a busy show today.
Nice.
Stay there. Opie and Anthony. Oh, we're doing the Tommy Lee? This is an oldie but goodie.
Some NEW.
The rage you hear is this guy lying to us saying you were told not to talk about that. That was just, I couldn't believe he went down that road. And no one tells us what to talk about.
Listen to the way he refers to
for
Pam.
the most part.
That's the most enraging part of it.
Yes.
All right. This goes way back, obviously, but know where this comes from though. A Larry King interview with Pam Anderson at the time, who basically was saying some awful things about Tommy Lee, and I believe his.
She said he gave her hepatitis. So she got Hep C from him.
It was a big interview, so we just happened to have Tommy Lee on our show the next day. So we're basically asking for his side of the story that was on CNN last night, and he's trying to tell us it's old news and blah blah blah. We get into
it. And it was brand new news.
It just happened the night before. They apparently had put their blood together through a pinprick, like as a corny marriage thing. And I think that's what she was saying. And I vaguely remember.
Really, that's how it happened.
Yeah. I don't know if you can through fucking unless it's really.
It's Harsh Friday.
And it was not.
Really? You saw the bat Tommy Lee has.
It's
that's
not
true.
A pinprick, that's for sure.
You don't think he was breaking...
Yes, he has a bowling pin.
You don't think he was breaking some fucking skin? That fucking monster here?
Could I have rushed into that line faster?
Yeah,
Jesus, fucking Ernest Eager.
Look at Tommy's fucking big hog.
I'd rather not. Although that one picture looks like he's close to getting it stuck in a drawer.
Yeah, what the fuck? It's sticking straight out and he's making like a smoothie or something. I don't know
He's
what
got like
doing.
fucking, I'd say 8 1/4, 8 1/2.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
Yeah.
He's aight.
He's in better shape
He's
than me.
aight. All right, let's go to this. Opie and Anthony, Jim Norton.
If you're on hold, stay there, but we got to go right to the hotline. Tommy Lee. Tommy.
Tommy!
Who, me?
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Lee.
What's up, Tommy?
What's up, guys?
No, we were just talking to everybody about paying for it.
I know. I heard the conversation.
Yeah, escorts and hookers and stuff. I have to assume you've done that a couple of times at least.
I think everyone should own one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When you're Tommy Lee, you don't have to, though.
Yeah, see, that's just it. You go out, you pick up some chick.
He's a rock star, and he has a mule the size of a small community.
Everyone knows about that. Everyone's seen that on the tape.
Yeah, that made for some great Thanksgiving viewing, Tommy. I'm so glad that we get to talk to you today because I've always wanted to thank you. We brought that tape to Thanksgiving dinner, swear to God, and watched it upstairs while Mom and Sis and the aunts were cooking the turkey. We all went upstairs to see you rail Pam.
You perverts. Pervert.
You know something, though? You're lucky. You're lucky that you were endowed like that because it was a big hit. People saw the tape and went, wow, look at Tommy Lee's hog. And you could have been one of those guys, a little puny thing, and then you'd be going through life embarrassed.
Yeah. Okay.
You got to be psyched that got out there. Who you kidding?
Hell yeah.
If I got a 14-incher, I want the world to know.
I'd be happy with 6.
Huh? Hey, Tommy, I got to ask you. I saw Pam on what the hell was she on last night? CNN.
Larry King.
Why are we even talking about the P word?
Because she was claiming.
I gotta go, guys. Bye.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding? He hangs up for talking about Pam.
What a faggot.
What a dick.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy. What's up, man?
Hey, why you guys call me a dick, dude? What's up?
Because you called up like we want to talk to you about a little bit of everything, and you hung up.
You know what? You hold on. You were told not to. You were told not to bring up the P word. What do you do?
No one told
Tommy,
us
no
anything.
one tells us what to do, first of all. And you were the big... No one tells us what to do. No one told us not to bring up Pam's name. We would never agree to that, okay? You were the big pussy for hanging up after we asked about it instead of trying to talk your way out of it.
You guys did agree to it.
We did not!
My tour manager talked to your producer. That's bullshit.
Nope, we would never agree to that. Sorry.
That's kind of a big story that we wanted to hear about.
Dude, you know what, guys? What year are you guys living in? It's like... Dude, turn the page, guys. I've been divorced for 3 years.
Turn the page. Turn the page. It was big news last night when she was on Larry King accusing you of this. Don't you think it's a current story if Pam is on Larry King saying pretty much that you gave her Hep C?
What was big news, guys? What was big news?
Big news that she's on Larry King accusing you of giving her a Hep C.
Dude, you know how many months ago she accused me of that?
It doesn't matter. It happened last night on Larry King. Of course we're going to bring it up.
She talked about it last night.
Hey, you know what? She talked about it in some other stupid magazines as well. Who cares?
Yeah, but this is the first time we're talking to you, so we'd like, maybe talk to you about it.
Maybe get your side of the story. You've never really given your side of the story, right?
You know why? Because it's nobody's business.
Well, she's made it everyone's business.
Of course she is. She's an idiot.
Well, I would just love to hear your side of it. That's all.
If an ex is accusing me of some crazy things, you know what? I'm going on the biggest program I can find and calling her a liar, a C, a twat, every name I can figure out.
Guys, I don't do that. That's not my style, okay? I don't do that crap. That's why I just hung up the phone. I was like, you know what? I gotta go. Yeah, because it's not my style, guys. It may be your style, but it ain't mine.
But you look like a pussy just hanging up. We were totally confused. You didn't even say the first time you're on the phone, hey guys, I thought we agreed to this. You know what? I'm telling you, man to man, that it never got to us that we couldn't talk about Pam because you know what? We wouldn't have agreed to this interview.
You call me a pussy, I'm hanging up.
Pussy.
Jesus.
Wow, we need Tommy Lee to make a good radio show.
If you say that, I'll take my ball and not play.
I know, man, Pussy.
Opie and Anthony, Jim Norton. We're doing it.
Hey, this is, oh my God.
Who is this? It's killing me.
You're only going to hear this part.
Motorhead.
It is Motorhead?
Pretty sure. Right, correct? Yes. This is, what song is it?
Killers.
What?
Killers.
Yeah, for fucking now. Right.
All right. Killers. I don't know much Motorhead, to be honest with you, Jimmy.
They have some of the best riffs ever. Just three guys.
I know that Ace of Spades.
Yeah. Run Around Man. Fucking best opening riff off a fucking album in 10 years. There's a new CD.
Really?
I personally love. Can you have Run Around Man? It's just like the opening. It's just so fucking heavy. They're in their 60s. You don't have Run Around Man from the fucking Motorizer?
No, that's...
What are we, a bunch of queers? Quick dicks for everybody.
No, it's satellite radio. Come on. You can't expect them to have every song. Inside Edition reported on Sharon Osbourne's apology. Boy, did we create a little something, huh? A little worldwide controversy. Fucking Sharon was just being honest.
She was being funny.
I had a dream that she was back on our show last night. I just remember that as I sit here.
She'll be back on it because nobody fucked her over. I mean, she knows she's on a radio show. Sharon's not stupid. She knows. She was just being funny, and people took it wrong, and that's it. You know, but she knows what she's doing. Yeah, it probably went a little farther than she thought it would. So then she would look sorry because then Kelly's doing Dancing with the Stars, and she doesn't want her to have to deal with it, and so she's.
Yeah, she probably did it more to protect Kelly.
Yeah. Oh, I understand. Yeah. I completely understand that she had to give the fake apology, which it is.
Yeah.
And then everyone goes, okay, she apologized. But those people are smart enough to know it's a fake apology.
Yeah, it's fake.
I think we have brought it out to everybody that these apologies are fake apologies. No one else has admitted that in the media.
Yeah, no.
God, we're fucking brilliant, man.
No one has even brought up the subject of
happened?
The fake apology.
I say Mooney is on Imus plugging a fucking book. I wish we would have had Mooney in. He would really get the phones lit.
I bet Imus is going to be on his best behavior here. Imus is going to take a beating.
Mooney I don't know about that.
Mooney's a racist fuck, man. He's really
funny,
is. He's funny. I'll give him that.
He's funny.
But he enrages me. What a queen, too.
But you know what?
Jesus.
He is nicer than you think. Like, I did the fucking Gene Simmons roast. I'm like, this guy's going to be the biggest. Because I've met him many times, and he never acts like he remembers me. And he was fucking fantastic to be on the...
Was he?
Yeah.
Can you do your Paul Mooney? I love it.
I don't feel like doing that shit. I love it. Oh, y'all Ofe motherfucker.
I love fucking Jimmy doing Paul Mooney.
That's not a particularly great one, but...
Did we book him?
No, we should. I mean, he's fucking... We talked to him on the phone once right after the Michael Richards thing.
Right.
But Mooney says whatever the fuck he wants. He's everything. He's exactly what a comedian should be. He's not always right, but he's always fucking honest.
Sure.
He really does not like white people.
Good. But let him... I love the fact that he sits there. You gotta see him. He sits on a stool with a Chardonnay, like a fucking true gentleman, attacking crackers.
Yeah.
It's 3 hours of attacking Whitey.
He drinks Chardonnay on stage?
It's the fucking... It might be a... It's a gentleman's beverage.
Yeah.
That's a chick drink.
Maybe it's not Chardonnay. It could be Scotch.
Drinks Chardonnay?
It sounds like that Gay Kids in the Hall character. Remember when you would sit up on stage with wine?
See, there's a photo of Mooney on stage.
I don't know many guys that drink Chardonnay, to be honest with you, Jimmy.
I'm actually saying Chardonnay. It's like a wine glass, but it could be Scotch or it's a beverage that you sip. It's a gentleman's beverage.
I agree with you that white people suck. Yeah. I'm sure Imus is keeping it very safe for himself.
Imus is getting brave again. You notice that?
Is he?
Because Paul Mooney. I mean, you can get some stuff said on that.
Yeah, but you know what? That's not brave. That's like
no, because Imus could defend his point. You know, because Paul Mooney's going to let it out there, and that puts Imus in a position where he's got to maybe say something that could be a little dangerous.
What's with you, colored people? It's infuriating.
All right, we're watching TV now.
Like my hat.
What the fuck?
We're just looking at two guys talking. We can't hear what they're saying.
Ridiculous. We really need the ability to just go to any one of these TVs at any moment.
Punch it up.
We can't do that?
Well, there's got to be an easier way to do it instead of running for remotes and putting that TV on that TV. You know what I mean? Like, you got to move Imus to that TV, and then we could get it up on the board.
You should have like a fucking switchboard there where you just go click, click, click.
Why don't we have Mooney?
Where's Mars? Get Mars. Can we get that done? Because we talk about Maury and that monster that does that fucking talk show.
Yeah, we have to be able to go like, bam, right there.
But how cool would it be if we just go, around
the coolest thing ever?
We'll just go around the TV.
Yeah.
Every once in a while.
Yay.
So we can call out these fuckers. Harsh Friday. Is D-Boy working on the sweeper?
D-Boy.
I guess he's not going to watch that movie, what is it called, Precious? Did you see the preview for this fucking movie, Precious? Is it called Precious? Oprah's all over it.
Yeah, what's it about?
They're saying Oscars for everybody. Ugh. It's just this down and dirty fucking black movie. The kid is having...
Oh, it's the big fat kid?
Yeah, the big fat black kid is having her second kid at 16 years old, and her mom is played by that comedian... That fucking black woman. What the hell?
It's not Lonnie Love. It's
help me out, somebody.
Monique.
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 And Monique is just completely abusive, hitting her with frying pans and trying to throw her down the stairs and shit. It is. This movie looks brutal. I don't know why
it's not Miss Peaches. No, she's not in the movie.
I don't know why anyone would go to a movie theater to watch this. It looks downright depressing.
Does it?
Really depressing, but it's getting amazing reviews.
Oh, well.
The movie that's not getting good reviews
There go the Oscars.
is John Cusack.
Yes.
2012.
2012. It just every trailer you see, it's just one big CGI effect.
Yeah.
It's like, how about some kind of storyline? I don't know what the hell the storyline's supposed to be, but it kind of looked like that Tom Cruise movie, Invasion of the fucking, Martian.
Help me out. Oh, the one where...
yeah, War of the Worlds.
Yeah. Dude, can we talk about War of the Worlds? I know we've done it a bunch of times, but when he takes his family to... whose house was it? His sister's or his aunt's? Or
Actually, I think it was the ex-wife's house.
Or the ex-wife's house.
The ex-wife was going somewhere.
She lives in a really nice house in the suburbs, and they wake up to find that a jet crashed into their house.
Yeah.
They slept through a jet crashing through their house.
They thought it was one of those big creature-y things, so they didn't go out. And then they woke up, and there's wreckage all over the place.
Look, I understand it's a movie about aliens attacking the world, so you kind of gotta, put your thoughts, your intelligence aside a little bit, but you want us to believe a jet also crashed into the house overnight and no one noticed?
Yeah.
Doesn't he open the front door and there's a jet on the front yard or something?
Yeah, there is. It's wreckage everywhere. There's wreckage all over the place.
That stuff drives me nuts.
But they heard the sound of the jet. And they thought it was one of the big monsters, one of the big machiny monster things, and kind of hid in the basement.
But you realize what a jet could do, damage-wise?
They'd be freaking dead.
Stupid.
Of course they would. I saw that in Universal Studios. I did. We came around. It's like,
if you look to the left, you'll see the house from, it's Psycho. Look, the Bates Motel. And as we go up here, you'll see the house is actually a lot smaller than a standard house. This was forced perspective. A lot of the shots were done from the motel point of view, looking up the hill. It made the house look bigger than it actually is. Now, as we continue our tour, you'll see here's the plane crash scene from War of the Worlds. That completely takes you out of the Psycho thing, because I could see the plane crash scene from the Psycho house, and it sucks.
Oh, really?
Thank you. Yeah. They fucked it all. I'm still giving the tour.
I got so depressed when I realized the Psycho house was a tiny little house.
It's a little fucking
that really
tiny
bothered
house.
me
You
for
can't
some
even go
reason.
in there.
I don't know why it bothered me, but I think the house was like 3 feet tall.
It's a tiny little house.
Some ridiculous size.
We'd like to continue the Universal Studios tour, but everything apparently is burnt down. There's no more fucking Back to the Future fucking sets. There's nothing. Everything burnt down. We're so sorry.
Didn't they lose the King Kong thing?
Yeah, everything burnt up.
Yeah.
Plane crashed into it.
That's
the plane crash scene. And of course, as we go around back, you'll see there's nothing back here. This is what we call a facade, or false front. Thank you. There goes the tour. Now go buy some fucking $20 hamburgers.
Jimmy, look at the picture. We're supposed to believe that crashed into the house overnight while they were sleeping in the basement.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why that bothers me so much, but it just does.
Universal Studios has to get rid of the Jaws thing, too.
Oh, yeah.
It looks so bad.
Is that the actual one, though? It's not, right?
No.
Is it a replica, at least?
It's probably some kind of bad replica of it. You could see it coming under the water. You see the track because it's too shallow. You know it's coming.
Yeah, we're making our way around. Here is Amity. We're on Amity Island now as we bring the tram around. Now, be careful, people. Get your hands in. Keep it in, because sometimes we've had some shark sightings around here. And, I see a fin. Oh, no, we're going to have to stop. Here it comes. Oh, get your cameras ready. Oh, my God. Look at the shark is coming out of the water. All right, now we're going to go over the bridge that feels like it's falling down.
It's like, oh, that was a close one.
Yeah. Well, that certainly was a close call, and to take you out of that, we'll go right into our Battlestar Galactica set, where some Cylon warriors are shooting us with bad laser beams.
Fucking awful tour that was.
All right, let's do that.
I have a correction, by the way.
Yes.
A Twitter listener, I think you may have meant sipping cognac through a brandy from a brandy, snifter. Which is what I may have been...
so he's sipping cognac.
It could have been cognac, that's what I meant.
That's a lot different than Chardonnay.
That's the shark.
Is that really the shark?
Why is there red X's on his nose? To give him a kiss?
That's horrible.
What's the red X's? Is that supposed to look like smeared blood?
Yeah, it's probably supposed to
It
look
looks like an
that.
inflatable.
That is horrible.
You know, I bet you that the original shark actually scared people, that they had the original mechanical shark, so Disney had to, like, kind of dumb it down and make it a little faker.
It wasn't
to
set
calm
up
people down.
to do that is what it is. The original shark was, very temperamental from what I read when they were making the movie. And it wasn't set up to do, it was only set up to do certain moves. So they had to build something special for this, and they kind of went on the cheap, I guess.
Well, no. The other thing with Jaws, we were supposed to see the shark a hell of a lot more.
Yeah,
and they just couldn't get the damn thing to work. And then that was the brilliance of, what's his name there? Spielberg, obviously. Yes, thank you. That he said, fuck it, I'm going to film this anyway. And then, not knowing and not seeing the shark as much actually made that movie.
Yeah, that was
in the end.
That was good. The one cool shot of the shark is from the orca when it passes by and you realize the size of it.
Oh, yeah.
That was cool, yeah.
Yeah.
For the time, especially, That was just mechanical, pneumatic shit that they had to actually make work instead of CGI.
It was so great when Roy Scheider came over and he goes, "You're going to need a bigger boat."
Oh, yeah, when it jumps out. You try chumming this shit.
Let's go get a bigger boat.
Yeah.
We need a bigger boat.
The opening scene, though, with that
it's great.
woman freaking skinny dipping.
Chrissy! Takes her clothes off. I remember getting
a beautiful summer night
excited.
where the fucking moon and the stars are out, so you could kind of still see.
I got a raging boner when I went to the movies and saw that.
Did you really?
I just got back from California.
Man, that was like porn.
And Chrissy took her clothes off and jumped in, and when she's kind of the underwater shot and her legs are kind of moving, and you saw her muff like as she's underwater. I was like, ooh, I'm seeing, and I'm sitting there like. I used to breathe so heavily when I would get
when you got a boner.
Yeah, when I see like nudity. When I was a kid, it was crazy.
When she ran, you saw like side boob too, right?
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
amazing turn on too.
It was. They put a filter on that shot. It was done in daylight. And
that shot was done.
Yeah, it was completely daylight, and they put a filter on it to make it look like it was nighttime or kind of dawn, or and some of the shots are a little lighter than others. Yeah,
how else would they have done it at night?
And you can see the reflection of the sun, which is supposed to be the reflection of the moon there. But yeah, that was to me was like,
the lighting of that scene was amazing.
Yeah,
really was
done really well.
Wait, there was 4 girls that ran into the water?
That's one of those. I thought you were joking. That's one of those shots where they show 4 shots.
No, I looked quickly.
Yeah,
I'm like,
look.
Yeah.
That got me so fucking turned on. I'm like, her pussy's right there. It's right there. The shark's gonna eat her pussy. I used to have a fantasy. Let me tell you the sick fantasy I used to have.
Yeah.
I had a fantasy that there was a naked girl, and she was about 1 foot tall.
Jesus, Ant.
She was totally naked, 1 foot tall, and I would just lick her all over. I would like put her in my mouth and then pull her out of my mouth.
What an asshole!
No, it was a 1 foot, not even, maybe 6 inches tall or something, and she was completely naked. And I would just like lick her hiney, and
you're begging for Lydia to call, and then she'll call and have no idea what this is about as well.
Know what it means.
I'll tell you what it means. You were a fucking jerk. That's what it meant. A complete jerk.
I know. That just made me remember when I was thinking of the shark eating her and stuff. It made me remember that I used to have fantasize about putting little sized women in my mouth. Tony lives in my mouth.
That's got to mean something.
I'm sorry. I'm eating pussy now, Mrs. Torrance.
I'm not supposed to. Who says you're not supposed to? The little 1 foot girl who lives in my mouth. Yeah, you are Tony. You're Tony.
Tony.
So I guess we're talking about movies. John Cusack was on CBS Early Show.
Yeah.
Promoting this 2012. That looks like it's going to be a bust. That pirate radio movie's not getting a lot of good reviews either.
That looks Fucking extreme and we're pirates, man. Shut up. On a boat, man. We're breaking the law. We rush. Right.
Not going to see that?
No, they remind me of, they took the Twister crew and put them on a boat to run a radio station.
Twister was all right.
Yeah!
I got to tell you, I saw a film yesterday. Patton Oswalt is coming in to promote, is it called Fanboy?
I'm a fan.
I'm a fan?
I'm a fan.
Is that what it's called, Danny? Can you look that up? I'm a fan? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be a comedy, and this fucking movie's really dark.
It's a weird movie,
and Patton Oswalt plays kind of a psychopath.
He looks like one.
He's an obsessed fan of the New York Giants. It's a whole football thing. It's a Giants versus Eagles. And I'm waiting for the first 20 minutes because I don't know what I'm watching because I haven't heard much about this movie. And I'm like,
if you don't laugh within the first 20 minutes, change the channel.
And that's what I was about to do. And then I realized, wait a minute. This is a fucking thriller / kind of drama. No, like a thriller.
A weird thriller,
yeah. And I got to tell you, I got to give it 2 thumbs up. I got to go old school and say 2 thumbs up on this Patton Oswalt movie. Yeah. Big fan, it's called, Jimmy. Big fan.
Big fan, right.
It's an independent film, and it's got some nice buzz. And I think Patton Oswalt's coming in to promote the movie, and I saw it yesterday, and I liked it. You saw it?
Yeah.
When did you see it?
A few days ago, because I know Patton's a friend of mine. We have him coming in, so I watched the movie.
And you got to see it then. Then for once, all 3 of us will see something. That would be cool.
Very difficult for me to take any spare time I have and not be playing Modern Warfare.
Yeah, we're going to get into that in a second.
It's very difficult.
Yeah. What do you like about the movie there, Jim, before we move on?
I thought Patton was good. I liked the guy who played a lot.
Did you like the ending?
In a way, I did, yeah.
Not the ending. The big...
Yeah. I didn't mind it because it kind of was silly and it was kind of a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't what I expected. So I did like it just because I got annoyed because I'm like, I see this coming from a mile away. But then I realized, oh, you didn't see it coming. So that I kind of liked it. It took me somewhere I thought it was going to take me and then changed.
What an asshole he plays. What a dummy.
Yeah.
What a jerk.
But I also like, let's just say this, he plays a guy who's obsessed with sports radio as well, and he calls in.
You notice who's the guy?
Pharrell, yeah.
He was good, though. Pharrell was really good in this movie as a sports fucking talk show host. I know this is going to drive Anthony nuts.
Fuck him. Good for him. Good, you're in a movie.
Only his voice.
Oh, only his voice.
Yeah, because he's listening to sports radio.
What a guy.
Oh, yeah, I made up with the guy.
I never made up with him.
Never.
I'll never be close with the guy again, but I made up with him.
You attacked me for no reason.
Guy had attacked all of us for no reason.
And he had no reason to attack us.
Just to kiss Howard's ass. You don't have to fucking kiss Howard's ass.
You could all work here in the same company and not have to hate us for... Michio Kaku's on the...
He's got to be talking about 2012 and how it's all bullshit.
You know something? He is. We should pull this and see if he treats these people like complete fucking idiots. I would like to know what he's saying to these people.
He treats us like we're in kindergarten class. Probably them, 3rd grade. He probably punches it up a little bit for them.
You think he punches it up to like elementary school?
Yeah, a little bit.
And I just want to hear, I want to get a text from Dr. Steve about what a complete tool he is.
Sure.
Fuck Michio Kaku. Dr. Steve hates him.
So Scott Farrell is the sports talk show host of this movie.
Fucking noise. You can't cover up that you're not saying anything by making noise. Enough. Just give us the scores and shut up.
You don't like when he sings Metallica songs for 20 minutes?
No, I don't like anything he does. I don't like the fact that he's fucking, people look and think he's funny when he's just making noises.
I'm very confused. And I'm very confused because I'm the one that holds a grudge.
No, I'm over this.
Held a grudge. I'm over this, but I will never be close with the guy again. You are really holding a grudge on this one.
I'm holding a grudge on him. He's.
Well, you want him to at least come in and explain himself?
No, fuck him. Why even give him the time of day?
He never apologized to me for again bad mouthing me on the fucking air, which I'm not that hypersensitive, but I did a show when we were off the air and he was really cool, and then he just comes, I had one of their comedians on, he sucked.
It was completely a sucker punch. To us. Yeah. There was no reason for it.
And when he was down on his luck, we were there for him big time, supporting him. Supporting him big time.
Not too much.
Fucking supported the guy. Well, no, what happens, there's a lot of insecurity in radio, and these guys feel like they have to kiss up to Howard or Howard's not going to, love them or something. It's bizarre to me. It's so bizarre to me.
It's like
there's a whole list of guys like that. It's like, just be yourselves.
And you can appreciate Howard. You could go on the show. You could fucking talk whatever you want. But then just to badmouth us out of nowhere is ridiculous. If we had fucking, fucked him over in some way, then fine. Then, touche, whatever. We were, what I thought were, at least professional friendships, those things that you have, when you work in the same business and building and shit like that. And then he just turns around and badmouthed us and bashed us for no reason. Fuck him. I think I'm not delusional. I'll give him his props. When it comes to calling games, I think he's good. He knows a lot about sports. He'll throw his opinion in there, but 99% of his show is his inane, babbling drivel that isn't funny. It's annoying as fuck, and it detracts from what you're trying to do, which I guess is a sports show, by making noises and telling stories that go on and on with no fucking ending whatsoever. There's a complete lack of entertainment in any story he tells. We get it. You drank Jameson and don't remember doing something. Ooh, you're a rebel. You owe the hotel money. Who cares? Shut it. God, I hate that guy. Fuck him.
Jesus. Like I said, it's usually me that holds the grudge.
Stand him.
I'll remind Anthony of something. He's like, what? You're still fucking pissed off about that? That was 12 years ago. I know.
Yes, fuck him.
Right. It's kind of refreshing to know it's you this time.
Yeah.
Shake it up. Shake it up.
He should be one of those auctioneers.
Right.
Well, with that aside, the movie was good.
Yeah, I mean, look, they only used his voice, and he was good. That part was good. But Patton, I thought, was great because
I didn't know he could act like that.
An awkward, annoying caller, but who thought he was making good sports points. And you're like, oh,
that's
douche.
Great. Oh, cool.
Like, and we're going to hand them their heads on Sunday. You're like, oh,
ew.
That's exactly like a sports caller, though. He was great. Yeah,
wow.
he really nailed that.
Yeah. I think you would like the movie, and you should see it.
I'm gonna.
Try to see it this weekend.
You think this is a transitional phase for Patton, or you think this is going to be one of those crossover moments?
Right back to the comedy clubs he's going to slink.
I think he's just perfect for this particular role. I don't think it'll be a trend. No, not at all.
No? Okay.
But he's very good
saying,
in the movie.
He can act.
No success.
No, he actually can act.
He shouldn't write a book with a picture of him on the cover looking to the future.
No!
He should just turn around and look at the Chuckle Hut behind him.
Oh, yeah, he should be looking to the future. There's an improv in it. Carrie Prejean's, her cover makes me sick.
Oh, fuck her.
Danny, why do you keep... I'm trying to get Danny to pop something up. He just refuses to on the computer.
What, his wee-wee?
What are you popping
I'm having some computer troubles, too.
What's the matter with the computer?
Firefox is having trouble recovering. Firefox.
Some days it works really nicely, and I don't even notice. And then other days, this is my third time rebooting.
I love how
I just don't know when it decides.
Why do you love Firefox? I don't understand.
I love how we
stable.
I love how we blame the company when it could obviously be what we put up there on that screen on a daily basis.
Could be. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I was trying to get the 2012 trailer for you. Must have been on some terrible website.
I'm thinking it could be some of the horrific stuff we probably had up there yesterday, earlier this morning. Who the fuck knows?
That Belladonna blowjob is one of the sexiest blowjobs I've ever seen. That fucking first... That one she gave in that movie where she's just loving that dick.
It's all innocence.
Oh my
Knowing that was her
God,
first movie is just a huge turn on.
Dude, I want that to be my cock.
There's a market out there. I was saying to you guys, porn stars doing their first fucking movie would be just, there's something to be said about that. I think that would sell very, very well. Let's.
Look at what we got on line one. Maybe we should take that call and do a little psychoanalyzing on me.
No, because she doesn't know shit.
I want to hear what it is.
Lydia, you don't know shit.
Lydia, let me reiterate for listeners just joining us. I had conveyed a fantasy I had when I was a child, probably age 7 to 9. Around those years, around there, I had a fantasy of a nude woman that was about 6 inches tall, and I would put her in my mouth and just lick this, and she was living, it was a living 6-inch tall woman that I would lick all over her nude body and put in my mouth and kind of take it out like a popsicle. What does that mean?
I think that's perfectly normal, Anthony, especially for a 6 or 7-year-old, 8-year-old boy.
Why?
Well, you're starting to feel your sexual urges, but grown-up women are a little bit big for a boy that age.
Oh, that makes sense. They're big and scary, so I wanted the tiny girl that fits in my mouth. Sure.
Goddamn quiet, you rabble-rouser.
All right. Yeah, about Barbie doll size. Yeah, I would guess around there. All right. Well, thanks for telling me I'm normal.
I am here to support you, Anthony.
Thank you.
All right, Lydia. How's the hangover
You're very
today?
welcome.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
How's the hangover today, Lydia?
And those giant tits.
Yeah, we all know the weekend starts on Thursday, so how was the hangover?
The hangover's okay. Thank you very much. My giant tits are shoved in my work shirt, and I'm ready to roll.
Nice.
All right.
Have a fun weekend.
Thank you. You too.
You too. All right.
If anything, I didn't think that would be normal.
Hey, let's do this. So John Cusack was promoting 2012 on CBS Early Show, and he said a naughty word.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they're doing this on purpose at this point.
These days, they're just testing the waters?
It becomes a huge YouTube clip, and it's good marketing for the movie. I really do. I'm suspicious.
You think they said, hey, drop the F-bomb?
And you know the FCC, one curse word at this point, they're not really going to bother you.
Not these
anymore.
Days. No, this administration.
Does it seem like 20 years ago already?
Some mornings, yeah, I can feel a little older than others, but I'm amazed that people still remember the movie, but it was a really fun time in my life.
I guess he was talking about when he was a little kid in those movies, those fun movies.
It's the 20th anniversary, believe it or not, of Say Anything.
What did he Say Anything?
Really?
That was that.
That's the movie where he's holding up the boombox.
With Peter Gabriel playing.
I never heard of it.
It's a very famous movie scene.
It is a famous
He's trying to get the girl back,
Yeah,
so he's got the boombox. And what song is playing?
Where have I been?
Not Red Rain.
Shit. John Cusack. Kurt Love just called him John Cusack. I don't know why I find that so funny.
Oh, in your eyes. Right.
Wow,
in
same
your
time,
eyes.
Yeah. It's all CGI effects and pandemonium going on.
I mean, obviously the trailer is ridiculous just because, like, they're outrunning, like, basically death by an inch in a gigantic limo that's doing 90. But the acting is so incredibly terrible.
In the trailer?
Oh, my God.
Can we hear the trailer?
Whole thing is just awful.
And there are millions of people dying here.
Yeah, but they're the ones that are making it.
How are they making it through this street?
Right.
Like there's a giant highway falling.
Yeah, a cabbie stops to pull over to get a fare. And there's gridlock in New York, in Manhattan for the next 15 minutes.
Buildings and everything everything's collapsing.
And this guy is still going, real fast.
I want to hear some of the acting. Is it bad?
Here's him in the limo, moaning. Building. They crashed through a building that is falling. The aerial shot. Used very
that's
good.
That's pretty cool, though. I mean,
Dawn of the Dead, it was used very well. I like that. The newer one they made with Ving Rhames.
Were they trying to get to the airport?
Here's the runways are collapsing.
GNP? What? Temperatures and pressures. Let's go, man. My pre-flight checklist.
Let him concentrate.
Pre-flight checklist. Stop it.
Why would you do a pre-flight
checklist? With the runway crumbling behind you.
That's the shit that drives me nuts in movies.
They're always just escaping the floor caving in. How do they do that?
Well, it's a movie about the end of the world. I guess you have to suspend disbelief.
Yeah.
No, I understand that.
Oh, look at that. They made it. They took off, and the entire runway just collapsed. They're up. Oh, fucking climb, dummy. Why is he in the fucking rut in the ground? Pull back on the yoke.
Exactly. No time for yokes.
And they're watching just the complete destruction.
You caught that, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I did.
You caught it, too?
Of course, we all did.
This is awful.
They're in a plane.
It's just facial expressions and, whoa!
Why is he flying above the given?
Fly an inch off the ground?
Why isn't he climbing?
The plane was barely 10 feet off the ground.
I know. Who does that? Who flies through wreckage like this?
Oh, my God.
Oh, are they going to have to go sideways?
Why couldn't he go around the other way?
Sideways. There you go.
Garbage.
Right between the buildings at a 90-degree bank.
Right.
And none of the bricks fall on him?
At fucking 50 feet.
Well, I don't understand why he couldn't fucking go the other way.
How about going up? Up above that shit.
Bunch of crap.
This movie will rot.
Look.
Here. Let's hear. What are we looking at?
Hopefully the script with duty on it.
So
2012 is what this movie should gross. Nope. All right.
I felt like you kind of left me hanging on my yoke.
Yoke's on me.
It was very hurt.
No matter where you live. Yeah. No matter what you believe. Yeah.
I don't like the fact they won't show a Muslim thing being destroyed.
Yeah, of course not. Why would they do that?
Violent book.
This trailer long enough. That point had been made before.
No, I know.
One date will unite us all.
November 25th at the Stress Factory.
Oh, Jimmy.
Nice. Whatever.
Well, that looks like
El
shite.
Skippo, Patrice O'Neill, and Colin Quinn. What's up, guys?
Look at that.
Imagine you can knock me over the feather.
Hey, Mr. Quinn.
How are you, sir?
Get downstairs.
Patricky, how you doing?
Patricky. Good morning. Good morning to you. Got to turn some mics on over here.
I like Patrice's power move where he sits in one chair, just because like he's been on, he's more of a regular. I'm still bigger than you, as they said outside. Colin's doing Caroline's, Patrice is doing Hasbrook Heights.
You know, you're not going to get us to defend that statement, Colin. We've been begging for you to come in here. We're like, where's Colin? We call for you. We're hoping for you to run down here in your pajamas, and you haven't been around.
There's a seat for you over here, Colin.
We missed the days where you come running in with your pajamas on.
That was when you were on 57.
And holy shit, have you lost a lot of weight. God damn, what's that about?
They know.
First thing I got to do, I want to apologize to Patrice. I was having the worst week ever when you called me,
when I was trying to get in touch with you?
I didn't get back to you, and
Sorry.
I want to apologize to to you because it was a crisis.
I just want to.
I had a crisis.
It's okay. I don't take it personal. I just want to hear what Sammy Sosa has to say here. Bleach skin face. I want to hear what clear skin has to say over here. What are you talking about?
Is it a healthy weight
Lizard
loss?
Man.
What's that?
Healthy weight loss?
Yes.
It can't be.
No. Fucking lymph node cancer.
How much have you lost, Colin?
60 altogether.
60 fucking pounds. Wow. Jesus.
Nice glass of chemo. I'm gonna tell you why it's not working out. Because he still has the I don't work out stomach. That's why he didn't work out. It's just a fat gut.
Are you working out or are you just eating right?
I am working out and eating right, but
and he's getting
unfortunately,
old.
fatso is correct.
And you can tell he's getting old people ears where they just
this motherfucker.
My ears were always like this. What are you talking about, old people?
and big old people ears.
They are a little bigger, Colin.
Holy shit.
A little bigger. Because you can't lose weight in your ears.
Your face is a little plumper, though.
That's what it is.
Is what it is. Now your face is skinnier.
My face is skinny.
That's like fucking tree rings to white people. They fucking giant. I'm very old ears. Oh shit!
And you got more hair. What's that about?
What do you mean it's the same hair?
This weight loss does a lot of things.
It's less head.
Right, less head.
Because his head shrunk, so the hair would be closer together.
Now we know why Colin doesn't want to come around anymore.
I do pull-ups on my perfect pull-up bar.
Oh, you got the perfect pull-up bar.
Really?
Fits on any doorway. And
It really does. They weren't kidding.
It looks healthy. It looks healthy weight loss. So to be honest.
He looks healthy.
Oh, shut up.
Unlike
Would you
what's
please
his
do the
name?
oldest comedy trick? Trashing me beautifully, by the way. It looks healthy. And then 10 more minutes of fun.
Yeah. But he knows I love him.
You just got to throw that in.
This is what roast should be, as opposed to fucking Comedy Central's roast of somebody I never met and don't give a fuck about. It's just be mean.
be mean.
That's an original
mean for no reason.
What roast are you, asshole?
Nah,
This
it's
is what
like
it should be, as opposed to these Comedy Central. That's something you would say like 7 years ago. When they did the Chevy Chase roast, we roasted each other, you stupid ass.
We had some good roasts on this show over the years. We got to get back doing that shit. What's up, Colin?
Can I please say on the ride in here, please?
What happened? What did we do?
You did not
Oh, fuck. What did we do?
give Anthony enough credit for that creepy shit he said. It was the greatest creepy...
Where he knew all the facts about...
No! Where he said he wanted to lick on one-foot women.
Right.
I farted twice in the car.
Little tiny women.
It's so
we didn't know where to go
creepy.
with that,
it's
to be
so
honest with you.
Amazingly creepy.
It is creepy.
Woman?
Yeah. No, I had this fantasy when I was a kid that there was a naked woman about this big and totally nude, and with a little muff and little titties and everything. She was just a little tiny woman, and she was alive, And I would take her and just lick her and like put her in my mouth and then
That is like
I would feel her whole body in my
I guarantee if they interviewed like a lot of serial killers, serial rapists, they would have a similar fantasy with that.
I would never like bite her head off or anything. I just liked feeling her nudity, her boobies.
I related to this. It's like it made me. I just pictured it. And I'm like, it's so fucking horribly creepy.
His woman was made of ice cream.
I completely acknowledge the creepiness of it. I don't know what it means.
How could you not?
You could have been a serial killer, I'm thinking.
Like,
because there was something else you said. What was it? Killing of little animals as a kid for a little while?
I killed a salamander once in a horrible way, but I felt so bad about it. And that's like, I think, that crossroad of serial killer, regular guy.
I think
if you feel badly about it.
I think salamanders is the lizards is the highest you can go.
I rolled a tuna can lid over the top of him like a pizza cutter, and it actually went. It made a sound as I cut him in half, and I felt like shit. Like I felt this horrible,
you never killed
feeling like death in the family feeling. Like I had this. No, I never killed anything. I hunted like rabbit after that, but I hunted and ate it and shit like that. But that was just blatant killing in a horrible way. And like a serial killer would have gone like, wow, I would have gotten like a rod and fucking excited.
Yeah, if he got a rod, he'd be a serial killer now.
That's the crossroad right there.
But I know I haven't been here in a long time, and it's inappropriate for me to say, but you almost probably felt something kinship to it because you almost saw a lizard-like look to you.
Yes. Thank you. Don't you fucking get bigger headphones so your ears doesn't hang out of them.
I know, they fit
like a fucking egg sandwich, your headphones.
They fit in his ears like fucking iPod buds.
I like the fact that Stupid had the word iPod buds already figured out in his dumb head.
He can't put his little tiny ears. iPod buds.
Listen.
Besides, you guys were behind Bob Kelly. He was telling me, dude, you got elephant ears, dude. For like a year.
Dude, you got your coffee, your big ears.
Hey, you know what, dude? You get older, your body changes. We're living a good life. Be grateful. Boom. You got your friends, you got your health. Boom. So what? Dana's humiliating me every night by making me go up first. Boom.
Bobby's brand new positivity does sick of me. We talk often. It is just, he
does it to all of us.
I hate that new fucking motivational speaker, Bob.
So he's trying to talk that shotgun barrel out of his mouth. You know what, dude? Everyone's going to be sad. They're going to miss you.
It's terrible.
Bob should get the perfect pull-up bar and put a rope around it and a noose. Fucking kick a stool out.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Listen,
the ultimate perfect pull-up.
We were just about ready to go to break here when these guys walked in, so we're going to do that and then continue with Colin Quinn and Patrice O'Neill. Colin's playing Caroline's.
Nice.
Woo! Tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. 212-757-4100, right?
Yes.
Or they changed their number? They changed their number?
212-757-4100 is the number for Caroline's.
What is this fucking number, then? I've never seen that number before.
Wait, hold on.
Because they know.
By the way, who made this sheet up?
Let's go, Jimmy. Let's go. What do you got?
They gave the back office number.
That would be Evan, I hear.
I don't think it's your fault. I think it's
Sam.
It's somebody. They gave the back office number with an extension.
I'd say to blame Sam.
You know what? That is the back office number. 757-4100.
Yeah, we all know that number. We've been saying that for years. And then
Patrice, get on it.
And Patrice O'Neill's going to be at Bananas Comedy Club in Hasbrook Heights tonight and tomorrow. So
tell that scumbag at Bananas to call me and use me. I'm sick and tired of this bullshit.
You want me to bring your tape to Harlan?
It's becoming an embarrassment.
You're at Caroline's.
I'm a gig in my look.
I'm at Bananas. I'm not at Caroline's anymore.
Now, you actually stand on stage with a batch of bananas behind you.
and you got to talk about it. And that fucker, it's real bananas. It's real fucking banana. It's just
the guy has to buy bananas every weekend.
Bananas Comedy Club.
I didn't know that.
Just bananas. But Harlan is a fucking nice guy for a bananas club kind of guy.
Yeah,
he's all right, man.
But he goes out and gets bananas.
He has real bananas.
What does he do with the bananas when they start rotting?
And he has something that I never. This is why I know I got to get something by soon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah.
Is that he has one of those I can go anywhere traveling comedy club in a package where it's the banana sign from 80s and 2 speakers that he packs up and puts in the truck. So if they throw him out of fucking the Holiday Inn and he can just go down to the Sheridan.
And the headshots are on portable easels. you can just set the easels up fucking anywhere.
Just the kind of shit that makes you think about fucking the early 90s.
It's like fucking boiler room fucking tactics. This guy's selling stock, and then all of a sudden there's no phones in the office.
Can I just say, please? Yes. Can we please? I was going to call in to say, please don't talk about.
Is this going to be 30 minutes of conversation?
I promise. I promise not. I just want to say, don't talk about. Don't talk about that fucking game until I get here.
Right. We haven't. I actually stopped Anthony today because I know he's ready to go off. So let's do it after the break.
All right, cool.
We're going to do that. Modern Warfare.
You've played it?
Holy shit.
All right, let's get into it.
I know. Tell me about it.
Holy fuckballs.
Really?
Oh.
I think I'm even
I had to Twitter it like the second I turned it off.
All right,
we'll stop.
Everything I look at is blurry because my eyes are burning.
Right after the break.
Fucking burning.
We'll get right into it.
No,
because it's going to be like 40 minutes.
I feel it coming.
No, but it'll be good.
You got the new Atari?
Oh, my God. Go to break, Travis. Jesus.
Thanks for calling the Opie and Anthony FU line. Here's the latest batch of FUs.
You have 7 new voice messages. First voice message.
Yeah, this FU goes out to Jess. Jess, you're a fucking bitch. You first get really upset at the fact that I got 2 beautiful twins hanging out with me, and you think I took advantage of them, but I didn't. And then you come back home and you fucking kick me out of the kickball team, and then you take away my football tickets, and then you just basically tell everybody how much of a dick I am. Fuck you, you fucking cunt.
Next message.
Yeah, I'd like to give a big fuck you to my company, who's nice enough to give me a 2.5% raise and then charge me 3.5% more for health insurance. Fuck you. I got a raise and lost money.
Next message. I just want to send out a big fuck you to my ex-boyfriend. He always told me I couldn't get a fucking tattoo when we were dating, and now he's going out with a girl that looks like a fucking bathroom on the New Jersey Turnpike. Thanks, asshole. Fuck you. Next message.
I want to say a big fuck you to my friend Colin. He fucking came to my house after a night of drinking, passed out on my couch, and wouldn't fucking stop snoring. Fuck you, Colin. I had to get up to work at 6 in the morning, and I got 0 sleep, you fucking fuck.
Next message. I want to leave a big fuck you to this short, fat hemorrhoid of a lady I had to deal with today. She had the nerve to call me negligent when she doesn't have shit for brains. Stupid ass fucking idiot bitch. Fuck you. Next message.
Fuck you goes out to the fucking meter maids up here in Portland, Maine. I work for a goddamn courier service, you fucks. You know we're just delivering packages. I hope you go home and get AIDS. Fuck you.
Next message.
Yeah, I'd like to give a big FU to my ex-girlfriend who decided to send an email to my current girlfriend telling her a whole bunch of bullshit about how I keep sleeping with her and how I keep cheating on my girlfriend, and I wish that psychotic bitch would just die.
End of new messages.
Call the Opie and Anthony FU line. 866-FU line 1. That's 866-FU line 1.
Thank you, and goodbye.
All right, we got a full house today. Patrice O'Neill will be at Bananas Comedy Club in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey, tonight and tomorrow. And then our old friend Colin Quinn, who has pretty much blown us off for the last year.
Yes, he has.
He's going to be at Caroline's tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday.
And I'm fighting the urge to take this fucking peanut butter and smash Patrice's head in. How good that fucking hat would look caved in with this peanut butter.
Oh, my God. I told him in the elevator. It reminds me of the 1980s. It's like one of those victory tour hats.
You don't even like the Atlanta Braves. I don't get that.
Black people don't like any of the sports teams.
It's just
That's why I'm saying
It just matched my underwear strap.
All right, listen, Modern Warfare. I didn't forget. Let's get into this.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it, obviously. I know it's setting all sorts of records.
Setting records.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what you have on it. The thing I have on it is that I thought it was the greatest game I ever played. The first version, the greatest one-person shooter. I think it's far beyond Halo, far beyond. Any other? I play one Wolfenstein. Why? I need my first-person shooter fix. I love those. That's all I do is love those. So I played Wolfenstein. I mean, a real big. But this game finally comes out. They got it. I go get it. I don't go online. Fuck all of that horseshit. The story mode, the second part of the story, made me turn the game off.
Whoa, no.
And question my morality.
What? What was that about?
The second part of the game. Yeah. And if nobody wants to fucking hear it, I'm gotta say it so you can turn the radio off.
All right, hold on. Give him a second.
You know,
well, come back in like 30 seconds if you don't want a spoiler.
Most people get it for the multiplayer.
Yeah, I understand
30 seconds. It's decreased. It's going to be...
What was I thinking? You know what? Go somewhere else for the rest of the day.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
I was trying 3 minutes.
Oh, yeah, right. Go to fucking Lithium or somewhere else for the rest of the day.
The game starts out by saying,
yeah,
there is a warning. We warn you. There are disturbing... there are some things that are very disturbing on this video. You can set the disturbing things to be shut off.
I go all in.
You're all
in.
Gotta
go all in.
Any adult man is all fucking in. Matter of fact, when you buy this game, for some reason, you have to give them your ID. It's you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, they're giving all those names to the army.
Exactly. Fucking cocks. But so I get to the game. I'm playing. The first thing is fantastic. You have to climb a mountain with the fucking thing, and you have to do it correctly. Like right button, left button, right button. If you don't, you fall, you die. It's fucking not fucking around. And it's so violent, it's not fun. Like, so when you shoot the guys, you gotta duck, so you can't enjoy gameplay shooting where you shoot the guy and you're like, oh, that was cool. There's another fucker, like you just indicating you getting shot, you're turning red on the right, red on the top, red on the back.
Yeah.
You're just dying, and you only get shot twice before. It ain't video game shot, it's real shot. So you get shot twice, you gotta go hide to get healed. It's not fun. So I get to the second level. First level's fun, snowmobiles, all type of shit. Second level, it's dark, right? And you just hear guys talking Russian. Fucking right. It goes. The title of the scene is called No Russian. An elevator opens. You walk off. You're in the airport with 3 other motherfuckers. And he goes, remember, no Russian. Start walking. They start murdering everybody at the fucking airport. You're an undercover agent. If you try to shoot them, they go traitor and shoot and kill you. You don't have to shoot the people, but you can't stop them from shooting. They shoot women, children, and fucking everybody at the fucking airport. And here's the thing. It's not video game. They walk slow and murderous. You can't run. They walk slowly through and it's a real fucking airport. It's the duty free. It's the McDonald's, and they murdering everybody at the fucking airport. I'm sitting there going, I didn't shoot anybody.
And you're feeling all
just
bad.
like a black man.
I didn't shoot anybody.
I didn't do nothing.
I didn't do nothing.
I couldn't. It took me a minute to go, what the fuck?
Wow.
Wow,
it disturbed me to that level, and now I'm at this level where it's a mall, a strip mall with McDonald's and this and that. It's so hard. It's not fun. It's so difficult.
It's very difficult to get through the single player.
Fucking believable, dude. And I'm playing it on pussy ass normal.
Like easy.
Yeah, I don't play easy. I play normal because I play these games, but.
I've heard about the airport sequence from somebody else, and they say, yeah, it's brutal. They're
murdering people at the airport.
Yeah.
Wow.
People, some guys crawling like, no, please.
Oh, God.
I don't shoot them. I try to go over and push. I think X is, hey, hide under this chair button. Cocksucker behind me goes, he shoots the guy who's begging for his life or crawling around to try to live. Boom. Boom.
Brutal.
That's the disturbing shit. And I didn't, that's
and they're
part
screaming
two.
and running
Dude,
and crying.
Imagine a packed airport and motherfucking 5 guys.
Fuck that.
Dressed to like those guys that robbed that bank in L.A. years ago.
Yeah.
Those guys just walking through the airport murdering everyone.
And blood all over the place, right?
Brutal.
Just smeared blood on the floors.
Dude, it's not bullshit.
Let me go to Anthony on the phone before we get to Anthony's comments on this. Anthony, go ahead.
Yeah, what's up, boys?
Hey.
What's up, Patrice?
Hey.
That boy, the boy that Patrice is talking about, man, I got the chills coming out of that elevator when they just started unloading on everybody. Women and children, bodies dropping everywhere. It's crazy. It's totally crazy.
That's some sick shit.
And I'm playing last night.
Yeah.
And this kid, he's an American kid. He's talking like an English accent, though, like making a joke, actually an Australian accent. And he's talking and he's going, yeah, just, and then he goes, oh, nine. And I'm like, oh, my God, in here, too?
I've heard quite a few.
Wrong!
Nice. I've heard a lot of those online as I'm playing the game.
Really?
My God.
And then I get these kids just making fun of me because I suck. These kids were telling me.
Oh, you're doing online.
I'm doing online play.
Totally different than what Patrice is doing, obviously.
Now, I play with a computer and keyboard and a mouse most of my first-person shooters.
Really?
Now I'm console with the Xbox. I'm not very good with the console controls yet. I'm getting better. Every minute I play, I'm getting better. But I'm not these guys that getting fucking, 25 kills at a clip. So, I'm going through, and these kids are taunting me going, hey, Noodles, why don't you just take the game back? You wasted your money. You wasted your fucking money. You suck so bad. And then I like shoot at somebody and miss and they kill me and they're like, you couldn't even hit the guy. You got the first shot, faggot. You're a faggot, Noodles. And I'm sitting there. They got me so mad and riled up. I got to the point where I'm like, I have a lot of money, and I fucked 18-years-olds, and fuck you.
I believe him.
And it's just, I'm so angry.
You took the what you make a year route
yes,
on the children?
I had to say, I make a lot of money, I have a great house, and I have girlfriends your age, so fuck you. They forced me to make an ass of myself.
That's why I don't play online, because I like to be immersed at the level that I like to be immersed at.
Yeah.
I don't like this. Why do you do that?
I don't know, but you get the little headset on, so you're talking to them. You're fucking talking, going, yeah.
So you just threatening some little children?
Yeah. Fuck you. And I was telling him that,
we tell them there's no Santa?
I said, I was calling their fathers homosexuals and wishing horrible womanly diseases on their mother.
And they were just laughing at you.
Yeah.
Because they made an old man upset online.
They did. They did.
You did nothing to hurt these kids. They're still laughing at you.
They were making fun of the fact that I couldn't play as good as them. And I was like, who cares? But you know who cared? Me. I cared.
We got one of those fuckers on the line here. John.
No way.
John.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey.
Ed, you suck. I played against you, and you were like 3 for 15 or some shit.
Yes, I fucking said it, but I said I sucked. I was on there saying, yes, I suck.
Wait, let him continue. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, my name is your mom's ass. And
of course it is.
Yeah. And I just remember just watching you run across the screen while I'm sniping you from like a million miles away.
Yeah, I first of all, I just don't understand how I get fucking nailed so much while I'm running. Everybody else is running to the fucking HQ
you
and shit
gave out
like
your
that.
fucking name, so everybody that's got to be cool for them to kill Anthony from Opie and Anthony.
He doesn't even take friend requests either because he's so cool. His thing is full.
Hey, ass fuck! I have too many fucking friends on there already. I have to delete some in order to add.
He has
some.
too many fake friends already.
I have too many.
But John said, John, you said you killed Anthony and then you all made fun of him?
Yeah, we all, well, not me. I knew who you were, so I was talking shit. And then, but there was like, this 10-year-old kids on there, and they're brutal because you don't want to hear a little high-pitched voice fucking calling you a faggot, but...
Yeah.
I mean,
faggot! I couldn't even tell if they were boys or girls. They're like, you're just a faggot! And then you'd hear like off the mic, okay, Mom! Yeah, you fucking faggot!
That's great. Let's go to Kevin in Houston. Everybody wants
dropping N-bombs, too, like crazy, these little kids.
Oh, they are?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, fuck you, you nigga.
And that's where you bonded.
Fuck?
Yeah, take that back about your mother and being rich.
All right, Kevin in Houston.
So bad.
Kevin.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey,
Patrice, I just wanted to let you know I never thought that I would agree with you. But I absolutely agree with you with this game. It is
What about morals? You've never agreed with me ever in your life?
Moral.
Like he's just anti-me and he hates that he agrees with the fact that I didn't want to murder people when I got off the airport elevator? What the fuck is wrong with these people? It's a fucking the way they did it. The way they did it.
The airport thing, right?
I usually in games will shoot a thing.
Yeah.
They have you you shoot dogs, like you have to shoot a dog.
They're coming at you.
They're just barking and you just and you have to shoot them because the dogs let people know you're coming.
Yeah, you hear a little.
So you gotta shoot a dog, but it's like a silencer and get them out of there.
Yeah.
And the airport scene, and it's probably more scenes like this, but the airport scene is the way they do it. It's so real and it's so scary. Because you're like, man, if this happened, it's so... Because the way the guys move, it's just methodical. They walk so slow that you go, what the fuck, man? Get me past this, but it's a bore.
Now, you had the option to join in and shoot, but you
can
didn't.
shoot. I haven't shot one person.
What are you doing?
He buys the game and doesn't shoot
He takes off his
anybody.
shoes and goes through security.
Because you're Donnie Brasco on this board. So it's like, Donnie Brasco, he's like, he was sawing the bodies, but he wasn't killing that scene where Sonny Black, and it's like, you're not supposed to do that shit, but he's undercover, so he couldn't, you sick?
No.
You put some peanut butter on your wound?
Yeah, right.
Fuck is wrong with you? So, the way they did it, you gotta just play you gotta see how they did it. It's so methodical. Right. It's so murderous.
Let me go to the phones. Matt in Connecticut. Matt.
I gotta play that level now.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, I don't know what happened to you guys, but I was playing last night in some free-for-all tournament, and all of a sudden I blinked and my eyes were burning, and I realized I hadn't blinked in like 15 minutes.
Oh, shit. It made you forget how to blink this game, huh?
Christ.
I've been there with some of these video games.
You just stare at the screen.
Right, you don't want to blink.
You're so intent.
It's an unbelievable game,
right.
Man.
Let's go to Coke Logic. Coke Logic.
Hey, what's going on, boys?
Hey.
I've been playing Call of Duty for so long last night, I actually told the call screener the wrong information. It didn't sell $4.7 million worth of copies. Sold 4.7 million copies in a 24-hour period.
Yeah, 4.7 million copies.
That's obviously
now
the record,
the highest.
Right?
Not a record. I think.
It is.
I think Halo is bigger.
Grand Theft Auto 4.
Yeah. Really?
It broke that
it
record.
has to be the record.
It's the #1 fucking debut.
It's fucking phenomenal.
Almost 5 million copies in 24 hours.
Underwater submarine it's just...
I gotta play the single player for a little bit.
Why do you not do that?
I'm so into multiplayer, leveling up, and it's that fucking, like, I gotta get to the next level.
That's that dragon. That's that Dragon Slayer world. That's that world of... what's that game where you make a character and it takes you
Dungeons and Dragons
for the rest of your life? That shit is.
I would play it your way, I think, Patrice, before.
Yeah, like even,
and then maybe eventually go online.
Like Madden, I don't play Madden no more because it's too real. These niggas run like fucking Thomas Jones actually runs. Like what's it? This shit is.
Hey, somebody's
got better weapons as you get up in rank and shit like that.
No, that's the good thing.
Like I like that.
This ain't like a video game where you getting. This one's like, oh shit, there's a bazooka laying in there. You shot a guy that shot a bazooka.
Yeah.
You picked the bazooka. There's no like, hey, next time I go over here, I get an AK. It's like you got everything. Because that's what whatever the bad guys got, you pick up.
Right.
Can you play it on PlayStation 3?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get this. Hey, JD in Tampa, what's up?
Very good.
Yeah, hey, Patrice, I'll admit, the first time that airport map came up, I was kind of in shock.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to lean into it, man. Play it again and again.
Oh, no. Trust me, I'm going to shoot the people in the airport. Trust me, the airport people, I'm going to shoot a couple of women that's running around.
Listen, the last The last time I played that map, I even hung back about 30 feet, and I was just walking around finishing off.
Finishing off people.
That's around screaming for help.
Do you hear what he said? That's what I'm saying. The moral problem is that shit could teach you how to be cold-blooded, man, where this person has their hand up like this, like, please don't, and you go, I'm going to just do it.
And you're like, bam, right in the head. And the way they die, the physics of the body kind of flops down.
Looks real, right?
Yeah.
I got to go to Elliot. He's an Army guy from San Antonio. Elliot.
Hey, what's going on, O&A?
Hey, brother.
Hey, yeah, dude, I've been to Iraq, and I've seen some sick shit, man, and I'm going to tell you right now, I played that level, and I was damn near about to puke. I was just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Wow. The airport thing again, huh?
Wait till the news gets a hold of it.
And what?
Yeah,
let me ask you,
haven't figured it out yet.
I'm amazed they're not on it yet.
Can I ask him what the thing? I'm asking you what bothered you. What bothered me wasn't the actual shooting of the people. It was how real they made it. The way things were moving, the people were moving. The people.
Exactly.
It wasn't the gore. It was the way they executed.
They've gotten really good at that. Like, it used to be, all right, they're just little computer people. They don't look real. They don't die real. Now it's
where's Danny? There's got to be a YouTube clip of that already.
That's what I was. Yeah.
There's got to be.
So what was his? What's the thing? That's what bothered him too. Like the way they did it, the way it seemed.
Yeah, Elliot, what bothered you? Being an Army guy.
I mean, the way when it first started, you know, Patrice was saying how they were talking and stuff. The way they smoothly walked out of that elevator, all nonchalant, with fucking body armor and the weapons and everything, and they just kind of creeped up on everybody and just started going off. I was like, okay. Like I didn't know what to do. I was just kind of looking around. Right. My wife looked at me like, "Are you okay?" I'm like,
are you okay? Holy, if you're playing a game and someone's got to ask you, are you okay?
Dude, they ask you, do you want to, there's disturbing shit. They don't say what it is.
Somebody was on the phone and said there's an option to actually skip that level. It's
yes,
so bad.
any of those levels. That
wow, really?
Yeah, where you could go, they ask you really want to do this?
Is the sound up?
Oh, we got it? Hey, Elliot, thank you. We're going to move on. I appreciate it. Elliot from the Army. There is a YouTube clip if you guys want to check it out. Airport mission. It's Call of Duty Modern Warfare. People are actually asking what game we're talking about. Here we go.
Badass.
Out of the elevator.
Oh, yeah, look at their faces.
Into the airport.
Oh, these people don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's cold-blooded.
All this is making me do is want to buy this fucking game.
Holy shit.
Look at them. Look at these guys, man.
You can watch this for yourself, obviously, on YouTube. What the fuck?
Oh, my God.
The guy's falling. He's done.
Yeah, very methodical.
Up the stairs. Go.
That opening fucking, just looking at those people, they wiped out like 50 people right off the bat.
Now, can you go away from these guys if you want to?
No.
You gotta follow these guys.
God damn. Yeah, like a Starbucks and a Jamba Juice.
Oh, great.
Wow. Oh, my God. Oh, like you said, how they're falling and stuff.
Yeah, nice to be in the airport to be able to pull this off.
You think planes are still taking off?
Wow. Oh.
Looks like an airport.
Oh, security just bought it.
The graphics are sick.
Yeah.
Look at the way they're walking.
Yeah.
That's how a terrorist walks.
God damn, there's people like trying to surrender.
I don't like the fact that you can't just walk into the store if you want to.
What are you going to buy something?
Yeah.
This guy's got to go to Pistols.
Oh, there you go.
That is some sick shit.
Jesus.
How long does this go? It's like
exactly. It's a massacre.
It just keeps going and going as they go to the airport.
Fucking massacre.
The clip is.
Oh, the poor guy in the elevator.
But
The clip's not even half over.
Other guys are shooting too. And what if you want to shoot everybody?
Well, you gotta. It's a team effort with those other guys.
And now they did their carnage, and now the police come, which is what they wanted to happen, so they could fight the police.
Now you're fighting people with other guns. So.
Wow. Jesus, Patrice.
That opening fucking elevator, and then just looking at the people waiting online, that carnage is sick.
Well, they are on it already. Charlie in Jersey. What do you got, Charlie?
Morning, boys.
Hey,
Charlie.
A couple days ago, Opie, you were just asking about whether or not the news was going to jump on this, and actually Fox did a story, I think it was on Fox and Friends. They interviewed 2 people talking about it.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking graphic.
That is, man.
Someone is saying there's a husband looking at his dead wife crying during the airport scene.
Oh, shit. I find that hard to believe.
If you really look at the people, you see some of that shit going on. Colin, comment?
Well, I just like the fact that they spend millions of dollars to make every detail totally realistic, and then they make the terrorists
Russian.
Very goddamn Colin Quinn.
That's why Colin's here.
Oh, my
to keep
God.
it real.
What's with this country?
It's
you want to
safe.
see everybody know what's going on?
He's biting his finger.
And he should.
He's very angry.
It's a very good
You are
point.
so right. They should be Muslims.
The bad guys are Russian.
Islamic terrorists.
Maybe they're supposed to be Chechens. They split the
Chechens,
difference.
yes. There you go. Wow, this guy's blowing off his grenade launcher at these motherfuckers. Oh, bye-bye. Wow.
Is that what?
Oh! That flew.
Why can't you walk onto the plane if you want and shoot people on the plane?
You can.
No, you can't.
Jim,
Yeah, you can
don't
get on
give
the
them
plane.
any ideas.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you can get on the plane.
He goes, oh, yeah, that's true.
Colin, you don't play video games?
Nope.
What was the last game you played? Do you remember?
Miss Pac-Man.
Yeah, I was a little violent, eating those little ghosts.
Wow.
They've done studies on it.
So was that bullshit, though?
No.
That's crazy, right?
I think you overhyped it a little bit. It wasn't that goddamn great. Let's be honest.
I saw you leaning in, looking
I was
scared.
leaning in, but I was hoping to see like somebody up close. Like,
Now you're
personal
desensitized.
reaction.
What about that bloodbath in the
I'm
beginning?
desensitized from Miss Pac-Man.
Patrice, when are you going to beat the game? Estimate.
He uses cheat codes.
No, there's none. There is none for those fucking games.
Well, I asked because Josh is on the phone, but how long is it going to take you?
If I play it straight, it would take me 3 days.
3 days?
Like 8-hour plays.
All right.
But
8-hour sessions.
But probably I'll finish it next
look,
week
this
because
is
I wanted to
cool.
go
I like
slow.
this
I wouldn't
backside.
want it to end.
All right. Well, we got Josh in North Carolina. Josh?
Yeah, my
like this
11-year-old
kind of
beat
stuff.
it in the day. And he didn't even mention how bad that was at the airport scene. I asked him how it was when I came home from work. And he said, oh, it's cool.
His 1-year-old?
11-year-old.
Oh, 11-year-old.
11-year-old did it in one day. The whole fucking
I believe these kids are amazing at
They
this
grow
shit.
up so fast.
This is cool.
And now they pull him in and...
And he didn't mention the airport scene. We got,
Why did he shoot him?
Well, there was one, they didn't stick around. Another father said my son went through the airport level and he was laughing the whole fucking time.
Because I
He was
think
laughing through the whole
that
thing.
type of shit, like when I was younger, I could watch a beheading like it was fun. Like Faces of Death was my favorite
Yes,
show.
I used to
Now
love that.
I can't watch.
Remember they grabbed
that
the guy?
shit.
Oh, they grabbed his, in Africa, they grabbed his cock.
Cut it.
What?
From what beheaded from
Face to Death.
That's all
Like,
fake, by the way. All fake. Face to Death.
Face
There
to
might have
Death.
been all
Face to Death
fake.
was fake.
That guy wasn't even a coroner. Michael B. Gross is an actor.
Believe this phony.
I watched it. It's not. It's all fake. You fucking believe. Shut up.
It was real.
Exactly. It's not.
They're in the middle of an African. No,
There might be one or two real clips, but it's bunk.
Faces of Death is fucking real.
They set up
No.
millions of dollars to set up this outdoor African, genocide. The guy picks up the guy by his cock and just slices it off.
Occasionally
That
there
was
are
real.
real things, but you're acting like a movie wouldn't spend any money to get some extras.
Yeah.
It's a fucking movie.
This
Watch
was
the
not.
cutaway from the guy when the alligators
I bet
eating the
it's
guy, the crocodile's killing the guy. They cut away and then come back. Watch the camera work. It's all fake, you fucking...
I don't even know where you get a copy of it these
You
days.
think where they cut the monkey's head off and then ate its brains was real?
Yes.
No,
Yeah, I do
it's
too.
not. Why is there a camera under the monkey?
Watch it.
That
Watch
disturbed
it
me.
now.
It's not real.
Watch it now, and you'll go like. You could tell it's badly
Now
acted.
it's obvious?
The cuts that are made.
I don't
never,
think so,
you never
man.
See,
I haven't
no,
seen
watch
it in a while. I don't know.
It's not real.
That screaming monkey?
I watched
that
it recently.
bothers me like a fucking...
Dude,
are you
you-
saying baby seals are fucking...
You will know now that you have some sense. you will know that that's fake. It's poorly acted. It's obvious that it's fake.
The producer is one of the guys actually in the blood orgy. Yeah. Is the producer. He's one of the guys in the blood. He plays like the leader of the blood orgy gang. The whole thing's a fucking goof.
Yeah, what do you call this? A goof also?
Very salty.
A little belly dance.
Yeah, girl, belly dance.
There's a belly dancer because they're in this restaurant, of course, where they're going to eat monkey brains. And then they're at a table.
Okay.
Hundreds of years old. From the moment patrons enter these premises, they are treated like
He's a great narrator, but this movie
the
stinks.
welcoming music and finger chimes of the belly dancer mark the beginning of this most unusual dining adventure.
See, look, they're all sitting at the square
But you understand,
table.
this is the problem with YouTube and everything else, is the fact that we were told about one thing. Patrice goes, I was always like that since I was 11 because of Face of Death, and now we're on to Face of Death.
We'll go back to it. They had the mallets.
Yeah,
I didn't need to be real short, asshole.
All right.
Feeling that the foreigners
Don't worry, we'll get back to it.
the waiter signaled for the house specialty.
I'll tell you, this looks like a fun night, no matter what the result is.
Yeah, belly dancers, some monkey brains.
Here
Look at all the cutaways. A lot of laughs.
These look like decadent Europeans enjoying their monkey brains.
Of course. Now comes...
Oh, look at the little fella.
As the monkey
He's fine. He's fine. He's acting.
It's not real. Watch. They cut away.
The waiter presented the men with their tools of destruction.
Tools of destruction. Little hammers.
And watch. You never see this monkey get hit on the head.
Never.
You never see anything. There's a camera under the table. It's fake.
Oh, my God. This reminds me. Patrice, do you have Kevin Hart's number?
Oh, shit.
Now watch. The camera's under the table.
Special trap. The animal was now ready to become the main dish.
No, he doesn't look like he's enjoying that.
The little monkey spinning around.
This is bringing back bad memories of my life.
It looks like Kevin on Soul Plane.
Watch the little monkey. Now watch.
A few simple instructions. The
Watch.
men at the table.
Here's the monkey.
Prepared for the kill.
That's the way to do it. If you're going to do it, that would be the way to do it.
Yeah, you'd film it right there. Watch.
Now look. Okay, I bash his head in.
How is this fun?
No, watch. They don't hit him.
Watch the weak hit.
No, you won't even see it. Look.
Ah, we've been rickrolled.
God damn it, we got rickrolled.
All of a sudden, that Rick Astley video came out right when they were getting the carpet on the head. Some motherfucker.
That's great.
Oh, we got fucking rickrolled.
Oh, no. Getting rickrolled fucking rules.
Oh, do we suck?
I love getting rickrolled.
We got fucking rickrolled. Right at the moment of truth.
Right when you said watch.
We're analyzing this like it's a Bruder film, and we get fucking rickrolled.
Who would build that table? That's a real monkey killing table.
It's a movie.
Well,
Right,
for the movie.
fucking-
It's a prop. That's for the movie.
Could be for an umbrella thing.
It's a bunch of bored millionaires trying to kill monkeys.
I believe it.
Fake. You never see him hit the monkey on the head.
Now, is this
Rick
official
Astley
that it
steps
was
in.
fake? It was
Yes.
official, or just is just
The guy
so-
is an actor. Michael Gross is an actor. The Francis B.
What
Gross.
about the guy that cuts a guy's cock off in the middle of the genocide?
There might be one or two real clips. There's a few real news clips in there.
Yeah, they probably just didn't have enough clips, so they made up all the other shit to
You're
make
not
a
allowed to
movie.
show snuff films. It's illegal to market that in video stores, you silly goose.
This was genocide.
Quiet.
Genocide.
Boy, did we get fucking rickrolled.
Although I will show you where some real beheadings are.
Hey, Colin, did you shoot a movie over the summer?
Sure, with Sandler and all those guys I did.
Fucking A.
I was gone all goddamn summer.
Who'd you play?
And the best part was, I was up in, outside in Boston.
Yeah.
I was staying at the Mandarin Oriental, like the fanciest hotel in Boston. And in the middle of my summer of luxury and decadence and enjoyment with big stars like Chris and Adam, these two low-rent fools were at the Danvers Sheraton for 2 weeks shooting a Brendan Fraser movie. That's not even gonna, it's going to be as big as that monkey brain fucking thing. The name of the movie is, the name of that movie is fucking Rick Rolled, probably.
Oh, goddamn.
Two losers at the Danvers Sheraton. I was begging. And the 1 week they were up there, I was back in New York. I swear to God, I had a whole plan to go over there and fucking get David Spade to drive over in like a fucking nice, expensive limo and shit and just watch. Oh, but it didn't work out because they left. When I was there.
You got a big part in the movie?
Yeah, pretty big.
Pretty big.
Who do you play? Who's your
When's it
character?
coming out?
My character is a guy like they're all these guys that come back to the small
He kidnaps
town.
Damon Wayans.
I didn't write one line of that.
Colin Quinn, Celtics pride.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
My character is a guy. They're all these guys that come back to this town for like their big chill reunion, and then I play a local guy who's bitter and blames Sandler for my failures in life because he's a big success because of some basketball game when we were young.
So it was an offer, not an audition?
Based on facts.
Yeah.
Based on
Get Colin
from Remote Control.
Right. The name of the character is Colin Quinn in the movie.
Yeah. I play an aging man who's bent on suicide.
Sandler used to come out of Remote Control at once a week. You'd see him pop his face out for a bit.
Here you go.
Colin was on it all the time.
Yeah, Monkey Brains, we got a different version of it.
Different version.
The phrases, they don't hit him. Watch the little weak hit.
No, he doesn't even.
Back
You don't
to the
even.
monkey.
They cut
Watch.
away. They cut away. Look. Don't worry. Look at how fake this is.
This is documentary footage.
Look. Now you don't
It's
see the
not
monkey's
real.
head. There's no. They're not hitting him.
Yeah, if it's faces
They're not
of death,
hitting the
they would-
monkey.
They would really show the destruction
Look how
of the
badly-
monkey.
They want to show the hand with the mallet going 1 mile an hour?
A lot of documentaries
And look,
have
that's
cutaway
so
footage
fake.
from 10 different people.
That's a
That's a fake head now.
Of course
fake
it
little
is.
monkey. It's smaller
Yeah, it looks
than the
kinda
other
plasticky.
monkey head.
That's different color.
Why are they all upset?
It's fucking Curious George.
Oh, that's real.
No.
It might be a real dead monkey, but it's not one that
No,
goes
it's
in the
not.
video.
Oh, that's real.
No,
Yeah,
how
that's
do you know
real
what
now.
how do you know what a cut open monkey head
That might
looks
be a
like?
real dead animal,
that
but it's
looks
not,
like
it's not a fucking...
Come on.
That's real. That might be a real monkey brain, but it's not a fucking one. They did not just kill that monkey. It's a different monkey.
That's a real monkey. It's the same one.
It's different.
It's the same one, I can tell.
It's fake.
It's
The
so
only
much
difference
smaller.
is now he's not smiling, he's frowning.
It would bleed a hell of a lot more than that, too.
And how much monkey brain could you get out? And look, his face isn't bruised up.
I want to see Rick Astley again.
That little soft
I
shot.
tell you where I agree now. There was a scene of one of the millionaires making a face.
Yeah. Ooh, he wouldn't do that.
You're there to enjoy your dead
Show the
bird
fucking
monkey head.
Danny, show the crocodile eating.
I can never find that one.
These are a bunch of decadent millionaires.
Fucking Barry Manilow. Barry Manilow loves fucking
Yeah, he's
monkey
enjoying
brains.
his monkey brains.
What about the guy cutting the cock off? In
Hey,
the
by the way,
genocide?
Faces of Death is listed on Snopes. Let's go to Snopes.
Of course. Okay, go to the genocide. Colin's obsessed with that dumb scene, and I guarantee it's probably Yaphet Kotto's in it.
We got it. I think we got it.
Faces of Death, victim of Pol Pot genocide. That's Asian.
Oh, we can't get rid
That
of
was Cambodia,
can we?
Rwanda genocide scene.
Yes.
Faces of Death.
Yeah, let's do that
One
fucking
more down.
fake scene.
There we go.
Nothing fake about
It
it.
certainly is.
The only thing fake and phony is your personality.
Language.
I got him good with that one.
Sure,
He
like-
certainly did.
Silence me.
He didn't really have a comeback for that one, Colin.
What to say? Wasn't expecting it to go there.
Is it illegal to say you saw a snuff film? Because I've never seen one
No,
before.
you can say anything.
No.
Have you ever seen one before?
I think I saw.
I've seen many.
No,
I've seen many snuff
I
films.
brought in
Actually.
a video once.
Porn snuff?
I destroyed it.
No. But I've seen
This-
many.
No, I've
murder.
seen
Oh.
that.
Hold
But
on,
I consider
no.
snuff like
I showed Ant once. I had a friend that collected a lot of sick shit.
Oh, yeah.
And there's one where there's this guy on a bed, and this woman is naked, and she's taking his.
He's sitting on a couch.
Was he sitting on a couch?
Yeah,
I
he's
haven't
sitting
seen
on
this
a
in long
couch
time.
naked.
Okay.
And it's zoomed in on his balls and cock, and she's like just tugging at his
She's
limp
giving him a
little cock.
handy, and then all of a sudden she takes his balls and starts twisting.
Like a doorknob. Round and round, round and round and round.
Twice, 3,
Not a
4, 5, keeps going, just keeps twisting in the same direction.
And they're getting all red and like
right. And then
blue.
the camera pans out, and the fucking guy has to be dead.
He's dead.
He's dead.
It's a corpse. She's fucking...
No doubt in my mind, the guy's not moving whatsoever, and he has
She's
just
fiddling
this
with a
look on his
corpse.
face like,
I think that was in a funeral home. They were like having
Right.
some fun. They grabbed
Right.
a
I saw
guy
that.
and decided to do shit like that. Snuff, I know what you're going to say. Snuff film is somebody that's hired to act in a movie. They bring them somewhere, and without them knowing, kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like watching, Arba Dwyer blow his brains out, something like that. That's,
Yeah, I mean, I always consider snuff being to be a porn film where somebody gets killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's a true murder caught on film.
Yeah. Well, that's
like
fun.
beheadings.
That's a lot of fun.
Well, those
for
are
everybody.
technically probably snuff films. They're just
technically.
no.
But it's got to have a sexual element. People buy them. Rich,
true.
decadent men buy
Decadent
them. I watched a
Europeans.
movie with Nicolas Cage.
Yes. 8mm.
Can we take a break so we can leak and shit? Is that all right with everybody?
Yeah, I gotta pay. Now we're all just looking at the computer
Yeah,
trying
we
to find
can-
Colin's awful genocide.
Yeah, we'll find
scene.
that out.
I guarantee you it's fake.
No!
Yeah, fake
I
Kodos in it.
guarantee you it's fucking not real. Your awful perception. They cut the guy's cock off. Shut up. Fucking gullible idiot.
After the break, guy
I
calls.
saw a house can float with balloons. Fucking creep.
Uh-oh. This looks bad, too. This is not it.
This is nothing.
Boy. Tell me this is fake, all right?
Let's see it.
Oh, this is
by the way,
thank you.
If it was on Ogrish, it's probably real because Ogrish is probably very real.
I used to go to fucking Ogrish.com and Rotten.com when
Not
I was
anymore,
younger.
man. No
I can't watch none of it.
I can give you the most vile website.
I think I'm getting too close to, like, death is so real now. When I was younger, it was funny.
That stays with you, that stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to go there.
I can't even go to sites where they have a lot of candy on it. I'm thinking about my fucking diabetes. When I see Snickers commercials, I go, what the fuck is going on?
Here it is, Congo War. Here it is.
This is it? From Face of
DRC, there's currently a war.
Congo War, too.
That's not it.
Congo War 2.
You know, skinny legs are skinnier than mine.
Is this it, Colin, or no?
No,
of course it can't.
Colin, will you please tell us where to find it?
It's not it.
Danny, look up Faces of
Death. 3.
The only thing I ever saw on Faces of Death that I believe was footage from a subway. It was one of the, might be 3 or 4, where there was a guy pinned between the subway and the tracks.
Yeah, they have accidents.
And the thing, that was like real footage from the news, but that because the guy was actually pinned between the trains. I've seen much better ones.
Yeah, airline crash.
I'll show you a guy cut in half still alive if you want to see it.
No, that's
all right.
Thank you, no.
I'm telling you, man, they had some stuff, but not enough for a movie.
Nice little fucking, nice little email yesterday.
Not anymore.
With somebody that hit, I guess, the back end of what? The front of a tractor trailer. Someone was texting, and it completely made the impression of the front of the tractor trailer in the vehicle. Like a 90-degree angle was just squished in by the driver's compartment.
You know what?
And then the last picture was the person, and they were cut in half.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
It was an iPhone, and their fucking thing didn't send.
That fucking texting and while you're driving shit, I'm going to tell you, dude, it's addicting. It's addicting.
And it's worse than drunk driving.
And I have to admit, and it's fucking, I have to throw my phone in the back now so I don't, do it.
You know what the worst part of it is? We talk about this. Like, you'll see if you could get a whole word in without looking up. And not as a game, you just want to get your text done. So
and you do this one, too.
You hold it up.
You try to do it, like, in the safe way, but it's
you realize you're weaved out of your lane and you fucking jam on the brakes. There's got to be so many accidents.
It's the fault of pedestrians who think they have the right of way. And they don't understand that I'm not paying attention to the road sometimes.
Yeah, don't step in front of my moving vehicle.
Don't fucking just think I see you, motherfucker. You got to be careful.
Manhattan, first of all, you don't have the right of fucking way. If that thing says red, don't walk shit, don't fucking walk. And if there's traffic where I have to stop before I enter the intersection, but I still have a green light, don't fucking walk in front of me, because the second it clears out in front of me, I'm going. And now you're in front of my car, you're fucking me up. I hate that. They all start crossing. Well, how about the guy that crosses because he's got enough room? I'm coming up to the intersection. He crosses against the light, and another person behind him isn't even looking, just as a sheep, follows him. Bam! Oh, I lay on the horn, and I keep gassing it towards him, and then jam on the brakes. And I just love looking at that face, like, I'm going to be hit.
Everyone's just staring at you.
Fuck him!
I mean, everyone in the studio, everyone's just staring at you.
I'm absolutely on his side. I'm just listening to him run down these cocksuckers.
Everyone's just staring at you.
How about the woman that leads with her baby carriage?
That is
to say, you would never dare. It's like, you're going to fucking, I'm going to kill your baby, and I'm going to be fucked up for the rest of my life.
Bitch.
Or I've seen people cross where there's a truck blocking the view. They'll cross when the light is just turning green for traffic to go, thinking, I'm already in the crosswalk, so people are going to stop for me. And meanwhile, the person next to the semi can't see them crossing in front. It's a blind spot. What, Jimmy? What's the matter?
No, I'm enjoying this.
No. I hate pedestrians.
He's insane.
But it's just, it's funny. It's like we all agree,
but it's
just
the way
one time this motherfucker in Cleveland, he didn't look this way, I'm telling you. He walked across the street.
I get very impassioned about driving.
I'm the same. I'm like
crazy.
So on your side. It's just pedestrians not thinking that I have the right of way.
Yeah.
It's like you're out of your mind.
This ain't California where people stop and wave you on. I hate that. Give pedestrians the right of way. Like in any situation, they have the fucking right of way. If they step into a crosswalk, it doesn't matter what the fuck it is, where you are, you got to stop in California.
You'll be dead. The fucking arrogance is death.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
1 out of 3. People killed in traffic accidents are pedestrians
Wait a minute.
in New York City.
Faces of death. How about the little fat lady that tried to beat the train across the tracks?
Oh, that's real.
And got hit. And
that might have been actual.
And flew and hit the camera.
I keep telling you, they
That's
got real footage. They just didn't have enough, so they had to fucking spice it up with all that
very
fake
few.
shit.
I don't think the original has any real footage in it. Maybe one or two.
Right.
The original almost has none.
They wish they had more stuff, because it was before video cameras, before we were all filming all this shit. Like, we're going to break.
The plane crash where all the bodies roll, that's like real news footage.
Sure. Colin Quinn, Caroline's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 212-757-4100. Patrice O'Neill, Bananas Comedy Club, Hasbrook Heights, tonight and tomorrow.
And maybe, wait, one of the listeners could send Danny a link to that video Colin was, if anybody has it.
I'm sure they're trying already. When we get back, a guy calls 911 to jerk off. It's a great story. We'll do it next. Stay there.
I'm going back to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Come on, Colin. Do it live. Do it live, Colin.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Back to Brooklyn.
I remember this on MTV.
I'm going back to Brooklyn. Man, I don't think so.
Colin Quinn's going to be at Caroline's Friday. That's tonight, Saturday, and Sunday. There you go, Colin. A little promotion for you.
What'd you say, Caroline's?
Caroline's. I said that. I said Sunday. You're going to sell them all out. And breaking news, Colin Quinn wants a purple light. We got to discuss this a little bit on the show. I was with you until the purple light.
Why not?
We have a problem with the pedestrians trying to cross the street as we're trying to make our right turns here in Manhattan. And I was agreeing with Colin, the system is fucked up. And then Colin goes, we need a purple light. A fourth light, a purple light.
A pedestrian purple light. Or a purple light for the cars making a right turn. Because I had to listen to these suburban drones hammering away at the poor pedestrians. And I was like, you know what? New York is kind of a pedestrian city.
It really is.
Do what I do. Ride this fucking train and ride the fucking bus.
You ride the bus?
No, stop it.
I ride the bus and the train every day.
You don't ride a bus.
You're a fucking bag lady. What's wrong with you?
You live here.
Show us your bus pass.
It's not a bus pass, it's a Metro card, you silly goose.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know, because I don't ride the
here.
buses. I do the cabs in the subway, but not a bus.
Well, I won't take a bus.
You just won't send a bus, too. Hey, can I ask you guys a question?
That's what I want to fucking sit in.
What happened the other day? I was watching online, and there was an incident where the show ended early, and I saw my girl Stalker Patty was in here.
Oh.
What happened that day in the train?
I think
it
that was
like
Sandy
a tranny.
Kane.
Management.
Sandy Kane
was in here with
a
us.
tranny.
Management got scared and just got...
Sandy was Twato making an ugly
I don't know.
appearance?
Yeah.
They got their nose into our fucking business.
Yeah, we wanted Patty to blow Bobo.
I don't know. Something was going to happen.
Spit on his dick.
Patty's going to do it?
No one was going to do it in the end because they were all creeped out by Bobo's penis. But
Bobo's
management
penis
doesn't
is
understand how this
atrocious.
shit works. They should just stay down the fucking hall and let us
Looks
do
like
our
a
thing.
pig snout.
Yeah.
His penis looks like a pig's snout. It does. It's horrible.
It's not a good dick.
Hey, we got a guy calling 911 to jerk off. You want to hear this?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know why. That's
How did
a very
he know it
good
was
question.
Does he just do it until his
He needed a
chick
fucking
answers,
live fucking voice. He figured out the operator was good enough.
Call 911.
You got a nice butt? Huh?
Tell me your name, maybe we can talk more, but if you don't tell me your name, I'm hanging up.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hear me.
Hear me.
Are you in pain, sir? What's your emergency? What a creep.
What a great idea.
Baby.
What the fuck? He's just watching. He's not saying anything. I guess just him knowing she's listening.
Is this illegal?
What the hell is that? Was that the load?
That was the load, I think.
All right.
That's it, really. It's quick, but...
He just jerks off to nobody talking on the other end. I thought maybe she would,
And she let it stay on too.
I'm sure they
to get evidence.
Got his number.
He
Yeah.
got arrested. That guy.
I think it's evidence that Steve's doing a shabby job producing this motherfucker.
What? Well,
That shit was corny.
I don't think we need any evidence.
That's not breaking
more
news.
evidence.
That's not breaking news, my friend. Let's go to Boston. A very good observation coming in from Boston. What's up, Boston?
Hey, boys.
Hey.
Hi, Opie.
Hey.
I was just curious. I was interested because Patrice was all upset about shooting people in an airport in a video game, but he's totally ready to run down a pregnant woman and her freaking baby in a crosswalk.
No, I'm not ready to run it down. I mean,
So that was stupid of the woman to put her stroller out
That's
first.
propaganda. What you're saying? I said they come out. I hate when women stick their babies out. I didn't say I want to hit.
That is pretty sick.
And then I
That
didn't
was
say
sick.
they was pregnant. This guy just
he's fucking it all up.
He completely Glenn Beck me.
He did fuck you over there.
Yeah, Jesus.
Gotta appreciate Glenn Beck though, don't you?
He's a raving lunatic. I do like him, man. And Lou Dobbs couldn't take it no more. He got the fuck out of here.
He's out of the game.
He fucking said fuck all that
This
bullshit.
fucking news war.
It does fuck with it fucks with your soul if you got one.
Well, I got some inside info on Lou Dobbs. Should we go with it? That he's starting a radio career.
How do you know?
Because Black Earl called me and said, I have an opportunity to work for Lou Dobbs' radio show. But we don't
have a radio show?
I don't know.
He already does, I think.
Okay.
He has one here.
Where?
On
Sirius
XM?
Because you never know what to believe with Black Earl.
He's the one
but-
wiping boogers under your fucking console.
Oh, Jesus. Let's not get back into that.
People are wiping boogers under the console?
Fuck, the other day.
I think it was rubber
Thunder.
cement.
No, fuck no, it wasn't.
I heard. Well, there was a big controversy on Ron and Fez. They did like a whole crime scene investigation,
Really?
to see where it came from, and apparently it was Dave, Eastside Dave,
Not Fezzy.
because it ended up
Fezzy
over
sits
there
here,
too.
so that's the only
You're
reason I
eating
thought it
Dave's
was
fucking
Fezzy.
herpy boogers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was fucking not right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's disgusting.
Bobo's
Fucking
here.
disgusting.
Bobo's here. Okay, good. You've met Bobo before, haven't you?
I don't think so.
Oh, wow.
Colin's-
I love when Colin meets new people that have been
Colin's a
friends
movie
of the
star.
show.
He doesn't need to meet Bobo
Well,
anymore.
Colin was
see
a
his
big
stupid
fan
cock.
of the retarded Laverne and Shirley.
I still love them.
Big fan of Stalker
I still
Patty.
say one of the funniest things of all time was you bringing them at the time when the video music was like
yeah.
the hippest game in town. And they brought those two. Oh, Jesus.
Just step all over Colin.
Well,
We got this. You need to be more funny, you. Guy here looks like he's taking a shit in his face.
I'll be honest with you. As sick as you may be, I certainly haven't exactly been on fire today. He's got a good point. I can't argue with you.
Guy just gets a call and he comes in.
What? Are you doing a Colin Quinn impression?
No, just barging guy.
Oh, you're barge in guy.
Here, I barge in. I get a call. I barge in. Get a call. I get a call. A barging guy service.com.
I like that.
My teeth hurt.
I like barging guy. That's not a bad idea.
You like the character?
Yeah.
Yeah, get a call by bargingguy.com. I just walk in.
I assume
Walk in, start yelling.
little Jimmy Norton.
Wasn't your
I just walked in. They called. I just got called in to do just barging on a Formula One race somewhere in San Monaco. I just walked in there, stand right in front of those cars.
He's stepping
They're
all
so
over
afraid of
Collins.
barging guy. They just drive right by me, and somehow they know it. Those drivers just know it.
I think barging guy's supposed to step all over everything.
I've never hated Jimmy more than this moment.
The brainchild of James Norton, barge-in guy. You are a douchebag.
I fucking hate you.
It's kind of an interesting character, though.
As a matter of fact, I just got a call to bargain on a UFC event.
I wish you did.
Yeah.
Right hook to your face.
Should we have Bobo go outside the studio and come up with another character that is his own?
I thought barging guy was good.
Barging guy's not bad.
Barging
Barging
guy.
guy.
That was good.
Like, getting a voice
Bobo
going.
barged in.
He sure
Bobo,
did.
we're going to continue the show. Some adults are going to talk. You go outside the studio,
Adults are gonna
and when you have a new character, you raise your hand, and then we'll...
Yeah.
Can I give him a character?
or just come
Can I
in
give
when
a
you got the character.
Colin?
Can I give him a new one?
Yeah, sure. Oh, fuck.
Okay, go outside with Colin. And,
Oh, no, Colin.
Fucking Bobo.
All right, I want to take bets.
Bobo.
Hey, he's going to be racist guy. I know it. I know it.
Fucking
knowing
hilarious.
Colin,
he's hysterical.
Knowing Colin, he's coming in as racist guy. Who wants to take? I'll take some fucking bets right now. Colin can't hear us, right?
No way.
No.
What do you think his character's going to be?
Colin's
giving him a character.
I thought it was going to be somebody to harass me.
Let's see.
Going back to you?
I bet you it's going to be something.
All right, so...
Yeah, it's got to be something.
Oh, fuck. All right.
The racist guy is really funny, though.
Yeah,
Norton.
No, it's got to be...
Fucking Bobo.
I'm like, getting a voice.
Fucking hilarious.
So I walked up to him out there. I'm like, well, all right, Ope wants to know what's your character. He goes, what do you mean? I'm like, the new character you were told to work on. He's like, I'm like, you got to fucking work on a character with the voice. What's the voice? He goes, I'm like, all right, just walk in, just be bargain guy, make up a voice. He's like, okay, how is that? I'm like, perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
That's perfect.
Doesn't matter what he said. It
Colin is having a tough time telling him who his character is.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Because Bobo,
he's giving him a lot of direction.
I guess Colin's hard to understand too.
Yeah, well, you're gonna.
Did Bobo end up working with Joe?
He did, I
Yeah.
think, yes.
Yes.
Again, you said
Joe's
Joe,
not
and I was
happy.
thinking who?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Colin's back in studio.
Regular Joe.
All right, so let's get back into this here. So Colin's at Caroline's. You got fucking Patrice at Bananas Comedy Club in Hasbrook Heights, Friday and Saturday, tonight and tomorrow.
And everybody's been asking me about Boston. I'll just say a Chicopee in Boston the night after and the 2 nights after Thanksgiving. Everybody wants to know.
Everybody. Every single fucking person.
A night after Thanksgiving?
That's Chicopee.
Because I know the night
Springfield,
before
Massachusetts.
Thanksgiving.
That's 2.5 hours from Boston.
Yes, I know. And
That's
Boston
that
is 2 nights
Chinese
after.
restaurant in Chicopee?
Yes.
Colin, are we inviting Bobo in? How does this work? I don't know how you
Ticket
set up
sales
your
are not
character.
good.
Oh.
Does he just
Bobo?
come in, or does he
Wait,
gotta
Bobo
be
has
invited?
something.
I'm
Bobo's
trying to
coming
relate
in.
it to the show.
Oh,
Bobo
okay.
just raised his hand. Bobo...
Oh, go back and look for another Cracker Jack box. Where'd you get your license?
Oh,
I'm mad at pedestrians.
No, you're the mad pedestrian.
I'm the mad at pedestrian guy.
No, you're the mad pedestrian.
I'm the mad pedestrian guy. I can't.
The mad pedestrian.
I mean, these freaking guys turned an hour trip into Smithtown into a 4-hour trip.
No, you're the pedestrian. You're not the driver. You're complaining now that it's taking 4 hours to drive somewhere.
You did it totally
the pedestrian.
wrong.
Oh, sorry, I heard it different.
You blithering bull.
I'm going to pedestrian, right? So where'd you get your license? You know, hey, can't you see the freaking light?
That's it.
Yeah. See the freaking light? That light is red. You're not fit. If you don't follow that, your face will turn red.
Thank you.
Go on.
That's good.
Right.
Bobo, he beeped at you, too, for no reason.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have to report you. You're gonna have to do some serious green there.
And a boy. I like it.
Hey, Bobo, who you like? You doing the Meisner technique? Who are you looking at?
You're turning your head, looking
No,
at.
I'm trying to imagine be pissed off at the guy right next to me.
Oh,
that
right.
stopped.
Okay,
Cool.
fair enough.
But you're a pedestrian.
Yeah, but probably crossing and the car's probably headed this
Why would
way.
you stand there, turn your head to the left at a 90-degree angle, and yell at somebody?
Exactly.
When you're a
Because
pedestrian, you
it's
could
that
just turn your body.
But it's that turn of the when they're turning on the right on the green light.
Yeah, but he
I
can
don't know
turn
what-
his body.
I don't know what this Smithtown thing came in.
I know, he's driving out to fucking Suffolk
Oh,
County.
no, I messed up the roll. I thought
That's a long walk, by the way.
I thought you said mad at pedestrian.
Manhattan
No,
to
you're
fucking
mad at the driver.
Right.
Oh, you're talking about me mad
Okay,
at the
wait a minute.
Yes.
Take a deep breath and get into character of pedestrian mad at the driver.
Here it is. You're stepping off the crosswalk, right?
Yeah.
And a driver comes up and he wants to make a turn, and he cuts right in front of you and turns in front of you and almost hits you with his SUV mirror.
Excuse me, sir. Don't you know there's no right turn on reds? I can't believe you.
No. Hey, dummy. I have a green light.
Oh.
You have a go. See, we're parallel to each other.
That's fucking.
I want to make
that's
a
too
right,
difficult.
I want to make a right hand turn.
You're being too.
Yes.
That's way. Are you fucking You're talking to Bobo.
This has to be factual.
You have no patience.
There's no continuity to this scene.
Bobo, you almost get hit by a car that ran a yellow light. And you was crossing the street.
Yes. But I didn't run a red light.
The vroom machine almost hit you.
Sir, what the heck are you blind? Can't you bring it?
The turn, move.
I'm trying to cross right now. See me crossing.
Oh, hey, microphone.
Yeah, exactly. You're very
You can't
method.
freaking see me crossing. Is that SUV so tall you can't freaking see me?
But he actually he keeps driving though.
Hey, can't you freaking see? Are you drunk or something? Oh, let me bring out my breathalyzer.
Why would you have a breathalyzer, angry pedestrian guy?
I don't know. I'm just saying hypothetically.
Oh, see? There you go, you fucking. There you go, fucking cocksucker.
He shut me right the fuck
exactly,
up.
it's sure figurative.
He's just saying hypothetically.
Does anyone else have a character for Bobo? Patrice or
trying to think.
Anthony?
How about?
Well, no, you got to do it outside the studio. We got to try to figure this shit out.
Yeah, then we got
the
to
best
figure
part.
out. Don't say who you are.
All right, Jimmy.
We have to guess your character.
Right, Jimmy.
Remember that, Bobo. Don't come in and say I'm this guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're gonna ruin it.
Fucking genius.
So now Jimmy is giving him another character.
Look at Colin.
Colin is disgusted with this. Not in a disgusting way, just disgusted.
I was disgusted that I couldn't. I was trying to think of a better character.
A better character.
Get it in here.
I like angry pedestrian guys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
All
Bobo.
right. Bobo's coming back in.
Bobo. Is he not come in, guy? Oh, no, shut up. Don't say who you are. Go ahead.
Hey, Opie, I got a microphone in my pants. I want to suck your microphone in your pants.
I got somebody.
That's the worst interpretation. He was supposed to just come in and tell Opie he wanted to suck his cock.
Are you kidding?
I'm like, you're a gay guy. Just hit on everybody. Tell Opie you want to suck his cock.
Why would you say something about a microphone?
No, because Opie's
double entendre.
Yeah,
double entendre.
Yeah. All right, it went over the heads.
All right, Patrice has got one.
It's Deca entendre. I didn't get it at all.
No, it was horrendous.
All right, Patrice is out there coaching young Bobo into a new character. So when he comes in, you will hear Bobo as a character, and then we have to guess. You can play along at home. Try to guess what character Bobo is portraying when it comes in.
All right, Patrice is working.
Yeah, Patrice is,
but
good.
Patrice tends to over-explain. He'll be out there for 10 minutes.
Really? You think?
It's like, shouldn't it just be quick? You're this guy, and then he's got to think about the material himself.
Yeah.
But
Patrice just likes having an audience. He's just going to talk to Bobo for the next hour.
Exactly.
He's out there.
Bobo's going to be this next stupid barbecue.
Here we go.
Patrice
is walking back
Patrice
in.
Is back in.
Bobo's here. He's getting on mic.
All right, here's
Bobo. A brand new character. We don't know who it is. Let's see if we could guess.
Hey, I had to take out of my busy schedule. Why the heck is everybody pissed off at me?
Steve C?
No, they're pissed off at me. I get every white guy calling my number.
White guy's calling his number.
Oh my God! What happens? What happens in the translation?
I get emails all the time.
From white guys?
Yeah, they're all afraid of me.
Oh, I got it. Go ahead. I know who it is.
I know who it is too.
All afraid of me. I get mail addressed to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
I got it.
It's death threats.
Wow, you're
Keith Robinson.
You're Keith Robinson, yeah.
No, Keith Robinson does not live there. That's not his address.
Oh, it's not? Really? We thought it was.
1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. You should obviously know what address that is.
Jesus fucking Christ. And I'm sure they're going to know yours, too.
Way to go, Patrice.
My name, you should have just said, it rhymes with Papak Floflama, you fucking asshole. He just said 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Well, where is that?
He pulls out some fucking genius shit. He goes, hey, ass face, it was hypothetical.
Yeah.
Then he goes, 16 Pennsylvania Avenue, because you guys don't get the fucking fact that I'm the president. Bunch of boobs.
Yeah, because he gets emails.
That's
who he's supposed to hate him.
Yeah, well, they hate me. They say, "Hey, you, why don't you change your attitude toward me? I'm freaking down on my luck here, and you want to tax my ass off?"
Who's
Anthony?
Barack Obama?
That's Anthony.
That's my guess. It's Barack Obama.
Well,
I don't know.
Barack Obama?
Yeah.
But
why would you be
mad
down
that
on your
he's going to have his
No, I said the guy. I said.
No.
What?
No, I was saying I got
what?
No, I got
what?
No, I got a message. I got a letter from somebody complaining about being down on their luck.
Oh, it was a letter?
Yeah, complaining that
Complaining about what?
And do you see how he's sticking out his stately chest?
Yes.
He has a stately chest now.
Defending his point.
You're lying.
I'm not lying.
See, he tries to do his own voice now. The lying is done.
His hook stinks.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, Bobo. Let's get him out of here.
There you go, Bobo.
We'll bring you back for another character in a little while.
Yeah, try to think up one of your own and just come in.
Oh, why would he do that?
That was pretty
Don't
good.
be barge in guy again, though.
Brother Weez is outside the studio. Where's the Weez, man?
Oh, yes. I saw him.
Do you think Bargain Guy was a good character?
What? I like Bargain. You like Brother Weez? Have you been on Brother Weez?
Is he,
show?
Oh, no.
An inductee?
Weezy.
There he is.
Are you intimidated?
There he is.
He just got into the Radio Hall of Fame last night.
Good.
You know Patrice O'Neill?
Yeah, yes.
You know Colin Quinn?
Patrice.
He might not remember he was on once with me. You might have been with me. We were in Montreal.
Oh, okay, yeah, for the comedy festival.
Go ahead.
No, I don't remember.
Which one? You want to go?
Yeah, take
No. He said he's good. Yeah. We were just getting into some Obama stuff, I guess. I don't even know.
Obama, yeah, Bobo was trying to be Obama, and we couldn't figure it out.
Well, I went to dinner with Weez last night. It was very interesting that you're sort of losing a little faith in the Obama man, right?
Hold on. The deal is, you see, of course, I've lost a lot of faith in Obama. I'm a bleeding heart liberal. I campaigned for Obama. I will fight for Obama. But what I told people before the election even happened, ugly conservatives, teabaggers, and these 9/12 morons that might be in the room right now, I don't even know. But these kind of people, I will fight till the end, bro. Right. Even though Barack Obama isn't delivering for the liberals. The truth of the matter is Barack Obama isn't even a liberal. So we've lost faith.
Of course, he's
but the reason I will fight against him is because the people that fight against Barack Obama, that think all these ridiculous things that he isn't, like a liberal and a socialist, those are words that the right uses to scare the idiots. Socialist. We should be so lucky to be socialists. Get lucky.
Why?
Yeah.
Why be lucky to be socialist, though?
Well, first of all, you don't have to worry about it because I'm pretty sure you got deep pockets.
Exactly, but let me tell you something. The American system of capitalism gave me the opportunity to do that. Why should I then have to dish out what I earned to help bring people up as Obama?
Well, first of all, that wouldn't be not a brotherly or a Jesus type thing to do.
No, but second of all, taking that out of it. But no, I already am, by the way, because I'm taxed up the fucking ass.
Whoa, I forgot where I was. I don't get to do fuck radio. Yeah, that's fun. You're not taxed as much as when there was at one time 90% tax on rich people. In a very, very not that long ago.
There was also black and white drinking fountains, so
exactly.
You know, called the good old days.
By the way, I like that. But you know who changed that about the black and white drinking fountains? Liberals, my brother. Liberals were on the right side of every single argument.
Were is a great word you use
when
there.
Did it change? When did it change?
Both parties have changed over the years, but I think it changed somewhere in the 70s, 80s. Liberal became something more than just social causes. It became this intrusion into America's life of too much government, and it's left us. I don't know.
But
when they became the language police, when they became the repressive language police that they always hated in the conservatives.
It was more humanity, and now labels take the humanity out of everything. Liberals aren't what liberals are what people used to be, just like do the right thing. That's why people who supposedly voted for Obama this past thing, and this is where I was upset about this whole thing, is that I want to see the white people that
dead.
No.
Oh, sorry, I just assumed.
No, I want to see the white people. My thing where how it's easy to be gay now, meaning back in the day a gay guy, but like I'm looking at Brother Weezy's hands, his tattoos. Those are tattoos you can tell before tattoos before a bitch had her little flower on her ankle and shit. So what I'm saying is, I would have loved to meet the white people or have a historical base of white people who were those helping the cause before it was cool to fucking be
helping the cause.
To be a good white person.
Right,
so what I'm saying is, before it was a human thing. Now, being a liberal is easy. Being a conservative is easy. You just have to follow the fucking rule of what it is. It's all corny. It's all fucking corny now. It's not legitimate shit.
I think when you were that white person that was marching with blacks in Selma,
you were doing some shit.
Then you were making a statement. Now it's like there's a bunch of followers and they can't even see who the leader is.
Some fucking 95-year-old dyke. Can you imagine talking to a 95-year-old dyke?
What are you talking about?
Janet Reno.
I'm just saying a woman,
like she went through some shit,
right? Who did something when it was dangerous?
I met her at the speakeasy, and we had to go to some city hotel to eat some box.
I just want to say something to Brother Anthony over there, because you see, this is the same crap I run into all the time. When he started switching over about how liberals are a different situation now with the parties. When I argue strictly liberal and conservative.
Okay.
Fuck the parties. I don't want to know about Democrat and Republican, because people bring up this crap about the Democrats were the right-wingers a bunch of years ago, and it did switch over. I ain't talking about any of that. Liberals are the people that got everything that we have now that we think is good, even to Medicare, Social Security, blacks and whites being able to get married, women being able to vote. That's all liberal causes. And the people, let me just finish this. The people that fought against that crap are conservatives. Your Glenn Becks and these cocksuckers all getting people to run to Washington with Barack Obama painted up like Hitler and the Joker. Fucking assholes.
It was okay when Bush was painted like that, though?
Yeah, you know why? Because you're full of shit, Anthony. Bush was painted like that for 2 seconds. They didn't have 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 people in Washington spurned on by radio assholes, and that's where it all came from. 100%. These people didn't show up on their own. They were pushed. And sure, 2 people thought Bush was Hitler. Nowhere near.
2 people. It was so accepted to badmouth George Bush. And believe me,
where'd you hear it? Where'd you hear it?
For 8 fucking years.
I'm asking you
everywhere.
Where?
CNN.
Fuck you.
MSNBC, NBC, CBS, everywhere but Fox, who is obviously biased. Right.
Obviously.
I know.
Nice move. They just pulled a couple days ago.
And
that's
by the
how
way,
they do.
Higher rated than any of those other.
Big fucking deal.
I'm just
do you want to compare their ratings to the 3 you call the liberal TV? ABC, CBS, NBC. Fox got a pimple, my brother.
Yeah, well,
that's because it's cable. It's killing MSNBC and it kills CNN.
Good for them. Because why? Because it's the truth.
Because they're talking about what people
bullshit. They're idiots.
You can't deny that the media. How about this black professor that just punched this white woman in the face?
I don't know about
is
this
it?
shit.
Because of course you don't know about it. No, because it's not in the papers. It's not in the papers.
Well, you know about it somehow.
Yeah, it was on NewYorkPost.com. Covered it.
That's it. Why did the New York Post put it? Well, it's probably in the paper.
It's not in the paper. It might have been in for 1 day. Post? No, it might have been in for 1 day, but it's not in. It was not in the Daily News. No, you cannot deny that the media is overwhelmingly liberal and overwhelmingly left, especially when dealing with race.
Okay, let me ask you this: if that's the truth, why do you think it is? You think there's a meeting somewhere?
I'll tell you where it is. No, it's an unspoken thing. It's an unspoken thing. It is white elitism. It is white elitism who don't want to deal with the fact that blacks are angry with white people because it somehow makes them feel guilty. It's white elitism. That's exactly what it is.
That's what the liberal media is?
Yes.
The liberal media is worried about the black folk are pissed about and we don't want to admit
They're the same ones that write
fucking thing.
They're the same ones.
That's a big issue.
They're the same ones that are afraid to put a black criminal in a commercial. They're the same ones that are afraid to say the word black because they're afraid when they say it, ugly way they feel about it is going to come out.
They're not afraid.
Of course they are.
It's not about fear. Why would anybody? Listen. Why would the people who run the world be afraid of what they are?
It's afraid of an acknowledgement because they don't want to deny what they are. People don't want to admit that they're fucking living a white privileged life. They don't want to acknowledge that, so they gloss it. They're not afraid of being hurt, but they're afraid of the honest admission. Like, yeah, black people are fucking angry at us. They want to just fucking gloss it over and pretend it doesn't exist.
So can I ask you why? What is the catalyst for the anger with Obama? Is it racial?
You mean on my side? I don't understand what you're saying.
No.
Why do I think teabaggers don't like Obama?
Why do you think teabaggers? Yes.
Well, I don't want to get into this fight in here, but there's no doubt in my heart that the people I saw at that 9/12, and by the way, if anybody went to my little website, Weezy.com, there's a video of these fucking morons talking about the czars You know, because they learned from Glenn Beck, who's a genius, that Barack Obama's got czars, and that's some scary socialist communist shit. These people were interviewed, bro. Interviewed at the 9/12 Teabagger Moronic March, and they were talking about these czars and stuff, and the person doing the interview and said, do you know what that is? And did you know Bush had czars? Maybe more. No, we didn't know that. They don't know half of this bullcrap. What they do know, sorry, my man, I do believe there's a ton of racism involved in here. Because when this cat, I'll tell you something real quick. Give me a second. Where I work, like where you work here, bunch of radio stations, there's a conservative talk show host 2 doors down. I hate the motherfucker, you understand? This guy's on the radio every day spewing what I believe is hate. And when the Barack Obama, wait, listen to this. When Barack Obama became president, in 3 weeks, this dude put out Fubo T-shirts and Fubo stickers. Fuck you, Barack Obama. Look, check this out.
But hold on. But the arrogance of the left. To think, hold on. To think that anybody who goes with conservatives or went to those tea parties was led and pushed, whereas liberals. There's a real intellectual arrogance with liberals, and I want to know, where was the media attacks? These are people who just don't want to pay higher taxes. Where was the same mockery of the fucking Code Pink protesters, or gay rights protesters, or illegal immigrant protesters?
Why should I mock gay rights protesters? I don't get it. Why should I mock that?
Doesn't it bother you, though, that the media would choose... I think it's a good thing. How could you say it's not a bias when the media would choose to just openly mock these people who are protesting because they really just didn't want, and they're having town hall meetings?
The media was mocking them. Talk about town hall meetings. Let's talk.
Why was the media mocking them and not the other groups?
But because they're mockable. The motherfuckers at that 9/12 thing were pushing. I mean, you deny this fact. Look, this comes from my heart. I fight this because I bleed for people. Think whatever you want. This is not a team I signed up for because I think it's cool. We're the dickheads. We're the ones. In my city, there's zero liberal talk. And you can hear Beck, Savage, Hannity, or all this. You understand? So people don't even get to hear the shit I'm saying to you now. And I don't do it on the radio, by the way. People are probably turning your show off.
I was going to say, thanks for doing it on ours.
I feel bad.
Why is there no liberal talkers? In all honesty, they tried Air America. They tried Air America. It's you know radio better than any of us. It's built on fucking making money. And if people aren't tuning in, if liberals are coming off as pompous and self-righteous and whiny, people don't want to listen to that.
Here's the deal. I hate to say this, but I told Hillary Clinton to her face when Air America was on with Al Franken. And by the way, I hate that Randy Rhodes broad. I mean, I'm a huge liberal looking for a champion. I can't stand the broad. This Lynn Samuels is probably a friend of your guys, is on the one liberal channel right now on Sirius, and she hates Barack Obama, so the liberals freak out. But when you say why we mock, is your question why do we mock the teabaggers? What's the distinct question?
How can you deny the bias of the media when you look at the way they handle those protests and when you look at the way they handle other protests, whether it's anything you want to name?
Let me quick ask you a question. How did the media handle the teabaggers that you're bitching about?
It was constantly confronting them. The reporters
calling them racist. Also,
and where did you see that? Where'd you see that?
CNN, every network, MSNBC.
What? Okay, those are two. What else? Well, see,
every place I saw them.
You didn't see it on ABC, CBS, and NBC. Oh. That's the part of the liberal media that you guys talk about. That's bullshit. They report news, and if conservatives, let me finish. When conservatives don't like the news, the way that's why Fox exists.
That's not true.
It's
just not the truth.
Okay.
I'm watching this media blackout. I'm telling you, there's a media blackout on the fact that a black Columbia University professor punched his white female coworker in the face while they were having an argument at a bar about race and white privilege.
By the way, I did read it on my BlackBerry when it happened, but I'm sure it'll be out. Fox will put it out, and everybody will have it.
Imus? Every network showed Imus every 30 seconds. When there was a noose, a black female professor at Columbia University found a noose, which is a symbol of black lynchings. It was front page news in the Daily News. Front page news for the Post. Fat Nick. They beat up these three
black... The Post? Front page news on the Post? The Post is a right-wing newspaper.
I understand it's all my Murdoch, but I'm saying Fox is not even covering this one.
Why? That's a great... Why
because when it comes to race, they're all phony. The Drudge Report had it up, and it's gone. All of them.
What's going on?
They didn't kill Jesse Jackson. They showed Jesse Jackson's clip about Barack Obama. I want to rip his balls off. He's talking down to niggas. They didn't show him say he's talking down to niggas. They could have killed Jesse Jackson with that, and they didn't.
Well, where'd you see it?
You might have seen it one time. When you see something one time,
CNN a few times.
It was not. Come on, they didn't play that the way they played Don Imus. You know that.
Don't be stepping up with
They didn't kill them with it the way they kill fucking Imus with his joke, because for some reason it is uncomfortable.
Can I say why though? It's when a white guy does something racial out in public. The I don't know, white meat or whatever you want to call it, they vilify them like they vilified Imus and they vilified Michael Richards
sure.
To say this is the lion shit. To say here he is. This is the motherfucker that's racist.
Yes.
Like I said, we all believe racism to exist. I don't like talking about it no more because I can't find one. Unless some white guy fucks up and says nigga by mistake or Michael Richards goes on a rant. That's when I see a racist.
But I'm saying,
they vilify him to go, there he is, it's not us.
Exactly what I'm saying. You're saying exactly what I am saying. It's a bunch of white people spanking certain white people. They're not dealing with race honestly because they're afraid of being exposed. Politically correct people are not afraid of being misconstrued. They're afraid of being exposed.
Which was a ploy to remove. Look, if white people can't have fun, nobody can. It was a ploy to stop the word nigger. It was a ploy to stop using the word nigger anywhere. If white people can't say nigger, nobody can say nigger.
White people can if they want to. Black people can.
But they can't.
White people are punished by other white people. Take it one step further.
That's where the N-word comes from.
Why is it this?
It's because white people can't say nigger.
Why they not? They cover black crimes.
N-word.
They cover black.
I have to say fucking N-word.
They cover black crimes, but they don't show black on white crime as hate crime. They won't show the racial component.
They show black on anything crime.
They won't show the racial component. I don't know why they won't do it.
I don't want to be racial anymore about it, because black people, here's where we fuck up. Anytime somebody black fucks up, we have to defend. It's like they group us all in to where you go, well, Patrice, gee whiz, nigga shot somebody at a gas station. Black people are not allowed to go, fuck that motherfucker. White people get to vilify your villains. We have to fucking defend Michael Vick somehow. When I love
you don't have to defend him. That's part of
I know I don't. You know what I'm saying?
That's part of a black.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have to. But that's the fucking rule.
Right. Like the thing about the black. Can you imagine if a white Columbia professor had punched his black female coworker in the face during a racial argument?
I can't deny any of that. But why we got to be stuck up all on just that?
Because I'm talking about the liberal bias of the media, and you're saying it doesn't exist.
You said Fox isn't even doing it.
When it comes to that, nobody touches it.
Well, maybe it's not liberal and conservative.
That is a very, very liberal stance that even Fox won't go near. They had it on Drudge, and they don't touch it. What's that?
Doesn't make any sense.
Why is it?
No, it doesn't make any sense.
All I know is the nigga president had to have a fucking beer with a cop because he said he was an asshole.
But that's, by the way, the second black intellectual in a major institution to have a racial incident.
Well, yeah, he had it. Well, he came out and called the guy an idiot, the cop, right away. But he says let's not rush to judgment over the fucking terrorist that shot up the soldiers.
Because he gets pressed into having his rule. But he should have told that cop, eat my ass. You are an idiot. Because he's the president. Well, that's some of the perks of being the president.
Maybe he should have
suck my dick.
Maybe he should have shut his mouth over that instead of his asshole buddy fucking crying to. I'm sure he was on his fucking phone. Hey, Barack, I got a cop in my house. He's fucking with me. You know, Barack should have kept his fucking mouth shut until the facts came out.
But why? Because I say that even at Fox, they have the same racial discomfort that they do, and the liberal media outlets have become. The problem I have with liberals is they've become the same thought police that they always hated the conservatives for. They've become the same.
When were the conservatives a thought police? So
when they were fucking
going to understand it.
When they were going after Lenny Bruce in the 50s for criticizing the Catholic Church.
That's conservative.
When they were going after a lot of people for criticizing the church or for criticizing the country, you're considered a communist. I mean, for years and years, the conservatives have been horrible. But you're saying, when did it turn against liberals? And I think when they became the people they hated, which was through the 70s and up into the 80s and now.
Well, I believe that I'm a fucking sick-ass, bleeding-heart liberal, and it's got nothing to do with politics per se, Democrats and Republicans, and I'm never going to be any different. And when I watch Fox or listen to Glenn Beck, if I did it with you, I could point out every hateful fucking lie.
But why is
That's
it
all
hateful?
I'm telling you.
Why is it not hateful when Oberman's doing it?
I'm going to tell you why. Because it seems to me, and I don't want this argument will go on forever, and I'm fucking your show to death. People hate this shit. I'm telling you, people hate this shit. But listen, why is it hateful? Because it seems that, like, for instance, when Tiller was shot, you know, O'Reilly called Tiller the killer. He's the abortion doctor. Right. And, you know, the guy got murdered. And, you know, there's a chance that some friggin' hillbilly cocksucker was watching O'Reilly every night and goes, I'm going to take one for the team. And they went and murdered, went and murdered the friggin' abortion doctor that was working under the law of your country,
That's
right?
exactly what I'm saying right
so
there.
I'll tell you that's why it's hate, bro. That's why.
But it's the
leads
thinking,
to murder.
It's the thinking. Maybe we made each other's point then, because maybe you're saying that was hate, but what I'm saying is that's the thinking for other people's stuff that makes liberals so arrogant.
I don't get
it is the thinking. I'll tell you what. Maybe some cocksucker will watch O'Reilly do that and go and kill him. Whereas a liberal will say, I'm intelligent enough to watch O'Reilly and make the distinction, but the average dumb American isn't. That's the arrogance.
That's where the news fucks up now, because the news is supposed to be telling us something and then back off. They're supposed to say, right, 3,000 people got shot in Iraq, and then back off. They go, 3,000 people got shot. The shit, like somebody has an opinion about the news.
They editorialize,
yes. The news it doesn't exist anymore where they just go, even these cornball news shows, like in the morning, there's like a girl going, oh my goodness, do you think that's kind of fucking shitty, don't you think?
I got to address something that we said about hate speech and people, maybe some hillbilly being influenced or something like that. Let's take a bleeding heart liberal that looks at what you call the teabaggers and those protests that were protesting higher taxes.
If you want to say that.
Well, I do want to say that.
It's bullshit. It's complete fucking bullshit.
Well, okay, and it's bullshit. And now maybe somebody's being labeled as a racist when they're not a racist because of what liberals are saying about them. You're fucking putting labels on people because it's easier than accepting the fact that maybe they're just mad at the way the government is running.
Okay, can I answer?
I am tired of paying the bill for every motherfucker in this country.
But where the fuck were these assholes when George Bush was the president? I didn't see no goddamn teabaggers flooding goddamn Washington D.C. with pictures of what you said.
They were fucking
bull fucking shit.
A lot of anti-war protests were going on when George Bush showed up. Oh, no, I'm not saying they're bad. Look, hey, I'm not saying it's bad, but they were there. Whenever George Bush showed up at the UN, there were fucking the police had to come out and drove to keep the protesters away from him.
Can I comment, please?
Sure.
Those fucking protests are so different from that teabagger.
How is it different?
I'm going to tell you.
Americans expressing
I will tell you.
their disenchantment with the government. But go ahead.
I'm going to tell you why they're so different. Because those liberals, which, by the way, are far left liberals, those liberals that show up at the UN and stuff, don't have some radio and TV station rallying them up to go. They do it.
Sorry.
Wait, there's a big difference. There's a big difference. They are sincere and maybe wrong, but they show up on their own. But when you got a fucking guy lying about czars and scaring people with socialism, and bro, let me tell you something. I know you guys are intelligent, but that socialism shit is just a knee-jerk word for people to get scared, and there's no truth to it whatsoever. Wait, let me finish. And you can go to if you guys live in New York, go to some socialist professor somewhere, talk to Bernie Sanders. You might know who he is. Bernie Sanders is a senator who's a socialist, a Democratic socialist senator. He will tell you this. All real socialists will tell you this guy isn't anywhere near a socialist, Barack Obama.
But you just said that the anti-war protesters showed up because it's such a subtle thing. People don't realize they're doing it because they wanted to. It was a reaction. They wanted to.
Anybody
and you're saying
only liberals can have grassroots.
And that the TV was. It's amazing.
Only liberals are allowed to have grassroots.
That's so cocky because you're just saying it, and it's bullshit.
Just because more people
I'm not a liberal. I'm not led by
just because there's more successful conservative radio and television shows doesn't mean that conservatives can't show up under their own accord. It just so happens, coincidentally, there's more conservative shows. But every time anytime liberals get together, it's grassroots. Anytime conservatives get together, it's fucking clan meeting.
I'll tell you what, Anthony. If you want to work on something called if you want to talk about something called evidence. Let's work on evidence. You tell me where these radio or TV shows were that sent people to protest wars and stuff, and I'll show you fucking all kinds of people that sent people to be teabaggers in Washington. Come on, it's ridiculous.
You don't think?
And I'll tell you one last thing.
It's all shitty divisive.
How did they show up? They had enough.
That they're pissed off.
Why didn't they show up then when Bush was president?
How did the anti-war people get together?
They just thought of it and just decided to go. That was a reaction. That was grassroots.
But they read each other's mind for the
none of it's real. None of this shit's real. It's not real. It's all bullshit. It's all against the people. This argument or this conversation, liberal, up there, they don't call these motherfuckers Barack. They call him Barry. They don't give a fuck.
Barack Hussein Obama.
He owes favors. He's the fucking... See, this is the thing about the president. If the president can come in 4 years... Each 4 years, you change the entire infrastructure. Where you come in and go, you know what? War's over, motherfucker. No Afghanistan, no Iraq. Let's just come on. The president is nothing. I don't even understand why he's the figurehead in this. He can't stop anything.
You're right.
The next guy's going to just do the next thing. It's horse shit.
I'll agree with you on that.
The liberals have become arrogant and thought policing, and that's what drives me crazier about anything their ideology, any of their war stances. We've dealt with it as entertainers.
It's amazing.
I watch what Imus got fired for. I watch what black performers don't get fired for. And that's not black people's fault. That's fucking white people who are just targeting other white people because, like, you hit the fucking nail on the head. We're going, that's the one. That's the naughty one, not me. It's all about keeping the focus on white guilt. I was upset
that black performers didn't immediately stand up for fucking Imus. Immediately.
That's the thought policing shit. And by the way, Media Matters, that clip was a week old. They were the ones who targeted that. They didn't target Al Roker for doing an epilepsy joke.
Al Roker?
For doing an epilepsy joke. Do you understand? Well, he blogged very heavily about Imus getting fired.
He's a militant.
He was very, very vocal about Imus being fired. He was very vocal about Imus being fired.
He's the whitest black guy in town. He's a wonderful fellow.
Exactly. He's not a threat. Of course. But do you understand what I mean? They target the speech they don't agree with. They don't target other speech that they do agree with. They don't target people who ideologically they agree with.
So basically what you're doing is you call people dumb because at the end of the day, I can go, hey, everybody, get together and let's do this. And you're allowed to go no.
Right.
But how can you get mad at Glenn Beck if he can get 50,000 people to go do dumb shit? And let's say Janine Garofalo, if she wants to get 50,000 people to go do dumb shit, it's the 50,000 people's fault.
Obama won.
They're fucking stupid for doing what the fuck they're told to do.
All this leading the idiots, all the conservative radio in the world did not prevent Barack Obama from winning the election.
Well, what do you think about that? I'm sure you got an idea. I'll bet you got an idea.
Electronic voting machine.
I'll tell you what it is. More Americans voted for him than McCain. That's what it was. People wanted a change.
Allegedly.
I wanted Obama to win. I wanted the younger guy. No, of course not. I just sit here and talk. But
all of a sudden there's a Republican governor in what's been a Democratic state forever, New Jersey.
It will happen.
White people got fed up.
Tax and spend.
Wait, hold on. Hold on, fellas. Jesus Christ. You want to look back through history? Whenever a new administration comes in, a whole bunch of states flip over. It happens all the time.
I'm not complaining about that.
And the right-wing talkers are all railing about that when they were looking for the Hoffman dude to win in New York 23, and all of a sudden that doesn't mean anything. Where the Democrat, they haven't had a Democrat.
That was such a
there
scam.
You go. There you go.
Come on. The Democrats and liberals would have been all over that if it was the other way around. That fucking Republican candidate was a Democrat. She was a fucking Democrat.
Well, she was a Republican.
And she got thrown out. Some Republican went along with everything Barack said.
Well, listen, there are liberal Republicans, believe it or not, and right and far right.
Liberal Republican. Yeah, she wasn't a moderate. She was.
Well, how'd she get to be a Republican all that time?
Who the fuck knows? It's up there in goddamn cow country. But when the conservatives stepped in. He had fucking his votes were diluted by this woman. She wound up getting
the woman bailed out.
She bailed out. And the percentage of votes she got after she bailed out would have put the conservative guy over the top.
See, baby, you talk about arguing the same way Brother Norton's going. Oh, when the liberals went out and protested the war, they just did it on their own, grassroots, sarcastic. And now you're doing the same exact
because it's the arrogance of the left that I'm talking about. We've got the issue,
bro.
It's the arrogant thought policing of the left. I'm telling you. You're asking about liberals. I don't hate liberal ideology. It's something I don't agree with. It's the arrogance, I know what's better for you than you do. I understand the unwashed masses shit that liberals have become, which makes me sick to my stomach, because they're doing the same thing they hated the conservatives for. I dealt with them. I know it when we would do Tough Crowd. The things you could make fun of, the things you couldn't make fun of. If it was a sacred cow of the right, it was okay. You want to shit on Catholicism? Good. And you should be able to. But fucking like Larry David, that little piss drop on the thing of Christ. I would love him to have done that with Muhammad. Never gonna happen. Fucking the phony New York Times wouldn't show that fucking...
Why would he do it to Muhammad? It ain't a good bit. You know, but everyone would be cheering. All the conservatives would be pumping their head.
You understand?
It's not a good bit.
Why isn't it a good bit?
Well, at Muhammad.
Why wouldn't the New York Times?
First of all, I don't know what a picture of Muhammad looks like.
Exactly.
Come on, you know it ain't a
Why
good
wouldn't the New York Times show that picture that the Danish cartoonist did? Why wouldn't they show that, but they still showed Piss Christ? Why wouldn't any of the New York papers show that? The media completely left it alone.
Why?
They're afraid because they're afraid of Islam. They're afraid of the violence in Islam, and they won't say it. South Park, one of the only edits they ever did was when they wanted to portray Muhammad, and they said absolutely not. We won't. They very rarely.
Thought they had that. I don't.
No, they didn't do it. And they came out and they gave this statement because of recent world events. They won't even name Islam.
So they're more afraid of Islam than they are of right-wing Christians.
There you go.
They're afraid by far. Of course they are. Of course. Terrified. The way they shit all over Christianity, they're much more afraid of Islam.
Yeah, I don't know.
Much more afraid. Right-wing Christians.
Who is, though?
Every newspaper that would never print that Danish cartoon.
But who's the holding the strings that says that they're not allowed to do that?
Good question.
I don't think the editor gives a fuck.
The editor does care.
Wait, no, who's the higher that's saying that's
wrong? We
wrong?
as a society, our whole
as a group,
our whole fucking way of life is afraid of offending Islam.
Of a guy running in with a bomb.
More so than offending Christianity or any other religion.
Christianity is safe to make fun of compared to the other, especially compared to Islam.
The retribution is fucking tragic.
Well, you guys are the fucking poster childs for you don't fuck with Christianity.
Yeah, well, we didn't say
that's not true at all. We shit all over Islam. We shit all over Christianity. We shit all over.
No, but I'm saying no. You're not saying you.
We didn't say it's absolute.
Not saying you're hypocrites. I'm saying that you lost your jobs because Christians band together and got you fucking fired.
No, we didn't. We lost our jobs because the company that sanctioned the contest fucking backed out.
Because what?
Bill Donahue.
Pressure from...
Absolutely. I don't fault Bill Donahue. I don't fault Al Sharpton either. I don't fault Sharpton and Jesse Jackson for getting Imus fired. I fault fucking Les Moonves for buckling when he didn't have to. I fault the fucking companies for buckling because they think it's Selma in 1960
but who is
and it's going to be a boycott that's going to hurt.
It's ultimately... this is what I'm trying to get back to, is human. All these labels, it's about humans being liars. It's about lying. If people didn't lie, then we wouldn't be pointing our fingers at this one or that one. The New York Times guy is going by the fact that we all are liars right now. Anthony, to me, look, and fucking
Colin?
Yeah, Colin. Somebody Colin's back here yawning. Poor Colin.
Me and Colin are playing hangman.
Anthony and Colin what, bro?
Colin's thinking he left his Bengay at home. He's getting tired. I'm saying at the end of the day, I'm giving Colin you credit because at least we can have racial conversations. Everybody thinks just because you talk race that you're racist.
I know.
People could just be racial and get it out just so we're not as led around by these discussions about who's doing what and who's afraid. Why the fuck would it's the Rush Limbaugh thing? He can't buy a fucking football team. The motherfucker that owns the Pittsburgh Steelers never owned a slave, nigga. So Rush Limbaugh is the racist, but these old white dudes that own football teams aren't. Fucking the Dallas Cowboy motherfucker. That Texas oil baron. Think he loves black people? Like, I'm just saying.
Mark Shaw was able to own a fucking baseball team.
Exactly. Like, so that's what I don't want to. I don't want to be a fucking slave to the fact that you're going to tell me who the villains are and this and that. Yeah, let's have real conversations.
We're having one right now.
Fucking Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh's the villain. I'm not defending him, but you're going to tell me these other what? Rush Limbaugh's going to get in the NFL and go, I'm going to try to win a game with all white players. Like, get the fuck out of here. He's as racist as anybody else who I can't prove it.
It's true.
Fuck out of here, man.
It's true. White people are stereotyping black people and they're racist. Maybe you'd like to look on Maury right now.
5 babies DNA test.
Let me just get one.
Can I just finish my thought on there? The reason is people are afraid of Islam. I would be too. I'm not saying that they're dumb to be afraid of Islam. What bothers me is the fucking phony attacks on other religions, and they won't come out and say, we won't show that cartoon because we're afraid of a suicide bomber coming in, which is the reality. And I wouldn't fault them for that. I'm not saying I'm ballsy, but there were people that quit. I think it was the New York Press or the Village Voice because they wouldn't show that cartoon.
The Village Voice?
It was one of the Voice people, the reporters were quitting because the paper fucking copped out. They would not address Islam honestly. And they won't just say, we're afraid of them because they react really violently. They attack right-wing Christianity all the time, and they should.
But let me just say one last thing about this liberal conservative shit. And I know I ain't sinking crap in with you dudes. Here's the deal, bro. Since Barack Obama has been the president, and before in history, there are radio stations. I'll just use Rush Limbaugh as for instance. Rush Limbaugh has a show. He did it with Bill Clinton. That's how he became famous, Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh has 3 hours a day, every single day, and his whole mission is to bring down Barack Obama. That's what the show is, 100%. I get his emails every day, Jim. I'll get his emails every single day. I'll show them to you.
I thought they had a fairness doctrine thing.
No, that was the liberals crying because people don't want liberal radio, so they were like, well, if they get it, we should have it. They don't want the fairness doctrine anywhere else. They don't want it in sports. They don't want it anywhere else, but they want it with talk radio where people are expressing opinions because people didn't want to hire liberal talkers. So like, well, how can we get in there? Oh, let's make it a fucking like the government mandated thing. It was bullshit.
By the way, the fairness doctrine was in existence once, and then it was taken away.
It should be.
When I was on the radio, if you had a dude on, you had to have the other dude on. If you talked about one side, you had to talk about the other side, which in all honesty will make for a smarter populace. But in the meantime, you got a bunch of radio shows that dedicate their shows to bringing down your president. That never ever happened in the day, ever.
They're all getting, the thing is this, you know the fairness doctrine. Come on.
Forget the fairness doctrine.
Saying, like that, it's all about,
I'm
based
not
on
saying
rating.
that.
Rush probably
wanted
Obama, and this is how dumb the Democrats are.
I hear you.
This is how dumb they are. Obama addressed Hannity, and he addressed fucking Rush by name, like they're Republican Party. They're just talkers. He was harsher with Rush Limbaugh than he was with Ahmadinejad, or fucking anything that's going on in the Middle East. He had harder words for Rush Limbaugh.
That's because some people believe that diplomacy might be a good thing. I know you guys don't on the right. You'd rather bomb every Muslim off the planet.
Not true at all. Bullshit. Not true at all. I'm all for diplomacy.
Then what's wrong with diplomacy?
Nothing. But I'm saying Obama reached his hand out to a guy who said that he wants Israel wiped off the face of the map. And Israel, if we don't do something, is going to attack Iran.
I will say something about the Muslim community in this country. There's some silent motherfuckers. See, here's the thing about other groups. Black people every group has the other group in it that will say, we're not associated with that motherfucker.
Yes.
Now,
I got bad
here's the thing. Wait a minute. Here's the thing. In England, it's harder to be that racist in England against Muslims because they live with the community like fucking Puerto Ricans live with people in New York.
Not in my fucking
Here, fucking Muslims, if Muslims start running around bombing malls and doing all that goofy shit they do in England and Israel, bad things are going to happen to all Muslims. Yeah. So if they can differentiate between the ones that we go, them, which is what niggas had to do and Asians had to do, where if black people start flying planes and the shit, most likely it'll be those black people not, here we go with this shit here.
But mum's the word.
Because Islam is very peaceful. It's a very peaceful fucking religion.
Patrice, wait, I just want to tell you something because this is what happens on the radio. Patrice just said you don't see the Muslim coming out speaking against, correct? And you just say that?
Well, in terms of saying, but on the streets too, Brother Weez, on the streets, if you ask a Muslim, what do they think? They go, well, you know, it's a thing that we have to do what we, you know.
That guy just
never like fuck him. Never like fuck that dude for blowing up shit.
Bro,
ever.
Listen, this is what I want to say. Just yesterday on MSNBC, they had a Muslim broad, who's some professor at some big school here in this country, that was up screaming against the Muslims. And she's a deep Muslim studier and knows the religion and the whole deal. And she wants more people to come out. But she was up there for 15 minutes as a Muslim, denouncing the Muslims, the violent Muslims, and the extremists, Muslim extremists. Because a lot of people in this country, and I'm not going to say hillbilly,
but look at the point. Look at the point you're making, though.
Muslims
you
are
just
Muslims.
made his point.
You're just
she
making
wants more people to come out.
The point is,
but he didn't think she existed.
No,
but of course, but
it was on the exception to the rule show.
Yes. Where's just some dude? If you talk to a cab driver, you know you like to talk to people. People like to talk, and it's like you talk to a cab driver and you go, "Hey, man, what's going on over here?" You'll go, all right. They'll never go. You talk to 20 Muslims or 20 dudes you think are Muslims and ask about this situation and see if they go, it's all fucked up. It's all fucked up. The Israel, fucking Palestine shit's all goofy. The fucking India versus Pakistan is goofy. You won't hear those people say that shit's goofy. They won't do it. So that's why they put themselves in a spot to go, all of you. If Asians went, this is the problem with Muslims. They haven't went through the shit yet. This is their time to go through the shit like Asians did. Asians have earned their place to go suck my balls because they've been put in fucking concentration camps during World War II. They scooped them up, threw them into some fucking camp because they're fucking Chinese.
Yeah, that was some bad shit.
They went
some wrong
through
stuff.
it. The Muslims haven't gone through the shit that makes the ones go, hey, I live here and I love it. Them motherfuckers that do dumb shit, fuck them. So that we won't look at them all the same. Because if Asian people blew up a mall, you would not look at all Asians like they blow malls up. Because they earn their spot. Muslims haven't earned their fucking
Asians
due
also
yet.
never attacked us from within as civilians. Asians also, no other group, it's the first time we're dealing with this, whereas, and this is why the internment camps were so wrong in World War II, it is because the Islamists purposefully used the way we live and attacked us as civilians. So it's not like they came in here as a paramilitary group, they were just civilians. So they trained us to look at all civilians suspiciously, and then we look at civilians suspiciously and we're accused of being racist. There's no way to win that. So you're either sitting ducks or you're smart and your profile.
Which is what those shitty movies that have a guy give a speech in them. Like, you Americans are so stupid. Because they know the deal.
Citizen.
It's this goofy shit.
You have to arrest me.
Muslims have to go through that shit. They have to
make me laugh.
They have to turn in this pressure. They have to deal with the pressure.
I want Weezy, yes.
I just want to tell you this. The right wing always brings up the fact that Fox is the man and they got the ratings, and like somehow that makes it the truth. But just let me remind you, the Transformers was the #1 movie.
But I'm not saying that.
Remember that shit. It's important.
But the Transformers is a day in, day out event. Ratings run the world when it comes to stations and making money. And I'm saying that for some reason, those guys get numbers. I mean, they killed. Keith Olbermann's on the air because he gets ratings. I mean, he doesn't do as well as Hannity, but he gets fucking ratings.
I got to say something here about that. What you just said. I'm not saying it makes it the truth. I'm not saying it makes it.
Well, that's
good.
what I feel like you're saying.
No. They have the ratings, but what it does is it gives the left an excuse to say things like, oh, the people that showed up weren't angry about taxes. They were racist, baited by the station. They were baited by the stations that have a huge viewership and huge listenership. Instead of just going, you know something? I'm tired of paying taxes, and there is a demonstration about it, and I feel passionate enough to go and represent this cause.
But it's suspect, my brother, because the motherfuckers, if you actually believe in your goddamn heart that why these people weren't there during the Bush regime, but they showed up after Glenn Beck and Fox News. God damn it, the evidence. When did their tax change? Nothing fucking changed. Bull.
Let me tell you something.
You're telling me your life has changed.
I'm telling you, my taxes have gone up already.
I must not have noticed.
They have
Hannity's ratings better since Combs left?
Hannity's fucking, him and O'Reilly destroy everybody.
You know what it is? And this is something that, maybe not directly because of Obama, but Obama's saying people that make more than $250,000 a year. Wait. No, not there yet. Hold it. Not there yet. But when you get Obama, the president, the one that's changing things, everyone's looking up to, saying, we want to tax people that make $250,000 a year or more. Then lower government, use his example, like they did in my fucking county, and tax the shit out of me.
So now
their whole thing is by Democrats that are running the fucking county. Oh, although Swazi, oops, he might be out now. He was tiptoeing his way, going la-di-di, I think I'm winning, and now recount. By
the way, Anthony, all of this is the bigger thing.
But it was a catchphrase of everyone going $250,000 or more. Now it's everyone's hands are in my pocket.
You're directing your anger at the wrong thing because at the end. Wait a minute. At the end of the day, we're all, no matter how much money we got, we're all paying back a loan that the government takes out from a fucking bank. This is not about this is about people. It's not about fucking your county.
I want to simplify it.
They need your money to pay back fucking Chinese people.
I want to simplify
Anthony's
it.
pissed because they just taxed him on his new Messerschmitt.
I want to keep it simple. I make X amount of money. Right. I want to keep X amount of that money. And it's getting less and less and less.
It's not your money.
Fuck you.
It don't belong to you.
I'm sitting my ass in this chair every fucking day.
I know
and
fuck
I pay
you.
my fucking bid on taxes.
I know.
And I always have. And the motherfuckers, it's never enough.
I know it's fuck you.
Never enough.
But it's not ever enough.
How much, Weez? How much do you want to pay in tax?
Well,
how
you see,
do you want to
how much is enough?
Where will you reach a point where you go, fuck these guys?
Here's the unfortunate truth. Never. Because I think you're full of shit.
Why?
I think you're a Republican, elitist, rich guy. Let me give me a minute. Wait, let me tell you.
All right. I want to retort.
Yeah, I'm sure this is your joint. I have friends where I live really rich. Right? This is my life experience. I have some really fucking rich friends, obviously all Republicans, and they're bitching, and they're moaning about all this crap, which hasn't even touched them. These people got all the crap that Colin was just making jokes on you. I'm not bullshitting you, planes. These motherfuckers that are worrying about people getting health care or any kind of handout, they're going to have one less Ferrari. I ain't bullshitting you.
You don't think
so wait a minute.
No, they've already given their Ferrari. Now they want both of their fucking Ferrari. No, they're the ones taxed up the ass.
Okay, here's bottom line. Let me just finish.
I think unemployment's at 10%.
Bottom line that I know for
collateral.
Bottom line that I know for sure. All my rich friends are going to stay rich and die rich. But not as rich, maybe. Come on, man. We just pass through life. I believe
Look,
Hillary.
I understand.
I believe it takes a village. And I'm not bullshitting you. I saw that Oprah show where it went around the world. I'm sure you guys don't look at that. You think you'll grow a vagina or something. But I watched that Oprah show because I like it. And she had these people from all over the world, and I forgot which country, Norway or something. 50%, these people were paying 50%, and they got everything. They had everything. This healthcare thing.
Because they're all white.
That's right. That's why. Can you imagine, though, honestly, if we had health care, and don't start with the anecdotes about Canada, if you had that health care, and you didn't have to take it out of your money from work, or if some guy with a business didn't have to pay half of every cat that worked there, and you didn't have to worry about getting sick. I mean, this is all a good life. It's good.
Sounds good.
It is good.
As more hands go into my pocket.
Big fuck your pocket.
You know what?
Someone's got to have a pocket.
One day they're going to go into your fucking bank account and take what they need.
When did America,
as opposed to fucking this pretend
when
tax
did America
shit.
become a place that guarantees people
life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness?
Yes, pursuit. Chase that motherfucker.
Well,
and if you catch it, best of luck to you.
Let me ask you this one question. Why is this country, the one that brags about being the best country in the world, the only industrialized country that doesn't take care of their people?
Free enterprise, competition, and incentive.
So we got people dying.
Wait, listen to me.
But he's talking, see, Weez is talking humanity, Anthony.
I pay. You're making it sound like I'm sitting there with gold doubloons going, Mwah!
You want to?
I pay up the
And listen, Monopoly man.
But the ass, and they want more.
But we already do have healthcare. We have the best healthcare in the world.
We have that's why we're ranked. That's why we're ranked in the 30s. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, when everybody needs a surgery for something, they go to fucking Guam. Actually, Guam is they go to fucking Africa.
Evidence. Can we do evidence? Right now, there's something, and it was in the Parade magazine of all things. They insert in the Sunday paper. Probably right. They have things called surgical vacations. But you know, that's what I don't want to call you guys.
People are going to Mexico and getting surgery.
People are going to a lot of places and getting surgery.
Yeah, and Brazil is my favorite place where people go.
Happens.
But this is what kills
certain
me.
types of surgery though down there.
Well, they get a vagina. But listen, people are traveling to many places to get operations. But here's what kills me: you motherfuckers going, we got the best health care. We don't have the best health care. We might have the best doctors and technology.
Yes.
Health care. The word care means someone's getting taken care of.
Nowhere else.
Right. Come on.
Where else in the world? And don't bring up one of these little shit countries that have no people like Sweden. Well,
that's a problem.
40 people in the whole fucking country.
40 people.
One thing I like about Weezy is he argues about like this. He's like talking political, intellectual. He's like, you motherfuckers. Listen to me.
Because he doesn't get the curse on his shit.
Right.
What other country can you walk into the emergency room and get everything taken care of?
Tons of them.
No.
Yes.
Except little, don't mention
What,
Sweden.
Canada's that little? Space-wise, they're pretty big.
Even the most liberal... The most liberal Canadians I know say you're making the mistake of your life. All the
fuck you, Colin. That is anecdotal bullshit.
It's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
We all know it's
How many
bullshit.
bullshit?
Colin, you're bullshit.
Like Jimmy's being sarcastic.
what's wrong with
I see
You
the
waited all this time to just say some fucking dumb shit, Colin.
Exactly.
Why don't you shut the fuck up, man?
The dollar is falling. Shut up. I swear to God, it's not anecdotal. It's a true. It's true
anecdotal.
facts.
It's not true facts. Let's make some phone calls. I do it all. Let's call
make some
Canada.
phone calls right now.
Let's call Canada.
Let's call Canada.
And get a guy on the phone random. And what happens if he says to you, by the way, I got a comic who's just on my show, American kid that married a Canadian broad. They're up in Edmonton.
Fantastic.
Anecdotal. They had a baby. She had a kid. It didn't cost them a guy. What are you talking
when
about?
I said anecdotal, it was
because I'm
bullshit.
responding to yours.
Oh, but I'm saying
You're
how come?
because you just said everybody in Canada says it sucks. Everybody
I don't mean everybody. You said everybody in Canada.
Okay, hold on. Unfortunately for me, I broadcast from across the water from Canada. I actually have Canadian listeners.
Yeah.
These people call up all the time saying, I cannot believe what you people in your country are doing. And people don't want health care. I'm at the anecdotal.
You know something? If it could be done without more fucking mitts in my wallet,
what if it could be done?
God bless, because I'm done fucking paying for everybody.
Wait, what if it could be done with putting mitts in your pocket?
No.
So you must not like Jesus.
No, it's
I love
nothing
my
to
Jesus.
do religion. It's nothing to do with
Jesus
religion.
wants people to have health care.
Here's what it is. America. A place on this great globe of ours that you come to or are born in, and you have the opportunity to through luck, through wealth, through skill.
At least he came up with luck.
No, it's true. But it's true. There's a little bit of everything involved. That's what makes this a great country.
And there's no difference between that and about 50 other countries, by the way.
To get as high up as you want. There is no obligation to the person that succeeded to take care of or bring up anyone beneath them.
So let me ask you this.
Is it righteous? Is it nice? Of course it fucking is. Is it mandatory? No.
Not here. But wait a minute.
No.
But let's say you were a guy in Toronto. I don't know if you've ever been there.
Yeah.
One of the
Lovely
great cities
city
in the world. Great big city. And you have all those exact opportunities that you just mentioned. Plus, they take care of everybody. A little better. Same exact every opportunity that you just mentioned you can have in Toronto.
Take care of the mismanagement for the money.
Anthony, what if everybody
and Canadian pussy smells terrible, to be very honest with you. I've had a few that are fucking horrendous.
Towards whatever, like 50% or whatever the percentage they have, they pay towards healthcare. Because look I'm both sides. I think our healthcare system, it's not bad. It's just shit. It's just
85% of people are insured.
Wait a minute, no. On a human level,
15% not bad.
Yeah,
that's a lot of motherfuckers.
85% of the people in this country are insured.
Yes. Why are we fucking complaining? Exactly.
The 15% is not insured.
15%. Always.
Wait.
Fucking crazy. For 15%.
Wait.
By the way.
Wait. You might want to talk to some of the cocksuckers that were insured, that are broke now, with insurance. Don't line up the phones. But the kids that work for me that just had babies, for instance, with insurance that they pay dearly for, had to pay thousands. And they're not
because they lost their jobs?
No. They're working. Don't fucking ask me. I'll call them out. They keep telling me this. I don't understand it my own self. But what about the people with insurance?
You're just being led blindly by them.
I think so, bro. What about the people with insurance that are still going? What about the people denied surgeries with insurance? If you deny the fact that the insurance companies have a person with a job, their whole job is to deny you an operation, then you're not being truthful.
I understand that.
Well, isn't that Patrice? How ugly?
That's an ugly thing. It's an ugly. But here's the human part of it. This is what fucks me up. We don't talk. The human part is there's somebody with a job to tell you that you're going to die.
There you go.
And if people decided that I'm not going to take a job where I'm just going to allow people to die because I was told to allow people to die. It's my thing about I'm sorry, Colin. It's the thing about the whole thing of Hitler and I know I keep saying this, but it's like, who do you hate more? Hitler for going, I hate Jews, I want to kill them, or a bunch of motherfuckers who just go do it because they told them to? Who the fuck is wrong? I take a job to say, Patrice, you gotta pay insurance for a year, but you have diabetes. Wait a minute, you got diabetes. You got to pay for a year, $400 a month for a year before we ever take care of your diabetes.
Well, if you
pre-existing condition, I'll be dead before I fucking get help.
That doesn't sound good. It doesn't. It doesn't. And neither does you go out and crash your car 50 times. Your premiums are going to be a little high on your car insurance.
What does one? Wait, that's a stupid.
Thank you. I couldn't get out of my throat fast enough.
What kind of comparison was that?
I'm doing a cold-blooded study on insurance, which is the higher the risk, the more you're going to pay.
But that's not a nice country.
That's true.
No, that's not a nice country.
It's true. It's not a nice country.
I want to take care of my brothers and sisters.
Well, you're
Fuck
a good man. You're a good man. And
Big
you know
deal.
something? 90% tax your ass and 30% tax mine.
I'm in.
Because I'm an asshole.
I'm in.
And maybe in the next world, you'll get a better place than I will.
I don't even believe there is a next world.
Are you an atheist, Anthony?
I am.
Nah, I know that there's probably something, but I don't fucking understand.
Anthony, that's agnostic.
Yeah,
Agnostic.
I'm just like,
he don't believe in nothing.
By the way,
in nothing.
No, bro, I just told you didn't hear my story. I'm a Jehovah's Witness now. Legit.
Is that it?
Legit.
Really?
Yeah.
No Christmas?
No medication.
They say there's only 100,000 people are going to make it to heaven, right?
Yeah, but I'm number 100,000.
Right. You just
right under the wire.
I got in late.
And they don't vote.
I ain't voting no more.
Yeah, Jehovah's Witnesses don't vote.
Wait, you don't vote anymore?
I'm a witness.
Yeah, Jehovah's Witnesses don't vote.
They didn't tell me that yet.
This ain't real.
Bro, this is real. I'll show you the letter. Bro, listen to this. Wait, real quick. Witnesses came to my door, so I answered the door because I'm like really don't like organized religion. I don't want to piss anybody off here. I like the Bill Maher take. I'm sure someone hates him in here somewhere. So anyway, that's the way I am. So they come up to my door, and I answered the door right up to my door, and I go, "You guys, I'm the Antichrist. You came to the wrong joint." And you know they sold me. I'm not kidding you. I dug their rep. So I started.
Wait, what do they say that sold you?
Well, one of the things they say is they don't go to war.
You talk about Fox leading people, and you fell for the Jehovah's Witnesses rap?
That was good.
With a box of watchtowers.
That was going to hurt.
That's good, though, bro.
Wait, that one's going to hurt you a little bit.
No, I like it. That's a beautiful beat.
You don't believe in war, and you were over there for 3 fucking tours, right?
Well, wait a minute. I know it's not. That's why. My tours in Vietnam are why. I don't even want to get into that. Well, look, I got.
You were
such
talking about
takes.
Afghanistan last night. You don't want any more of the boys going over there.
No, I don't want anybody.
And wants a lot of the guys to go over there.
No, I didn't say that. Holy fuck! I did not say
You want to
that.
send? You want to send our soldiers to die?
You want to
Anthony?
send 16-year-old kids?
Hold on. I misread. All right.
Fuck you, man.
You want to send high school kids over there now?
That's
Is that
right.
your thing?
I said as far as soldiers go, and as far as commanders go.
I can't wait.
You want to go back to Iraq?
I said, when you listen to them, when they are given an order by their president, and you send them and give them every resource they need to finish the job, or you get them the fuck home.
Okay, hold on.
And get them out.
I heard a dude called a political talk show the other day, and my blood boils, and they talk about Vietnam. And they go, the same rap you just did, that's the bullshit they keep talking now. You give them all the stuff so we can finish it. Here's a bulletin for the dumb motherfuckers. There is no finishing it.
I understand that.
Alexander the Great till today, you can't beat that Afghani motherfuckers.
But don't leave it half-assed sitting in the middle of something. Then take them home. Then get them home.
It was half-assed. It was half-assed when we got there.
Then assess the situation and go, we can't win this. Get everybody the fuck
And
home.
don't help them the next time somebody invades.
Right.
Dumb assholes we are. We should let the Russians do what they wanted.
But why do we never look like if this? What are we over there doing?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
What's
like,
his weed? Mind your business, black people. Anyway, fellas, what I'm trying to say.
Keeping the world safe for democracy.
I don't get it, man. This the fuck.
Oh, but I heard this dude call up this political talk show about Vietnam.
Right.
Because a lot of guys say that. If we had what we needed, and I went 3 times, if we had what we needed and finish it, what? I wanted to pose the question, what was finish? They want to blow up the whole joint? That's what they're talking about. When they say finish any of these wars, they mean blow up the whole
kill every motherfucker there. Well, here's what they mean. They mean place their guy there so they can have all the fucking resources.
There you go. There's
Which
no
is
resources in that fucked up country.
There's some funky diamond over there that God put there.
Funky diamond.
All it is fucking heroin.
God put a lot of shit over there. Opium, exactly.
Let the conspiracy go.
That's right. How about the fact?
Let it fly now.
That's why they
the
fucking
government's selling heroin. Everybody.
Wait a minute. That's why they hate fucking Chavez, man. because he's a dictator that says fuck you. Yeah. They need people so they can go in there and keep the shit.
Fucking green card.
By the way, Patrice.
Yes.
He's a benevolent dictator. See, that's another word.
He loves his people.
He takes care of
He
people.
loves his people. That's why they fucking hate him.
And the cold people in Brooklyn, right? Didn't he buy the oil for people
He
around here somewhere?
He loves his people because
he loves his people, and that's what they hate dictators who fucking are really for the people. That's why they hate Castro.
Yeah, they loved Hitler. They loved Hitler. Oh, did they love Hitler?
He's not for the people.
Shut up, he sure was.
Yeah, he sure as hell
Did
was.
you see all the people come out at the rallies?
Certain people he wasn't for, but he was for.
Well, you gotta gang. In order to unite people, you gotta gang them up against someone else.
You just hit me with a big ball of literal. You use Hitler. Hitler was not a man of the people. He just was charismatic. But I'm just saying.
You just used Hitler 5 minutes ago for your arguments.
I'm gonna tell you something. I think every ideology has a benevolent point to it. I think communism has a great point to it. It's the people running it that fucks it up.
By the way, I got good news for everybody here. I don't know if you guys saw this. A couple weeks ago, I went to the movie theater, saw Brad Pitt and them cats killed a Hitler. I was proud as a mother.
Oh, my God.
They killed Hitler. He died. I didn't know he went down until I went to that flick.
They got him.
Inglorious Bastards. Norton, you didn't see that?
I did not. No, I like Tarantino a lot. I heard mixed reviews about it.
Oh, I liked it a lot. I think you dig it.
Are we ready for final statements here? Final statements.
All right.
Who wants to start?
Not all white people are bad.
I respect and appreciate Weezy's point of view.
Oh, yeah, I don't think you do.
No matter how stupid it is.
Thank you. Yeah, and I will come back with the fact that one of the luckiest men on the planet, Anthony, sitting over there, fucking stepped in a pile of shit named Opie.
This motherfucker, thank you.
I'm glad you called him a piece of shit.
Fucking asshole. This is what kills me. His last callus on his fingers healed yesterday. He used to fucking fix refrigerators. And this cocksucker is Lord Barrington III. Like, you're an asshole.
I got mine, motherfucker. I got mine.
Wait, and even worse than that, I heard rumors that this lucky motherfucker goes to casinos. Like this. He doesn't want to pay for the poor people's health care, but he'll give Atlantic City $50,000, $100,000 because he's an idiot.
They employ a shitload of people, don't they?
That is true.
Yeah, but Trump got the money. Not those people.
Well, you know something? Trump employs some people, too.
All right.
But let's tax the shit out of the people that employ people and keep unemployment at 10% or higher.
Wait, you had your final statement.
Yeah, you really did.
Sorry. You really had your final statement.
My final statement is that Anthony,
Colin, yes.
whose dream 5 years ago was to someday work the walk-in freezers. Now he's got a fucking Panzer tank in the back.
Fucking Colin. Yeah. Colin's gonna be at Caroline's what? Tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday, right, Colin?
Yeah.
Caroline's from Colin Quinn.
Where's Norton gonna be?
Well, wait, he's got his final statement.
Right.
We're doing final statement.
Well, yeah, that's a good question, though. November 25th, I'll be at the Stress Factory the night before Thanksgiving. Excellent question. What do you think you posed?
Thank you.
Here's where the liberals lose me.
Oh, I forgot that.
Liberals don't lose me on the ideology.
Oh, they don't lose.
You don't lose me on your beliefs. Some I'm with, some I'm not. I'm for gay marriage. For most of them, I'm pretty socially liberal.
Gay marriage.
I know. Well,
Can you imagine?
But the liberals lose me on the language policing they do and the fucking arrogance. They think everybody else is a lead sheep, and they are these brilliant intellectual thinkers who see it for what it really is. And that arrogance, they are exactly what they hated in the 60s and before. So that's my problem with the liberals.
November 24th. Can I respond? Because I was
sure, go ahead.
But this is what freaks me out, my brother Norton. First of all, I think you're the smartest guy in the room. Not that anybody gives a shit.
Thank you. I wholeheartedly agree with you.
Not that anybody cares. But this
he's gonna be dead in 2012 like everybody else. So fuck this smartest guy in the fucking room. He's gonna be laying right under the rape picture of the Statue of Liberty like everybody else with a dress up.
But the deal is, with people, you see, the liberalism that's in my heart is, forget the snottiness. I know that, I mean, if you don't think that down there where they fly the Confederate flag, if you don't think there's a whole bunch, if you go to the dumb places where comedians make fun of, just played Alabama, they didn't get the joke, that crap. If you go down there, I'd say that, you're going to be pissed at me, but I'd say that most of them were conservative followers. I don't think you're going to find many liberals in these places, and I wouldn't be that proud of that. But the thing is, when Rush Limbaugh tells tells his listeners all the time, think for yourselves. You know, he's always going, they think that you're too dumb. Well, you know what I really believe? I really do believe people are too dumb. And I know that you know it, too.
I actually don't know that. I really don't.
Are you shitting me?
I really don't, because as a guy who watches Fox, who doesn't,
I'm not even talking
any of that
about
stuff that I would be considered a follower for. I know I form my own opinions.
I'm not referring to any of that.
I don't buy the whole. There are some dummies, sure, but there's also dummies in college campuses all over this fucking country listening to their professors.
They're smarter, though, bro. But they got to be a little smarter.
Not by much. The same ones that wouldn't protest Ahmadinejad, who did protest when the Minutemen went to speak. They started a riot when the Minutemen went to speak at Columbia University, and Ahmadinejad was welcomed with open arms until the fucking whatever the fuck the head of Columbia was really devastated and humiliated him, which I respected.
Yeah,
but there's something about the students. They're fucking sheep.
But it freaks me out that conservatives that I meet that go, the only reason I'm conservative is that tax thing. Man, what a smokescreen. I believe that if you're socially liberal, that you should be a goddamn liberal. Because that's what they're fighting the war about. I'm fighting for the fags to get married. Sorry about that word. I'm fighting for gay marriage. And it was the liberals, once again, that made black people couldn't even marry white broads legally. Until that's the truth.
Yeah, thank you for nothing, liberals.
They still don't marry him.
But anyway,
just leave him with a couple of Baracks and then move on.
And Jim,
they just ruined their relationships with their dads.
Jim, do a couple of Lenny Kravitzes and they bust on.
Do not the conservatives use the gay marriage and abortion as their biggest issue when elections come up?
Yeah, of course.
That's what they use. So you're probably on the right side of that issue, yet you'll stick with them.
We got to wrap
in the middle.
What's the website to listen to you online?
I'm not going to tell.
Weez.com.
I'm not telling.
Weez.com, right?
I don't want to tell people that.
Weez.com?
Weez at CanadianHealthcare.com.
We got replays. Who gives a shit?
Weez at CanadianHealthcare.com.
It's Weez.com if you want to listen to this show online. Patrice is going to be...
Where the fuck is he going?
Call of Duty.
By the way, my show's not political at all. None.
Shit to do.
Where's he going? Where are you going?
So you got to shoot somebody? Shoot somebody?
Where are you going to count your money?
Let me tell you something. He said the truth the first time he said it.
He just doesn't want the uncomfortableness when the mics are off. The awkward.
He's going to play Call of Duty. You're right.
All right, listen. Patrice is going to be at Bananas Hasbrook Heights, right?
Yes.
Tonight and tomorrow?
Yes.
Everyone got their final statements in?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here then.
That's no business.
Well, there was one thing.
No.